even more here from the PMPL Americas.
Oh yeah, that's one team that even at the beginning I said they're slow starters. It's just a pattern that I've seen from them ever since I saw them in Berlin. And it went to show because in week 1 they actually averaged about 42.5 points. And then on week 2 they averaged 51.5. And then on week 3 they stepped it up even more. Right now they're currently averaging 54.3. So overall for them it seems like they're finally starting to wake up. And they do have 2 players that are just absolutely destroying right now with Axel 76 kills and then Ayala 64 kills. And I remember for a little bit there we're saying how Axel was at the top from that team and we needed somebody else to step up. So it seems like Ayala pretty much stepped into that role and getting 64 kills. That's really good for him.
And actually we're taking a look at Ace there as well. Let's take a closer look at Ace. And Digon, they're a team that they still don't have that chicken dinner, and I keep jinxing them, but they did really, really well yesterday. Constantly in those top positions, constantly fragging out as well.
Yeah, this is the final team that hasn't won a game yet, but yesterday, like for the first 3 matches, they were the leaders in damage. And as you see throughout the whole season, it's been Nunez leading the way in terms of damage, but Kino Bala leading the way in terms of kills over the last several days, and Paralyze has been the one that's been trying to snake them up a couple of position points and has done a fantastic job being the last one alive. Once he realizes, hey look, we're not going to win these gunfights, I'm going to bail out and see if I can do Pyra, if you will, because Pyra for Cloud9 has done that over and over again and gotten Cloud9 a ton of placement points. But this team is a team that when we did scrims, they were consistent. They were always in the top 5, and they did it mainly off of placement points. I think they had a paradigm shift, realizing, hey, look, we have to start shooting, we have to start taking fights and fragging out. And over the last 2 days, they've definitely done that, and they look like a completely different team than they have the whole season.
Definitely so, but one of the questions that pops into my mind is, have they been unfortunate when it comes to the later circles, or have they had a problem just closing it out? Have they kind of got this mental block where they can't quite close it out? I don't know. I don't know. That remains to be speculation. Let's take a look at Team Queso though here and see what is actually going on with those gents as well in terms of the numbers. 7, what do you make of it?
And right here, as I was mentioning, Axel 79 kills, Ayala 70 kills actually, not 64. That's so impressive because at one point I remember the only player that we were talking about Team Queso was Mystic. He was the one that was clutching it for them. He was pretty much what Paralyze was doing it for Ace 1. He was getting them those placing points, but not enough kills. So it's good to see that this team is now starting to work together. It's pretty much what I'm used to seeing from them. Stuff that I have seen from them in Berlin, stuff that I have seen from them in Malaysia. And it goes to show, this our caliber team, they just need to go ahead and learn how to go ahead and pretty much start hot. They can't start slow. I feel like that's their downfall. And just to kind of talk a little bit more in regards to Ace, what you guys were saying, Paralyze, I was talking to him a little bit, and he did tell me that it became kind of like a mental block once they had those days where they just dragged out, they were doing amazing, and then after not being able to get that win, it became a mental thing. And that's why I believe in week 3 this week, on the first day, it was their lowest scoring ever. I think it was like maybe 10 points for a whole day. And they've been able to switch it, so it's good to see that for the future.
Yeah, the reason why we're highlighting Team Queso here is because this is the closest matchup in terms of the leaderboards for that 8th and final World League spot. It's going to be between them, Pittsburgh Knights, and Tribe Gaming that are all in that same cusp of like 9.5 points per game avenue. So this is the team with all that World's experience, all that international experience. Can they continue to get in the hump? Because right now they're in 9th.
It's a good point. It is a good point, and it is really where we're focusing a lot of our attention on here. Let's take a look at the rosters across all of our groups, of course. Starting with Group A, we have B4, Cloud9, Tribe Gaming, and Mazexis. Yesterday, 7, this group was on fire when you've got the performances of Cloud9. Tribe came in 2nd throughout the day yesterday, and they really needed that step up coming into the final couple of days.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, I believe it was the middle Aaron guild that were saying Tribe to even have a chance at trying to go for that A spot. They needed to go ahead and go for that win with kills. and they did just that. They did amazing on that, and they were able to follow it up as well with a good game on Vikendi. The last Aaron Girl, not so much. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be sitting down today, just watching these games, trying to figure out, trying to find an angle to everyone and see what they have to do on the final day to try to just.
By the way, I use like
let's move on to Group B then and see what's over there.
Conditioner on my hair, so my hair is like super.
Loops, Omen Elite, Creme Real Batiste, and Team Solid. These guys were not playing yesterday, and I did pose the question yesterday and before here,
like
D-Gon, how far can Loops push this? Because right now they're looking great.
In place.
Yeah, when's the last time we've seen Loops finish with less than 5 points in a match? Like I don't even know. Their average right now is 12.4. Carrillo is currently sitting with a 2.0 KDA. That is insane that he's able to get that many kills
today?
by
No,
that
C9's
little.
not playing
For
today.
comparison, the next one I think below has a 1.8 KDA. So it's just an insane
What's up, everyone? Hey,
team
Hey,
effort
King Dave.
with a couple of guys leading.
Is Tempo
going
to make top 8? Yeah, Tempo is definitely going to make top 8.
Yeah, definitely so. And we'll see how far they can push it even further. I think they're going to push.
Our hair's long enough to
really
tie it up,
hard
though,
coming up in the games. We're going to see Group C, though. We got XQ, we got Team Queso, Lazarus, and Enshame coming in here. Seven, what do you make of it?
And for this, one of the other teams besides Team
Rumors
Queso,
were saying that Omen will disband if they don't make top 8.
A little bit there. I think they need to go ahead and just start that engine one more time here for the final push. If not, they could be one of those teams that ends up being out of the 8th place. So I'm looking at the numbers here.
Wildcard was playing today.
Team Queso, Creme Real Betis that we just saw in the previous group. If they have some amazing games and XQ just continues to slow down the way they have it in certain days, they might not even make it to top 8.
They may not. They may not. Let's take a look now at Group D. I think it was D that we were on. Let's see. Yep, it is. Short-term memory, like a goldfish. But actually, that's a fallacy. Never mind. Wildcard. I'm having an internal dialogue on my own here. Wildcard.
Like,
we play 4 more games tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not. Wildcard, Tremkreta Furacao, Ace 1, and Grunto. We already just highlighted Ace 1 here, but Tremkreta Furacao and Wildcard Gaming D-Gon are 2 names that stand out in here.
Yeah, Wildcard and XQ are the 2 teams that are battling it out right now for up to 5th place. And then Tremkreta Furacao has an outside chance for possibly qualifying, currently sitting in 11th. We had high hopes for them yesterday, and I think they had one of their worst days of all season, and that really didn't bode well for their chances.
Yeah, definitely. They need to book up their ideas and get it on the road for sure. Let's take a look at Group E to round things out. Just to reassure everybody, Group A will not be playing today, so you're seeing all the last 4 groups that we've witnessed here.
Nobody
Tempo
has played
Storm,
64.
Alpha 7,
Everybody would be at 60 games after today.
Yeah, so many stories here. Tempo
Everybody's
Storm
at
push
60
for that
games
place.
after
Pittsburgh
today's
Knights
games,
trying to just
and then
make sure
everybody
they stay
plays
with
4
the top
games
8.
tomorrow.
And then you got Alpha 7 that has stepped it up again, even though they might not be able to make it to top 8 unless they have some amazing games. They could try to make it to that top 10 so they could be on the first page, just like a pride thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see those 3 teams a lot more today, and I'm hoping we see them a lot more today.
Yeah, getting up to that first page, it's a nice feeling to get, say the least, moving on forwards here for the PMPL Americas. Let's take a look at the overall ranking so we can re-jog your memory as to who is on that first page as well as who's on the second as well. We have, up towards the top, it is, of course, Loops with games in hand against their 2 closest rivals here so far. So they are going to just, if they get any points on the board here, they are going to blast out and then put themselves in great standing for tomorrow. As you mentioned, Tempo Storm looking to try and push up to that 2nd place position with the little bit of a lead they have against Wildcard Gaming and XQ, who are jostling for position there, D-Gon, trying to find themselves a better placement in that top 8.
Yeah, just 1 point separating, and they have the same amount of games played. So that's probably the closest one we'll get to watch live in terms of position standing, as well as Pittsburgh Knights and Team Queso, just 6 points splitting them. Remember, Tribe, who's in front of them currently in 7th, has already played 5 extra games, so they just have to sit and watch for today, and then we'll have to hop on in tomorrow for their 4 last games.
It's got to be a little bit agonizing for Tribe
game
when it
volume
comes
really
to
high up.
that viewing experience. But we'll look at our 11th through 20th as well here, and Tremkreta Furacao as well as Omen Elite, and we have Alpha 7 as well. These teams, I feel like, are potentially going to be able to push themselves to the top 8 if they have a good run here today, 7, but it is going to be quite the uphill struggle still.
Yeah, and I think one of those teams for me is going to be Omen Elite. I feel like they, in a way, they have laid down their their fan base, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to go ahead and leave a statement for them, at least try to push for that top 8, get some wins, get some kills, and make sure they leave their name in the scene.
Oh,
right
today's
now, there's a lot of
games.
experienced players in that roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they try to go for that push. One team to go ahead and notate here is that Wildcard with 55 games played. They're currently sitting in 5th spot, and we also
You
got
shall
Team Ketsu in
see
9th spot with 55 games
what
played.
happens in
They're
today's
currently being
games.
separated by just 26 points. We're gonna be seeing a lot of leaderboard changes here today.
So
and I wouldn't be surprised
tomorrow,
if we see just
it's
try
going to
to
be
get
16
pushed
team
under the top 8.
lobbies.
Yep. It's
There's going to be
close,
5
very,
games
very close
total.
Indeed here, and
But
of course
one
we
group
have
will
our
sit
5
out
games coming at you today. What's it going to be to start off? I
in
wonder
at least
what
one
it
of the
is.
matches.
Let's take a
So
look at
there's
the
5
schedule.
games
We
total.
have 3 Erangels throughout the day, intersliced.
And
with,
all
of course,
20
Sandhawk and
teams will play
Vikendi,
4 games
in
tomorrow.
between.
But
So
there's
plenty
5
of
games
Erangel on
tomorrow,
the way,
if that
with
makes
a
sense.
bit more flair somewhere else with that Sandhawk and Vikendi popping up here and there. A lot of central play. A lot
How'd it go
of
today?
passive
Today doesn't sound
play
good.
until about circle 5
Oh.
or 6. But anyway, moving on to Erangel.
You'll
7,
see.
Talking about this, we've seen some nice
You'll see how
variations,
we
especially
did.
yesterday. I really did enjoy the circles on Erangel.
Yeah, finally seeing even more variety than what we're used to. And I think the team that I'm going to be looking for here, I usually say Tempo or Cloud9. Cloud9 not playing today and Tempo being good. I think I'm going to go with Loops. I wanna see what Loops is
since
gonna
like
go
my
ahead and how
answer
they're gonna
kind of
start
makes you
the
guys
day.
think
That's
we
one
did
team that we
bad,
mentioned. They're pretty much secured that first place.
and I
Are
might
they
be
just gonna
spoiling
go
it that we
balls to
did
the
bad.
wall,
Let's
go
just
crazy like we've
say
seen other teams
we didn't do
TSM
bad,
Entity comes to
but we
mind,
didn't do
from
extremely
India, and
good
then
either.
From Indonesia, Bigatron comes to
And
mind.
there were like
I
a
wonder
few
if they're gonna
games
go ahead and
where
just try to
it's
do that,
like
try to just challenge anything they see on the map. It will be fun to see.
Damn,
so
Seb, what a
close.
bold prediction from you.
And there are a few
do you got
games-
any-
you'll see.
any
You guys will see.
predictions as bold?
I'm not gonna
I
spoil
think for me,
anything.
it's the opposite side of that top
The only
8.
reason
I'm
why
looking
it
at
doesn't
Kremlin
sound
out
good
the
is
East,
'cause
just because
I'm
they were
personally
off yesterday,
very
and if they
hard
want an
on myself.
opportunity to make it into the top 8, they're kind of in a
And,
position
yeah,
like Wildcard right
that's
now
why.
was in yesterday, where they have to go for it, they have to take fights.
Right now,
and they have
every
to
small
have a
mistake
huge
is like a
day
huge mistake,
because
right?
yes, they have the 5 games
So,
in hand that they're playing today.
because we
but they
didn't
are
get, like,
little
a
bit outside,
120
probably about
point
50
day,
points behind
you know?
a team, and those teams are
It's
still
not
playing in
good.
front of them. So if the
But
average that a team gets
we
is
didn't
10 points
like
a game, you
throw
assume the other
every
teams are
match
getting 50
either.
points.
So
That
you
means
guys will
have to
see
get
what
100
happens.
points today. So that's what Creme Real Betis needs to do. To
Juicy
do that,
said
that
y'all
means a
did
lot of
decent
action
on
from
Twitter.
watching.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, if
absolutely. You
Juicy
need to
said
make
it
up
on
the
Twitter,
extra averages that your
then yeah,
opponents are
we
taking this
did
whole time,
decent.
while these
I guess
games
you could
are
say.
going on. And of course, when we think about that, I too think
yeah,
that
I'm not gonna
Creme Real Betis
spoil
might
what
be able
happens
to make
on
something
any of the
happen. It feels like
games.
they're a team that has really embraced their identity 7.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little extra aggression in some of the situations. Maybe they can, push it on and get that average even higher. What do you think?
Yeah, that's one team that
Yeah, no team sits out. Oh, you definitely don't want to be the team that sits out last game. Gotcha. I don't know what the group ordering is tomorrow.
They've actually changed it up. We've seen them start to get even more.
But yeah,
kills.
5 matches
So
will be
that's what
played.
impressive
4
about
teams
Hope
will sit
today
out
there,
on
as
game
you guys
5.
said,
4
Hope
teams will
today
sit
they're
out
able
game
to
1.
step it
4
up
teams will
and
sit
maybe
out
they
game
try to
2.
push for that top
But yeah.
8. And I wouldn't be surprised because they have had some.
I'd rather we
past
sit
days
out
when they actually
game
have
1 or
Let's take
sit
a
out
look
the
at
last
awards that
game.
You guys can get if you're
I
watching
don't want
inside
a
PUBG
break
Mobile,
in
on your
between.
phones, on your tablets, on your whatnot, and check this
We
out.
sit out second to last
We have
game?
a few little
Okay.
rewards for you that you can actually grab so by watching in the
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
can also be tuning in as well as on Twitch and YouTube. Normally we're hanging out in some of the chats over there as well, and you can talk to us
Okay.
whilst the game is going on, and we're studiously looking over them and figuring out
Yeah,
what
tomorrow's
we
format, by the way,
for
guys,
now, 7,
is going to be
Dino,
all
and
Erangel.
Cindy once again
5
into
games of
the
Erangel.
and I'll bring on our
Every team will
commentating
play
team
4 of
for
the
our
5
first
games.
game of Erangel.
One group
We're
sits
gonna have
out
John
in
and
each
Mr.
match.
Xander. I was told that Xander has something
And
wild.
that's it. Last 4
Not
games
that wild.
tomorrow.
What?
They were being mean to me, Calaris.
They really were.
Bob rehearsal. No, look, they've
So I heard you guys did good today. Is that
This
true?
just a standard
You can
shirt,
just
okay?
watch.
Standard
Just watch.
shirt. I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all Erangel because since one group has to sit out each game, it's not fair if they switch maps around and one group gets like, Sandhawk and they don't get an Erangel match or something like that.
Alright,
Can you
okay.
still be
Alright,
able to
enjoy. I'll talk to you
qualify?
later, John. Have
Yeah.
fun. I'm gone.
Thank you very much.
Technically,
We're gonna be
yes,
looking,
we can still
to
qualify.
the future this time around. We're not going to be dwelling on what's on Blank's shirt, but we're going to be getting into game number. We probably should be, but it's going to be game number 1. Erangel to start us off yet again.
It is
Okay.
indeed, and this is the penultimate day. So
I had
Things
it
are getting a little
moved
bit
because
hectic
it was
now.
blocking
Teams
the
are
score.
really having to pick up the pace. I mean, the Des was talking about Cromwell Bettis over there. I mean, yes, they do, but they're a very passive team. Do they have it in them to increase the velocity of their play, increase the speed at which they're moving around the map here? That's what I'm curious about. Really quickly to touch upon one team that absolutely smashed it yesterday, and although they're not playing today, I think that there's a little bit of credit, which is Cloud9. Let's put it this way, John. Week 1, 151 points over the 4 days they played. This week, over the 4 games they played, they've doubled their points and then some with 323. Now that is ridiculous. So Loops here are playing
Wildcard
today.
fucking
This
turned
is
it
what I'm
on,
thinking
man.
from there, is that they've got to be cautious now, because actually Cloud9, with I believe it's 659 points, if they continue to have absolutely ridiculously good days like they had yesterday, with what was it, 2 wins, a couple of seconds and a third.
Do I change my
There's
hair
chance
color
that they
much?
knock them off that
I haven't
number
done
spot,
anything
and
to
they
my
take
hair
the
since I got it
$50,000
purple.
away from
Which was
Loops,
like
who
a couple
pretty much
months ago.
guaranteed themselves, or at least thought they guaranteed
in
it for themselves
December.
very early on in this tournament.
And like, you see all the
See
black?
if they're able
That's
to
like
streak
how
up a
much
little
hair
bit
has
more,
grown.
and get something done. But the plane path on the eastern side, and it's really
The
Georgia
color
Bowl
just
that's kind
stays
of a little
in,
bit
I
tricky
guess,
to
for
get
me.
to here.
Apparently
so
it
teams
doesn't.
do like to go out there, specifically
It doesn't for most people.
are going
but
to have to get those vehicles
stayed in
early.
for me.
And head out west.
They will. Wildcard, they've already made their way up to Severity. This time they've got a little bit more time on their hand, but Wildcard
My hair feels pretty good.
continuously make their way down from the circle and then get caught out. This time the circle's gone to the northwest,
You like my hair?
so potentially they can wait out a little bit longer, maybe head towards
What's
the
up,
forest,
Harlem?
towards the middle of this circle.
Is Omen
Just
guaranteed
hide
to
out for a little bit
Worlds
longer.
or
I
the
don't
next
think this
round?
team really
No.
needs to be worrying about these early
Braid
game
it.
fights too often anymore, because they're just losing them. Maybe try and get to the later game, get some gear on board, and then think about using those strategical approaches that we've seen before with the nades,
Oh
and the smokes that have
no!
been so
Wild
successful for
card
them, and using
did their
that then.
wild card thing. They're not catching it on stream.
3 teams on
But,
board.
oh, here we
Solid,
go.
Actually, sending out to Novo this time around, as you say. So we'll see what they're able to loot up a little bit
They
later
got
in the path,
two
but early
people
clashes between
doing that.
Lazarus and Wildcard as they compete for some area around Severny. And it looks like Lazarus are getting the worst end of this stick.
I don't know why there's no game
Dispatch
sound.
Bosch, he's done. That's a point on the cards. And I
But
said
yeah,
let's,
wild card.
avoid fights early, but if you're literally
If it's
fighting
a
one
it's a
armed
far
soldier,
drop,
yeah, that's
wild
fine.
card will get
That's
one
okay
guy
take
to
that
pick
fight.
up a
That's
gun,
winning fight,
and the
right?
other guy's gonna get the car,
Know where he is.
and they will chase
They lost
down
it.
whoever
They lost
is
track.
nearby.
Sneaky. Well, that's
driving.
actually a point they lose, and every point does
I've
count at this
seen
point.
wild
Joel.
card
It's
do
only a
that
point that they
a
lose.
few times.
If Minwoo gets resurrected, like he will bleed
yeah.
out eventually.
He's gonna crawl.
That-
Crawl very quickly, John.
God, just call him Andy Dufresne. Jesus, that's quite a way.
Hey Skittle,
It is.
K-pop Zoo. I need a
But on Team
taper.
Queso though, let's
Yeah, I could
let's
get
chat
my
about that real
sides.
quick. We've got Grunto on our screen. They were
Tapers
giving Team
when-
Queso a little bit of
Wait, what's a
difficulty
taper
yesterday,
again?
particularly
Taper-
Sana with that Vector 6X, which was crazy. But Team Queso, they don't
Isn't
have to worry
taper
about
like
Team
when
Solid.
they
They're
like
not in this
shave
lobby
like the side of
today,
your
so
head
really they're
or your
holding
hair, or
nicely
you just get
towards the
shaved and it like
northeast side.
fades? No,
Only
that's
down
a
to
fade.
63 players though, and Team
Explain to
Queso,
me what a
like I said
taper is
before,
again.
They've got a decent rotational path inwards. They are going to be slightly.
I don't know
blocked
why.
there
There's no
by
in-game sound.
A7, and that's Minwoo finally going down.
It's
but,
the stream.
yeah, they'll get the point for it. Wildcard, this is a good start to the day, and I think, you know what, for Wildcard, I think they do need a bit of an
The taper is
ignition
like a
starter
low
for
fade?
themselves,
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit of a confidence boost, and then they should be fine. This is a very cool looking buggy.
It's pretty fly there. I love the spikes on the rear mudguards there. I'm a big fan.
Actually, you know the pains are coming when you see this thing.
Absolutely. When you get rolled up on like that, you know there's
To do with them
Only
waves.
bad times.
there's
So
some shenanigans about
XQG
to
didn't
occur,
even loot.
so-
They just
So
grabbed their
what
cars
shenanigans do-
Oh, look, John, it's your
and
favourite team.
Is it?
they're
It's
just
Tempo Storm?
rotating.
Oh, because it's
Somewhere else to loot.
Pachinki, their drop spot. XQ actually split around them and went far up towards the north. They
Same
left
with
that
Loops.
normal loot
No
they have, which is
vest.
just south of Pachinki.
No helmet
Now Tempo,
on A7.
decent rotational paths out of there. If Express Gaming, however,
If
can
the
take
plane path is
control
far,
of the
some of these
church area,
teams, they don't even
they've got
loot
some
where they
real
drop. They
damage
just
there
get
at Tempo,
cars
because they pretty much
and they
have to
drive
take that
to
path.
where the
Tempo
zone
know
is.
that
If the plane didn't
decent
go over
rotation
anywhere
path
near
for
the
themselves
zone.
would be go out west side, because Pittsburgh's Knights play over there, and they're quite split most of the time. We'll see where teams do intend to go. You'd imagine that this time the Pittsburgh Knights want to take control of Mount Everest early on, because it was ExQuest.
Do the casters film this live or while the actual matches are played? While the matches are played.
They got evicted. They've been sent away, sent packing. Some parallel rotations coming through loops, obviously not.
So the casters did all of
towards
this
North-
that you're hearing and seeing like 6 hours ago.
Loot spot, their
When we
normal
played
drop.
our matches 6 hours
They
ago.
looted over towards the east near Yasnaya. They will be making this rotation a
I
little
got a
bit
question.
later in.
Nice hair, Zute. Yo, what's
As well
up,
as
Enigma?
Kremlin
Thank you.
Betis, who are
Appreciate
now
it.
moving just to the south of Ruins, very close to ExQuest Gaming, which is exactly what we're going to tune in with on our screens. They spot one another out, but
You can ask
really
ask the question
much
again,
to be
Paul.
found there. Shifan just
My
leaps
chat
over the
is
ridgeline and
pretty slow right now, so
gracefully
you can just
sails
ask
his
it
way
again.
to safety.
But yeah, I do read YouTube chat.
A little bit interesting, though. I mean, you speak of sailing there, and I mean, Cromwell Bettis really did.
Okay,
drop the
sideburns
anchor,
and lower
on
neck
that
is a
case, and I
taper.
think
Oh,
that
okay, gotcha.
maybe not the
You look
best
tired?
idea. They were fighting over the ridge side, and I think there
Oh.
was too much hope in hell that they were
I
actually
could
going
go
to
for
hit
a
some
nap,
of those shots.
but
What
I
they
don't
really
want to
did was
nap.
just provide a lot of
Because if
information.
I nap,
SOS
I
Gaming
can't
was like,
sleep
"Look,
at the right
we're
time.
here, and now we're
Right.
moving in, but Escanor coming against J7. J7 by himself with a mini Uzi, very effective, but it's not enough.
Ooh, the Pittsburgh Knights not going to be happy with that one. Losing a player early at such a crucial juncture as well. I mean, every game is important, Blank, but the pressure is what really affects these players at this stage, because it's do or die, right? You have to turn up.
Do you think you
now
guys are
if
going to
want
make it?
be
We'll know after
pushing
tomorrow.
for those top 8 spots. Pittsburgh Knights,
I will
we said-
tell you what I
said
think
on the desk
after
as
we
well,
play our
you know,
matches
one of the
tomorrow.
teams who are really very much in the running, but need to have that good day.
And losing a player early like that, it's not good for you whatsoever. Cromwell Bettis, so they're on to starting their day off well. And by God, do they need to have a very good day today to make sure it happens. Here's Trem, Coretta, Forcal on our screens, once again making a rotation through. They were playing on Sosnovka military base. They've just about made their way up towards Lipovka. Got a bit of bumper cars going on. Yuan jumps out the car, but Vitsu just about makes his way over the top of that hill.
Yo, Bane, thank you for the 6-month sub.
Don't want any part of this. They want to
Finally, PK's playing with Gabby.
just get into these final zones.
Oh,
Consistency
what a
is what
knock.
they're looking for. They're sat on a 9-point average, Blank, which puts them very, very close to being able, oh dear, to push for that 10-point average that is hopefully going to be able to
Oh,
see
by the
you
way,
safe,
Cole
but
and
they
TS
lose
were
a
like
player
a
nonetheless.
3-man
Kultu
for
playing
like the
with
first
3,
3
by the
matches
way.
or something.
Really nice shot from Fran. Yeah, that's slightly weird that they've only got the
Check this out.
3 players on board. Omen, though, very close behind.
Look at that.
Zute drops down. Yuang has to
I was
drop
gonna
out
crash
the vehicle.
him, but he
Immediately
crashed
gets
into the
knocked by
tree.
Juicy. You've got a 3-member pull-up here from Omen.
Yeah, they are just going to rattle it down. Is Juicy able to get the overlook on the engagement there for Zute? Nicely done. And Kultu don't want to lose any more players. Remember, we just said they were playing with 3, so already they're at disadvantage. Oh, that's another knock onto the Pittsburgh Knights.
Yo, Pappy on Twitch. Thank you for the sub on Twitch, Pappy. Thank you for also watching on Trovo.
For Zute, they pick
Appreciate
up the
it.
point, and they'll be
Pappy.
on their way. Omen Elite, by the way, another team that needs a phenomenal day's performance.
And like Seven said on the desk, they want to provide a good show for their fans at home, because they definitely have a lot. Lazarus, they're very far away. And I mean,
Do I use 5
even
finger?
if
Yeah,
they
I
were
play
to have
5
a
finger right
legendary
now.
day with like 120 points, it would only bring them around about. It wouldn't even bring them in like sprinting.
Shout out to the
distance,
73
so the team
biddies.
towards top 8. But you know, Lazarus is a team that I've really
You
enjoyed
could tell
watching,
Carnage
purely
was raging
because
yesterday
the
when he
amount
spun
of
in circles. He did the
improvement
same
that
in the
they've
compound.
made over these several weeks has been really nice to watch. I mean, the team's like starting to play much more coordinated. Russell, obviously, on that team, always being one of the top contenders, right? But now the rest of his team starting to pull up the stops as well. So it's
There's
nice.
a lot
It's
of
really
early
nice. And that's
aggression
what PMPL
to
is
pick up
about. It's about
solo
founding
kills.
competition across the globe and really making sure that we can provide the best competing ground for all these players. And we're going to just have that going forward. We're going to have better and better tournaments as all these teams become the best that they can be.
Team Queso raised the gas prices there, and unfortunately Garcia from Enxame couldn't quite afford the bill, so instead they took the kill point. Oh dear, a little bit of a tumble there for Juicy, trying to get picked up by a teammate, but no, instead he turns around, takes the fight with Vitu, goes to the spray down, on towards the UAZ. There are teammates on his sidelines, but he's out in the open. Blade waste on the hills of battle, but no, the trade is through. Nico gets knocked as well on the sidelines, not quite confirmed, but he's very, very low. And that'll do it.
This
The burst
was-
fire from that
yeah.
M16. Mufasa
Juicy's
shuts it down. A
buggy,
little bit of
like-
retribution onto Omen Elite, but it's not done
Flipped
just yet.
upside
Juicy's
down.
still down on the hillside as they take the time to
And
get
we were just
res.
like in
Looks
a
like it will go
bad
through.
spot.
Unfortunately, Juicy not so lucky.
No, and I mean, this is just perfect from Trem, though, because they've got Mufasa, right, watching the cross, so it's very difficult to go up to get Juicy, whereas Trem are very effective in getting that resurrection, because they've got an off angle. You can't watch both the left and in front of you, whereas Trem, they really only have to watch down towards
Yeah,
this
we were
small
so
little area
pinched.
beneath. And now they're fighting up a hill, and Trem just got the better of it. And really, there's a timer on this fight with Juicy being down. How much time do Omen want to invest into this fight? Now,
Yeah.
Angry going down.
This
You
was
imagine that's pretty much it done here.
This
for
was bad.
Omen's chances in this game.
Yeah, they are going to be stuck, I think, with just one player remaining off in the distance for Omen Elite. Zute sent on and just wants to get these placement points now. We saw how effective that can be, though, yesterday, Blank, with Cloud9's performance. Pyra setting an example of exactly how to be a fish. Hopefully those
a rough
lessons
start
will be able to ring
for the
true.
first game.
Well, you have the survivalist, and then you've got Pyra, the survival fish. But he is very good at remaining very much towards the end of the game, and I think that Dagon actually picked up on that as well. And it is ridiculous. Like, that guy does get Cloud9 out of a lot of tricky situations, and also gets them towards the top of the leaderboard. Wildcard, this is very weird. Oh my God, there's been a glitch in the matrix here, John, because guess what? Wildcard went north.
Oh my goodness me! Who'd have expected? Who would have thought? Nobody would expect them to do it a 60th time.
No, I mean, usually they rotate south. Like, obviously they go north to begin with, and then there's a very clear-cut choice when they go, okay, we're going to start marching south, and that's how we're going to win this game.
You and
This time
Angry
they
should
go,
have left that fight.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
How about we do a 180 and go the other way? And you know, this is how greatness begins.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully they'll be able to continue their streak of greatness. They've had some really strong performances. I mean, we talked about before how Acer is a really, really strong fragger, one of the top in the tournament as well. So, you know, hopefully they'll be able to use their familiarity with the surrounding ground, obviously the circle closing towards
Yo, 40
them.
people watching on
It's
Trevo. Thank you guys.
And again, it's just
Watching
about
on
to pop. We'll
Trevo.
see where that goes, if it's going to take them away
It's just
from
me
it,
left
but
alive
their
right now in
familiarity
the first
is
game.
really something that is unknown to a lot of the other teams, because it's relatively barren around this area, right, Blank?
Yes, I mean, you've got the forest, and then very, you can see them littered all over the map here. A few
The
shacks that you
wildcard.
can hold, and really those are
Chilling.
last resort options. But the interesting part about this circle is that on the western side, it's quite hilly down towards the track on the beneath side. But yeah, it's very bare here. There's not too much cover available to you, and a lot of it will be makeshift in terms of rocks, in terms of trees, in terms of the vehicles that you bring with you. But currently, with 16 teams still in the lobby, finding an area to call home within this circle is going to prove difficult.
Loops have got themselves a little bit of a ridge
there's
line, and
Loops.
it's Alpha 7 in their sights right now. Spray down onto Abdul, but he just managed to get away from that one. They had full 4 players shooting out, and not a single point of damage actually found, which probably is pretty uncharacteristic of Loops.
I was going to say, surprising. I mean, at the very least, they have a cool lineup of vehicles.
I take that back. Abdul did take some damage.
Oh, just a touch though.
They
Just
need
a
to get
touch.
a
Not a
snake
huge
on.
amount, not a huge amount.
I do my best
Trem,
pyro
they're holding
impression.
on the eastern side, and I didn't get a chance to praise them for this before, but when they're playing versus Omen there, what they do really, really well, and they keep noticing on Erangel, is they're able to set up roadblocks really well. And Mufasa tends
Dude,
to
they
be
do be
this
carrying
specialist
Omen, though.
for them,
I
who
try
plays away
when I have
from the
to.
keep
Like, when
on
I'm
an
the last
angle
one
that
alive,
he
dude,
can
I
kind of
gotta...
backstab or side
Ain't no one
swipe
else
on.
gonna
So it's very interesting.
carry,
Tempo, on the other
'cause
hand,
they're all
they
dead.
try to make their way up. Spec's been dropped out his vehicle. His vehicle's been exploded. And now the reinforcements are coming
Yeah,
through.
these matches were
It might
played
appear
6
to me
hours
that
ago.
Tempo instead is putting an emphasis on trying to at least get a knock onto the players within the Harry Potter here, provide a little bit of time for themselves, or at least some pressure.
I mean, Team Solid have had a pretty rough run in this tournament. Again, playing with 3, and they're just going to try and stack up. They are right at the bottom of the tables, Blank, so not too sure what more they're able to do. H gets knocked on the sidelines, though, as Criminal Betis starts to come into the fray. However, Team Solid are aiding their closer enemy, Tempo Storm, and taking fire back towards Criminal.
Yo, Kevin, the one-armed player,
Decent time to
gets
do
a
it, though,
knock
as
with the
well. I mean,
DP.
Criminal Bettis, they're hungry for the kills onto Tempo Storm, who look like they're lacking in terms of medical supplies. Spec is all but done for, you would imagine. H going down as well, but Tensor does at least find a pick onto Kevin. He peeks his head out for just a little bit too long here. The Resurrections appears to be going through. It is. Kevin very low.
Getting that res, yeah.
Oh, that's
you're
a
right.
nade.
He is very low, but will be up nonetheless.
Oh my god, Tensor.
And he's traded out. Tensor with a nice nade through the window. Spec just about to bleed out. Tensor now starting to take the fight, but oh dear. He gets shut down on the hillside. Brain and H still left standing for the squad of Tempo Storm. And
Dude, wildcard literally just
they continue to
like,
take the
okay,
fight. They
bro.
want to get
Look
these
at that
points
shift.
on board, otherwise it's all for
They
now.
stayed in Severny the
All
whole
of these knocks
time.
that they found, they're going
Like,
aggressive
what?
here. They know,
Like,
but they are
what?
very low. They know that they're going to have a little bit of time, and he sprays in through the window, knows they're both behind this box. Will have spotted both of them. Watches for the run-outs, looking for the spray down. We'll be able to find it.
Yeah,
One
TS
more
Kevin,
in
he
the
plays with
building.
one
Reload
hand.
comes
He only
through
has
as
one
they push
arm.
out to defend, but all of Team Solid are wiped off by the duo remaining from Tempo Storm.
Now you have to give that whole fight to Tensor over there from the back of what can only be called a Kobe from the hillside directly into the top, which removes that second story presence, right? And they're able to just focus on the ground floor after that point. And also he gets the immediate 2 knocks, and the damage that he provided meant that, you know what, the rest of the players were in an excellent position to pick up those last couple of kills. XQuest Gaming,
It's Acer, bro.
I think this is the second time that they've
The zone
played
thinks
Grunto
Acer is
around
such
this
a
area
cutie.
and have been
It just
able to
always
kill
goes
Grunto
down.
too, so Grunto's having some unfortunate flashbacks.
Yes, it is pretty unfortunate, you're right, Blank, and they're getting peppered. All sides under threat right now as Carnage takes another kill there onto Grunto, and I think they went down to 4 different teams there. It certainly seemed like it. Over in the north, finally Wildcard have some pretenders to Severny. Funnily enough, the circle shifting again to Severny, so Wildcard haven't even had to leave yet, Blank.
There is a team who's currently more north than they are, which is Trem Caretta Football, who actually, I think they took up residence just where Wildcard had previously been. Coltu's just about made his way in. Alpha 7, who
And I'm
I
dead.
keep referring to as the cockroaches of the lobby because they just live. They
Got
just
blown
live,
up.
man. Like,
Shot
it's
out the
very
car.
difficult. Abdul was a specific offender for that. And here's Ace 1. Oh dear.
It's not ideal, but when XQuest Gaming have something in their mind, more often than not, they're able to achieve it. Conceive, believe, achieve. That's what they say to themselves on a fairly regular basis, and apparently they conceived of wiping Ace 1. They believed they could do it, and then they achieved it.
They achieved it, yeah. Indeed they did, John. I mean, it's been nice to see that kind of confidence coming back from XQuest Gaming. I think that's what I recognize from so much before, is the confidence, and that confidence kind of ebbed away a little bit towards the middle of the tournament. But it's starting to come back now, and I'm really happy for it.
So
Oh,
little
Rain,
health
1
there for
HP.
Rain, but he was chugging that energy drink. The first aid kit comes through, will send him back to full health, so he'll be okay, but damage to the armor done nonetheless. Team Queso on the northeastern side, as it is just Rain left for Tempo Storm. And they did lose, I believe it was Spec, the remaining player. No, not Spec, it was
Uh-oh.
H and Rain. if I'm
This
not
guy's got
mistaken.
another one?
Still left standing for Tempo Storm, so down to 1 now, but they will still continue to fight it out.
Taking a look at the teams left in the lobby here, John, we still have Pittsburgh Knights as well as Team Queso. So these are 2 teams that we know they have to do well today because the Des was saying they're very close in contention for that 8th position towards the bottom of the top 8 that do go to World League. So they really want to make sure they stay ahead of the game here. For Team Queso, what would be
A7.
ideal is with the weakened unit of
That's a
Pittsburgh
really good
Knights would go out
zone.
early, and then they can continue to run this one forward and try and get a point lead right now. But they still have 4 members and a pretty easy path into the circle. There's only really solo members in front of them.
This is
But
gonna be
Inshami
crazy,
Gaming,
Nick.
they are down to their south, and you know what? If Inshami Gaming strike means anything, they're spoilers of the lobby. A lot of times they're able to take out teams as they're traveling into the circle, as they're trying to find a new spot. But here's XQuest Gaming looking to put an end to the Pittsburgh Knights.
Raven down in the bunker for now, and he's just hiding out as best he can, dropping nades at the door to try and dissuade anyone from pushing down. The thing is, if XQuest Gaming do full send, they are then in the bunker, and if someone wants them go in, they can set up to ambush the exit. So it is a risk to choose to go down, and of course they have to go around the mound in the first place.
We get around that mound, man. I mean, for the time being, as long as they can just kind of get, that's what we always say. That's what we say here on the PMPL, get around that mound. But yeah, Carnage now trying to support his teammate. Swiss Gaming just feeling the slight burn. That's Raven just getting ruined there. And they know there's another player, but they're not sure if this is completely clear as of yet. Sifan just on the top side bandaging himself up. And his wildcard, and I believe they did just run down onto Rain. They will remove. There's still Cold 2 in this area though, and Acer just trying to collect some vehicles, get some utility on board early on. IZ, we saw him hit a cracking shot on Sandhawk with the sniper yesterday. See if we can do it again.
Goes out last.
An even smaller porthole.
Loops though, they're still proving to be
XQG,
a pretty
8 kills
dominant
right
force
now.
in the central circle, but unfortunately, hang on a minute, they're getting dethroned as Alpha 7 start to ride onto the back. Whoa, okay.
Yeah, they just got
In the midst of
2v4.
it all, Loops just get eliminated. They had a compound, and Alpha 7 just take it from them.
Well, that was
Surprising.
That's not what you typically see.
Was that a 2v4?
7,
I think one of A7 helped from across.
Bringing True
but-
there, taking the Alpha of the lobby out of the game. But Knight's Carnage still trying to hold strong, running around, but it's Sifan who gets him.
Damn,
and will
Sifan, 5
remove the
kills
Knights
right
from the
now.
lobby. So Team Queso very happy with that one, but 7th place is not a bad spot to retain. Team Queso, they've got the eastern side, as you can see, but Alpha 7, they have a beautiful spot in the circle. But it really depends where the next circle goes. Does it go south on top of them? If it does, I'm saying, you know what, it's going to be very hard to get rid of them. The main thing here is that people need to have vehicles to crash onto it, and it absolutely does go just on top of Alpha 7 here, John. This is what they afford. By removing Loops, the circle has rewarded them.
They sat on an 8.1 average blank, which means they need some fantastic days to push towards that top page, to push towards that top 8, and, well, they're setting themselves up to do just that for now. It is only game 1 on the day, but you've got to start somewhere, and they are making it work for them. Most of the teams, it has to be said, in this final circle are full force. It's only Inshami who are down a player. Garcia going down early into the lobby to Team Queso. Speaking of, they want to go for the crash, it seems, towards the rock and set up another compound. They have some ground now inside the circle, but one gets knocked. It's Axel to fall to the off angle from Alpha 7. They have so many lines of sight that they're just controlling all of them. Marco trying to play out wide as well, as Wildcard suffer an unfortunate fate, but so do Inshame. Everybody getting brutalized as they try and push towards this next circle blank.
That's what I'm talking about. Inshame Gaming, they're the spoilers of the lobby. And cause problems for people. Currently, it's Wildcard who are trying to figure out the solutions, but Inshame Gaming, they're trapped. But what Wildcard will not have is any vehicles as they all get exploded in the mayhem.
This is a really nice push by Wildcard.
Wildcard peaks.
Oh, not quite able to get that final knock now, but Enigma will finish the job. The deed is done, but with 2 players knocked, he has to push for this next zone.
That was a really good
cannot
push by
afford the
Wildcard,
time
actually.
to get them up. They won't be able to stay up anyway. They're going to crawl towards the next zone and see if they can get in, but for now, I'm counting Enigma as a solo in my mind.
Instantly.
Yeah, Enigma,
they lost some players though.
His way in. I think he might just try and go for the res here, but like you said, it's going to be dangerous to do so. Here, though, the big issue for Team Case is they didn't realize, and it was a big mistake from Alpha 7. Alpha 7 was trying to control 2 compounds at the same time. Sure, you can leapfrog, but at this stage in the game, when yours is the only compound that's in the circle, you know a lot of teams are going to be coming for you. So you've got to ideally be as a 4. Team Queso, they don't assume that they'll do that. So instead, they crashed onto the rock, whereas getting the 4-man onto 1 building would have been the better idea. And it's the idea that XQuest Gaming took, which has got themselves in the circle and got themselves this zone and this compound.
Wildcard out on 4th.
I'm going to try and hold on to it, but unfortunately, their grip is slipping right now. Mitek trying to have the second floor control,
right now.
Watching out towards Team Queso, able to get 1 knock, but it's traded back. Fortunately for them, they'll be able to hold onto that rock, and rather crucially, we'll see where the next circle shifts. Is it going to force Alpha 7 out as well? Because that could prove to be really tricky for the play.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Okay, so it goes off to the north side. So this is bad for absolutely everyone. Less bad for the people inside the compounds because they'll retain vehicles to work with. But X-West Gaming, they've decided now is the go time. They flick on the switch, they move into the side building. Sifan trying to take control of this compound. Beautiful nade comes through, and he just drops a new one. He knows he has to go in now.
Big nades coming through, and X-Quest Gaming right strong. 11 kills found. They want a few more. 12 now. Kill points. As Team Queso have one hell of a journey to try and push through. Lukatas, the solo player for Alpha 7. As X-Quest Gaming try and hold it down, Team Queso crash into the compound. X-Quest Gaming lose a player on the sidelines as Lukatas gets eliminated. Now 4 players standing for Team Queso.
4v2.
3 alive for X-Quest Gaming.
What a turn of events.
Bended knee, HCL on the high ground. No way they're getting him back up. They cannot cross. It is pitch battle here towards the edge of the compound. A nade over the top. And it's going to find another knock now. It's just Shifan in a 1 versus 4. Team Queso wants to dismount them. They're going to push around the side. Shifan is going to come into contact with Mystic and Team Queso. They go for the spray. They go around the wall. Ayala falls. He stays alive for now, but
he got thirst.
Building, they ride, and it's Team
Saipan got the 1 point
chicken
thirst
dinner.
at the very end right there.
Played that cautiously. Got a game there with 7 kills. That's absolutely fine. 27 points for that game.
You throw these, dude. Enigma, I don't. You had nothing to work with, right? You just had to drive in and you were exposed to everything.
But in that case, they could get some reses coming through, and they just bided their time. Luckily, the circle moves away from both of those compounds, and it causes like some kind of mass panic within both of them. X-West Gaming launched themselves on a 1 compound, albeit it being a really strong execute. It's just not enough. There was so much going down, and then the 4 players of Team Queso were able to come in and pick up the pieces.
I have to say, that was, I think, 2 really hard shifts away from Queso in that game.
Yeah.
And they did phenomenally well to get into those zones. You saw them send into that rock the first time. They sent straight up to the compound the second time. And somehow they pulled through. It's absolutely incredible. What do you think?
I had a buggy and smokes, but I threw the smoke short, or else I could have gotten the revs off. Oh. Rip.
Calaris!
Hey, at least you won the 1v1, Enigma.
There we go. There's the conch.
There you go. Yeah, sorry.
The Calaris conch.
At least you won the 1v1 when Spring got knocked. That was the big one.
What a game to finish things off. I feel kind of bad for A7. They had that compound
Team
for a
Queso won that one.
long time, but the breaches on towards them, John, were phenomenally
They had the wrong flag.
I mean, to be fair, they phenomenally executed a breach on towards the Loops, who died early, and I don't know, you know, it's uncharacteristic. We saw them not able to take down a player from Alpha 7 despite having 4 people shooting at a car, or a buggy, I think it was. So, I don't know, Loops, they might have already done enough to qualify for Worlds, but are they going to be able to continue to do enough to secure that top spot?
We will find out. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm going to head over to
Success Probs hates in-game leading. He always gets caught on rotation.
And see what we've found. Difficult compound to
there's a way to be the lead scout and not die, but it depends on the type of rotations you have to make. There's the long, like, fast rotation, and that's kind of like YOLO. You have to go fast and you have to go kind of direct, or else whatever you're trying to take is going to be taken.
Some cars, and it worked out.
It depends on what kind of rotations you're working with.
They got those cars, and then at the end they kind of waited out for XQ and Alpha 7 to get more into an engagement, and then they just pushed forward to it, and then they pretty much ended up third-partying that engagement, which I think was huge for them. Hey, listen, this was the start that Team Queso needed today. Even the wild card in other games that they're trying to pass, they still had
watch
good
PM
well,
World League
like
scrims
East. This is a great way to
I'll watch the scrims if it doesn't mess with my sleep schedule.
From these teams that, you know, I think
but I still have tournaments to play early in the morning.
These teams are fighting for some of those last spots to try and move into World League. So I think we're probably going to see not too dissimilar things here throughout these games. These teams really fighting for those spots.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big thing to note is there's a big asterisk here, is that Loops went out super early. That left a lot of points to get taken by other teams. And so you can see, even though Team Queso gets the chicken dinner, XQG on the back of G-Fan with the most points of the day, 28 points off of 14 kills and 14 placement points off of second place. I'm a big critic of this team. And when they play like this, and when G-Fan leads the lobby in terms of kills and damage as he did today in this game, That's how devastating this team can be. But it all loops back to Loops Esports. Will they be knocked out early? Will a team push them early and get
think
them out?
XQG,
Or will they end up
another reason why
dominating
XQG might
lobby
be
as they've
doing
seen
so
the other
well
teams that I was
is
super
that, so,
interested
hey, they're
in
being
seeing how
coached
things
by a
went.
Chinese
With Tempo
coach,
Storm
right?
faltering
Like a
against
tier
Team
1
Solid.
Chinese coach.
Team Solid
I think
is
the
not
way
a
he
team
does his
that Tempo
coaching
Storm
is
should
based
struggle with.
on
Instead,
highly
they held the
competitive
Wizard Tower
lobbies with
and
faster zones.
eventually fumbled it all away.
So-
and Tempo Storm, who's trying to stay in that top echelon
in a setting
of
like
second
this,
place, third
it
place,
works
and fourth
better.
place,
Yeah.
can't be
But
going
if
around with
XQG
fourth
play
place
the same
finish.
way
Yeah,
in
definitely
like
finish.
slower
I
lobbies,
feel like the-
regular scrims,
The Loops actually
where the
going
circle
out as early
timings
as they
are
did,
a
just
lot
as you said,
longer,
did the lobby a ton of favors.
do worse.
Imagine how Loops having the A7 compound, just being
that
able to
might
blast down from
be
there. It would
a
have been
small
a bit of a
factor
massacre
into
for
why
them all intents
they
and
play so
purposes.
much
But
better.
we have Team Queso here, 1,200 damage coming in for them, playing things patiently and calmly on that eastern side, really focusing on their survivability to get themselves into those final couple of circles there, Seven, and it really did work out.
Yeah, and something that Team Queso actually reminds me of is once they end up with at least
Hey, babe.
almost their full squad.
Can you put the
towards
camera on
end of the
Zuki
match,
right now?
They give me a lot of vibes of what I'm getting with Cloud9. Remember what I told you at Cloud9? If they have at least like all their 4 players in the top 5 situation, they're more than likely like the team to win it.
Yeah.
And I feel
I'm
like
in
that's
chat,
the
Poggers,
vibe
what's
that I
up,
get with
Starlight?
Team Queso. If they have at least
Yo,
3
Starlight,
of their main players
what's the secret,
still
bro?
alive,
Tell me.
that team is so deadly.
on, we're gonna
that
catch
and so
Azuki
smart that
sleeping
they're gonna be
real
able to
quick.
do what they did in that last match.
Yeah, it was well done. Let's take a look at the Mountain Dew game fuel moments here
Oh,
for
look at
this
how
game.
adorable
As that circle
he
was
is.
towards the north, up
Look at
by
him.
close to Savernia a little bit. And Wildcard was another one of the teams that didn't quite get to the top 3 per se, but was able to keep themselves alive
Zuki.
long enough to bag themselves some big points. And they started things off with a punching match, Degon, a little bit of boxing.
You let out.
Yeah, and
oh,
unfortunately the punching bag is Lazarus, and Lazarus just, I feel like Lazarus just can't catch a break, but Russell able to pick up a couple points there. And one other team that I wanted to note that I think elongated their points
he's
total
going back to
was
sleep. What a
Pittsburgh Knights
cutie.
when they got stuck inside bunker and Carnage was inside a shack, and I forgot which team was outside just trying to work their
Me
way
not
on in. I think it
playing
was
is the
XQG.
secret.
By doing that, they picked up a decent amount of placement points that,
Zuki
yes,
becoming a
their
chunky
opponents
boy.
that were nearby and XQG, Wildcard, and Team Queso got a ton. They still were
Zuki's
able to
not
get 8
chunky,
points out of that.
guys.
So
His
what you do
fur
in the
is
tough
just
games,
very
I think, tells a lot about it. Daddy
floofy.
Tensa with nades. My man's always cooking in the kitchen. He knows exactly how long to cook those
Freaking Degon
nades.
still calling
It took a
Tensa
little while,
Daddy
though. The
Tensa.
service took a little while. It was a little slow, but eventually Tempo Storm got that done over there in the Wizard Tower
He
against Team Solid.
Yeah, he got the right arc too. He's good at flipping pancakes apparently as well in that kitchen. Jeez Louise. Getting it nicely into that window. I mean, he went down in the end,
He's
but
hairy
going up
like
against
his
Team
dad.
Solid, they were only 3
Okay.
in this match, and then they were able to be cleaned up there eventually by Tempo Storm 7. But I think we're wanting a bit more of a push from Tempo Storm to get up towards that top page once again in some of these games and find themselves the real rhythm that we've seen them have in the tournament so far.
Oh, definitely, and I think the first thing that we saw
Enigma
in
with the
regards to that
1v1.
engagement, I think it was Rain
The
trying
clutch
to throw
right
some
there.
grenades into that
Yeah.
building, into that sniper tower, and he missed about like 2 nades, and then when he tried to go ahead and push up as well,
not
I
playing-
think he was
alright,
trying to
read
throw
that.
another grenade instead of just focusing on the full push. So little things here and there that can definitely go ahead and fix in the future, but I wonder if this is gonna go ahead and hurt them a little bit when they try to push for that second place. I know we're talking about maybe they can go for a push in first place, but I
Holy.
think it's just too,
Look at
too far out
XQG.
for them.
And the western side of this circle was spicy. XQ with 2,750 damage coming in,
moly.
which accounts for those 14 kills they were able to accrue. Degon, that was, they were blasting.
Yeah, G-Fan with 1,300 damage by himself. Like, it wasn't like he was sniping away kills. That damage bar shows exactly what XQG were
1,300.
doing. I think Wildcard probably a little
From
bit more clinical in terms
Zyfan.
of 1,470 and 8 kills. But then you look across, just the big thing that sticks out to me, Loops, 500 damage, only 1 kill to show for it, 1 point to show for it. And, you know, we're like, yeah, you know, Loops are going to blast through, but they're only, what, like I think 15 points ahead of B4 right now. I think if you only get a couple of a 20-point day 40-point difference, B4 might find that spacing in between. The other team was Tempo Storm, and they've got to make sure they get the points. They got to get at least one chicken dinner to be in touching distance of that first place. If not, they're just going to be playing B4 for second place.
Yeah, it's very important. You can't, even though you've got 5 games in hand, now only 4 games in hand, you can't crumble under the pressure here as Loops. You set yourself apart.
Why
so
don't you?
much,
Why didn't y'all
to
keep
be able to
rotating when
continue
one of
on
you got
with that.
stuck
Let's take
on
a look at the
rotation?
overall rankings then, if we can get you up to speed.
Yeah.
Where this currently stands relative to the rest of the lobby, as also where Team Queso
That's
has been
another
able to
thing
go.
that we messed
have
up on.
the top, as always, Loops. Only 10 points ahead. They want to make sure that they're pushing it in the next 4 games.
We could have just all kept rotating as a team.
Queso moving.
They were
on
a
up to
3-man though.
7th place here. Very, very big.
The team
jump
that
from
got
them.
us. They were 3-man.
Tribe Gaming down
But we
towards
didn't
that
know they were
9th
3-man
spot. If they
when.
continue this 7, they're going to be flying high.
Well, when Juicy got knocked, we knew it was a
yeah, I wouldn't
3-man
be
team.
surprised if by the
So
end of
I
the
think
day
that might be why
maybe
we
end up
stopped
seeing
to
them
see if
in
we
fifth
could save
spot,
Juicy.
especially with XQ
But yeah,
having the
that spot in
PMPL
general though
maybe
was
XQ will go ahead and
a
push
very
that
tough
forward.
spot
I'm
to
pretty
be
sure
in,
Temple Storm will go ahead and end up picking it
especially
up.
with
But going
one
back to
person
Loops
that knocked
Esports, I
Juicy
think
was
that really
high ground.
disappointing for me. I was expecting more out of them. I was comparing them to teams like TSM Entity from India, Bigatron from Indonesia, and it's because of what I seen from those teams, what I see from performances like that, when they're just so far ahead or just kind of destroying so much that they take it up a
Did Sixus
notch.
join
Their
Team
confidence builds
Queso?
up to,
What? No.
to an extraordinary level, and just seeing Loops absolutely get destroyed there by Alpha out of all the teams. It was surprising to me. So hopefully here going into Sandhawk, we'll see a completely different Loops, more of a starter. And with Alpha, I think we need to go ahead and give them credit because they might be going and be out of that top 8. But guess what? They're pushing for that top 10, something that we mentioned at the start of the broadcast. They are pretty much in a way fighting for pride here, trying to get to that first page.
Definitely. Let's take a look at the schedule here quickly, and we'll jump back on some opinions here whilst we get things going. We've already finished one of our Erangels with Team Queso getting themselves the win. However, they were slightly trumped by XQ getting 1 extra point from the kills that they were able to accrue. Next is going to be up Sandhawk, and
Your favorite place?
Is it gone yet? No, yeah, there we go. It's fine.
No.
Dgom, talk to me about Sandhawk, friend.
You know, Sandhawk should be fast and furious, especially given the fact that teams are feeling desperate. Desperation is now in the air. When I look at a team like Omen Elite that just got passed up by A7, they're now in 13th place. They only scored 2 points. I expect this to be fast. I expect teams to crash into each other, and that's what Omen Elite tried to do.
There were people on
Instagram
Instagram saying Grunto was landing on TQ and Train to help NA teams qualify, and that Tribe and C9 had the opportunity to kill each other, and that they rather teamed on TQ.
It's that simple. Those are your
Okay.
rivals. You got to be able to beat them. And I think with Sandhawk, the NA teams were dominating them in scrims. It hasn't been the same.
Here's my thoughts on collusion and potential teaming and all of that other stuff, okay? So, with the way PUBG works, it being a battle royale, and with there being different teams from different countries, you know, obviously there's country pride involved, and also when you play against people in NA, if you're from NA, like all the time, you develop a sort of bond with them, right? You guys get to know each other. You're more friendly with them than people that you've never played against or never met from other regions. So that's always gonna be a thing. Now, in terms of collusion and teaming and all of that, what's not allowed is you talking to other teams and letting them know what you're gonna do, and then they agree and they play in a certain way off of what you're going to do. Now that's not allowed, and I don't think anyone's doing that. But what is allowed, especially towards the end of the tournament, when certain teams can't make top 8 or top 10 or whatever, those teams are allowed to play however they want. They could drop on TQ, they could drop on whoever they want to, and do whatever they want. There is no rules against that.
Whenever a smooth segue is done.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, As far as like Grunto dropping on TQ to help NA like qualify, because you know TQ is trying to also qualify. Yeah, that might be a thing, but they're allowed to do that. Or maybe they just want a boot camp because Loops wasn't in the game, right? So you never know. But you could drop on whoever you want for whatever reason, as long as you're not doing it with collusion with another team. Like if Grunto's like, hey, Tribe, we're going to help you guys out. We're going to take out Team Queso. And Tribe was like, bet. Like, obviously, that's not allowed. I heard another Omen team is playing for PMCO. I don't think that's very true.
Okay, Circle heads down to the southwestern island. I don't recall if we've had a southwestern finish blank.
Yeah, we have.
I think we've had one or two.
We had one, and it was when B4 won, and they didn't have to move at all. And it just got to the end game, and they were fully looted, and people came down. They were like, "Well, this is our house,
Yeah.
and you
And,
will now have to leave as we pick up our chicken dinner."
They
Thank you very
made
much.
We did
a...
have a Painan finish as well.
The
We
staff
did also have a
responded
Painan
too.
finish with the Tribe
Let me
boys. Yeah.
read word for word what the PMPL head staff said, because this was reported to the people organizing the tournament too. A lot of people like complain about Grunto and stuff. So PMPL made it an official response, at least in the PMPL Discord, and I'll read it word for word after this fight. And I'm pretty sure A7 is targeting TQ here for whatever reason. Or TQ's in Alpha 7's territory? I'm not sure.
Popping some shotgun shells towards Alpha 7, but there's a Vector to answer for it. Pops out the window and missed it. He's not going to be as successful as last time around. Team Queso lose an early player, but Marco is around the sidelines. He's already taken Abdul. Tempo steal that away. Mitek, though, caught now in a 1 versus 1. Has actually got his teammate nearby. It's Rolex. They are going to try and spot him out. A little bit of damage found through the window both ways.
I'm not sure.
Marco hides behind the corner. Has the Tommy gun through the window. Will be able to pop the shots into the body. Looks to be finishing it off as well. Has the Vector. Not quite Sana. Doesn't have the 6x on it, but the 2x is going to be enough.
But John, we're going to talk about that fight actually quite in depth, because Team Queso, they've lost one member. Soon they will have to most likely deal with Rolex onto Marco, and then they need the other members to come quickly. He's currently healing himself up, but that 2v1 was huge for him. We know how well Team Queso need to do to make sure they stay in that top 8. They've solidified the position a little bit, but they need to cement it further.
Let's see if that one can set, but unfortunately, they are going to take another knock. Marco.
Oh,
There's the
holy
point
shit.
crashed on by the
Just
duo.
in time.
Lutas is already down and through the window. Alpha 7 completely dismounted there. Beautifully held
You
down
see Tempo.
for the time being from Axel.
Range trying to
Marco
third party
Ayala
this.
sail into the rescue, beautifully stunned.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't be giving the credit over to Axel there. That was Marco the whole time. 3v1
Anyways, I don't know why.
with the Thompson.
I don't think that is not
That's not
TQ's
giving
drop
credit where
spot.
credit's not due. The boys definitely.
So
I
I don't think that was A7
Yeah,
targeting
Marco
TQ.
got the 3v1
That's
there.
not TQ's typical drop spot.
Yeah, look.
TQ
I'm here,
usually lands
I'm watching
north
the fights
of
with you.
boot camp.
You do all the cool talky stuff,
So,
and I make sure we're on track. Okay, that's my job.
anyways,
Absolutely.
back to what I was gonna say. I'm gonna read the official response about Grunto,
Oh, I love that.
made by
Yeah,
one of
that
the
is- that's a
PMPL staff
perfect
members.
I
So,
love this.
let me
boat.
mute this down.
I think it.
It has been brought to my attention by several teams that they are under the impression that Grunto's play style is bordering on griefing/collusion. And I just want to take a second to address those concerns. This late in the season, it is certainly normal for some teams not ranked as highly to act as spoiler. And that's completely within your rights and doesn't break any tournament rules. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but I do want to put it out there that if we do receive evidence, like you need solid evidence, that any team is partnering up with another, then the penalty will be severe.
Oh man, did you ever play Harry Potter 1 on the PC?
I didn't know.
Oh man.
What did Grunto do? Yesterday, Grunto landed
Honestly.
north
I
of
mean,
boot camp
Harry Potter
with
is a bit
Team
more-
Queso to, like, I don't even think Grunto was trying to
He went
fight
through a
them,
lot, but he's still a whip.
to be honest.
Trem, though, I believe other than boot
What?
camp. What I did notice that I think
To be
we
honest,
forgot.
yeah. But
Oh,
Loops
fine.
wasn't in the lobby, so Grunto might be trying to get boot camp. Queso lands north of boot camp, so they just happened to land on each other, and they, you know, one team kind of panicked and, you know, dropped on the other
To the mind
because they didn't know,
springs the machete.
and that's what happened. So
That's what I'm seeing.
Fair
It's
enough.
like charging down.
also
the
another thing.
I love it.
This happened
I
like
noticed on,
in Southeast Asia.
On Trem, sorry, there was
People were saying the Thai teams were colluding with one another because they would always get to late game. Like, all three Thai teams would be alive late game or something like that, and they never fight each other early on. And one reason why that is because they play against each other so much on certain maps, they know the other team's pathing and rotations. So they know, they're so familiar. Like, for NA, for example, we are so familiar with all the spots, especially on Sandhawk, that Tempo would like to frequent or take, so we avoid those spots. But we don't, you know, we're not as familiar with South American teams, so we might get into fights with South American teams more often. So if it seems like some teams aren't fighting each other for whatever reason, like rotations and stuff, it's because they are very familiar with each other's rotations, so they always avoid each other.
fended off Alpha 7 beforehand. Pretty much just a continuous fend off of Alpha 7 going from last
So,
game to this one.
Yeah.
And here's Loops now showing people, you know what, we're not to be messed with. All right, we may have had slightly worse aware last game, but we're back on top. Primary Betis. Oh,
Yeah, I agree with Anonymous. It's part of the game. Just deal with it instead of complaining. Yeah.
Southern Peninsula here near Bantai. They are making their rotation in. Loops taking a fight as well.
It's part of the
They are
game.
going to be thermally land-based for now.
What does suck though is if two teams collude against you and they're like, okay, we're gonna push on their east and hold them off, and you guys hold off on their west, and those two teams just pincer you in, even though zone, you know, they could move away because zone is like, you know, elsewhere, but they purposely do that to kill you guys. That sucks.
Now they're telling Loops that not even their kills are their own.
But nothing like that has happened.
Some serious disrespect coming from Trem Caretta for the cow, so hopefully that could be rectified maybe a little bit later by Loops, but Loops need to stay alive to make sure that
They say they were teaming because Lazarus pulled up in third party right after. Yeah, exactly. That's Lazarus' rotation.
They did take a fight with the best team
If
in the lobby, so
Grunto
to be expected.
killed Team Queso, Laz shoots Grunto in the back and kills Grunto.
Confluence of the rivers there. Instead, they've moved down to
So that's why Grunto, yeah, like, see, Laz is doing the same exact rotation. Like,
holding. Now Lazarus are going for a swing, cooling it off.
are you the only sub on Trovo? No, I have a few subs on Trovo.
Soothe the burn of
But you're
losing
one of
to
the
their
few.
teammates early on.
One of the
See
few
how far in they can get.
super
Real
supporters
Betis
on
are now
Trovo.
Back on dry land, they did.
Can they see what apps are open while playing? Yeah, when you use the anti-cheat, they could... The anti-cheat records your screen, I'm pretty sure, and it also gets information from your phone, like what apps are running in the background and stuff like that.
Towards the mainland of the South Island, or are we going to go further towards the confluence of the rivers? And it's a little bit of both there, Black.
You know, if I'm the players, I'm pretty sick of this circle. All right, this circle has happened so frequently. In fact, it's happened so many times that tomorrow
We got Circle
when
Bless,
we go on
boys.
the broadcast, John, I will bring the stats of how many times we've seen this circle, because it is a ridiculous amount and it causes such chaos. Because
Yes, I played in all the matches
real
today.
Defined area where this circle can go. There's not really any way to predict it. With most circles, it's very easy to be like, look, if
Turn it
the
up a
circle
bit?
goes this
Okay.
side, then we have this option available to us. Here, it's like, okay, Well, we can either
All right, is that better?
onto the Northwest Island and hope the circle go up there, or we can do the exact same with the other 3 islands. There's not much choice these teams, and all of the rotations from each island is so difficult.
Are you watching your
So pretty
rematch?
much every single team here
Yeah, we already
imagine
played
that
these
they've got
games,
decent spots
so
already. They're gonna hold
technically
on.
I am
Oh
watching
no, Marco.
my
lining
game
up onto
back.
Express Gaming.
But a
That's
lot
not
of
gonna go
this
well. Immediately
is good
taken down.
information
The other two
for us
players of his team
to
are
get
being guarded by
to
Tempo
see where
Storm
teams
right
are
now, and
playing.
Express Gaming just get themselves a free point. Seems like Team Queso are trying to clash with all the players they found at the end of the last game, and they're not done with them just yet. But unfortunately, that
How many
choice
kills did I
is,
get
not
today?
always theirs to make.
You will see.
Some vengeance boiling.
Oh,
Loops
Grunto.
versus Grunto. Q finds the first pick onto Federal and ran immediately with the first aid kit. There is a player from Loops currently holding down towards the bottom of the valley here inside the compound just for scouting purposes. This currently is a 3v4.
Loops have the high ground, and if there's one thing we've learned from all those years watching Star Wars, it's the high ground. The presence of it benefits
The
Obi-Wan,
off
will it
angle from
benefit
Kowalski.
Loops as they send
Oh.
the nades down the hill.
Dude, Grunto was doing
And it
pretty good on that
absolutely
push.
Will Loops start off strong into the fight. 1 kill confirmed. There is a little bit of chip coming through from Tremcaretta for a cow in boot camp, but Ran needs to try and hold down the rock. Sixless as well from the back line. Sixless tries to go for the drop shot, but won't be so lucky. Carrillo as well. An absolute unit for Loops. Will be able to swing out wide, will be able to get the kill, and they find themselves on 5 kills, all 4 left standing.
That's a 3v4 fight as well, which is just cleaned up almost immediately. You gotta love Sixless though. He's definitely what I would describe.
You're
as the
playing in the
off
Pro
meta
League in
pick
Europe?
right at the moment.
Dope,
I mean,
Edward.
pulling
Hope
out
you
the
cash in
SK
PMPL
during
2020.
that fight, no one
We'll
expects
see.
that to come out during it. So yeah, hats off to him. He really does pioneer a whole new type of game of PUBG Mobile.
Making waves, and that's exactly what we
Carrillo
love to see
is
here
a god
at
at
the
this
PMPL
game, bro.
Americas.
He's got a 2
Setting
KD.
those trends and
A 2 freaking
see if
KD.
those
2
do
plus
continue
KD.
to pay out for them. Team solid. The hide around the corner from Inshame, but I think hiding or cowering is probably more accurate.
Tempo just to the south of Pioneer at the moment, holding on pretty much their classic hilltop. It's got really good viewpoints all around.
Love your
decent
vibe
cover
and
as well.
honesty.
Really, you only have to worry about
I
Team
appreciate
Queso,
it.
but
Thank you.
we know that
Thank
Team
you
Queso has taken a fair
for,
few casualties already.
yeah.
So they're only
Thank
down
you.
to
I
2,
appreciate
so
the
they can
compliment,
quite
bro.
clearly
I always
gatekeep
learn from
this
you.
team. So Tempo Storm feeling quite happy.
I
The
appreciate
next
it.
circle does hit up though. And if it heads
What is my
anywhere
KD?
towards the
I
north,
will
I'm
have
gonna
to
be
check.
Very upset indeed. And wow, look at that. I'm very upset indeed.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be okay, Blank, in the end. Oh, what was that? Spec got knocked from Tempo Storm. Have to see where that one came from. Team Queso, they will need to push up a little bit further, but Chrome Ray Albetis are behind them, Blank, and that could prove to be
Nice zone bless for
a
Omen.
pretty nasty
We
surprise.
get some
so
nice
well caught
circles this
unaware by
game, for sure.
I mean, Cromwell Bettis, I mean, it's very difficult to predict where this team is because no one knows where they're going to land. They truly are the pirates of the lobby, and I think that PUBG Mobile being an information gathering game that it is,
Dude, what?
being able to kind of predict where teams are going from those playing paths, from those drop zones is really important.
Oh,
Yo.
Lazarus tried to take down Darden, but he is too wily for them. Able to get around the
I don't know
side
why
walls, the cabin, and
Minwoo shot.
there's oversight now from Federal, so they have got
Loops
those
had
off
no
angles.
idea they were
Lazarus,
down there.
We saw them lose 2 of their players early on into the game.
Yo, I have to rewind that. Did Minwoo
Last
just
team
throw?
don't really want to take a fight, especially when it's with Loops as well.
I'm not
but
sure
they
why
seem to be back
Minwoo
on
shot.
trend. They took down Grunto with little to no problem.
Yeah, and as soon as they get a knock here, they'll know that, you know what, this is another player from Lazarus. We already knocked a couple of their players earlier, so we can just push on to their final player and try and reclaim some of those kills that were stolen away.
Actually,
from us by
Lazarus
Tremper
might
Death
think
Cow.
Loops already know
Owen, on
they're
the other
there.
hand, they're just holding the bridge side. Again,
Because
this
Loops
time
was
at
the one
least
that,
there's a bit more of a
killed
confirmation
2
from
of
the circle
Laz.
that, yes, we're either gonna end
And
up on
Loops
the
saw
eastern
Laz run
island
towards
or
this
we're gonna
way.
head onto
So
the
Loops
west,
might have.
which
So
is
from
more
Laz's
likely, but a
mind,
lot of this circle
it's like,
is
oh, people
gathered up
pushing
by
downhill
the
from
water
Loops'
side.
position.
It's really playing
That's
the
Loops pushing
North
into us.
Island
Loops
is
already
not
knows we're 2-man
preferable.
here.
A lot of the water cuts out this place, so we
That
kind of
might
got a
be it.
pizza slice into what is already a small map on a small circle that is number 3.
It's interesting that Omen Elite have pushed this far south. Normally, on this sort of a shift, they hold the compound just on the west of where Lazarus are currently, on the other side of the river. That is their normal camp out spot on these circles. So the fact that they're controlling the bridge, a little bit of a change up for them. Maybe they want to collect more points today. And, you know, fair enough, what a time to do it. Loops pushing onto Lazarus's position, Minwoo and Lolo. Lolo, probably the one guy who could play spoiler to these really strong teams, but he's just going to get taken out by a nade. The question is, do they know Minwoo's there as well? Well, they're going to know now. They're going to know he's dead as well.
Now, Loops.
They've only killed one of last? Oh, okay.
7 kills already. And
The way
40,
C9 came back, yeah, C9 had the biggest comeback.
Still available to them going forward.
Tells Haku to
So
cut your
they're pretty
hair.
happy with this one. Omen, I would assume that the reason they've moved down to this side of the map, John, is purely because with the way that the circle knocked onto the north and northwest island, it didn't look like it was likely to end up there, and they prefer to get a much stronger position, more central, which they currently do have. Next circle is going to hit up soon. See where that one heads up, and we'll see just indeed why Omen did select this place in the circle, because relatively so, imagining this moves away from the water that it does, they should still be in it, which they are.
Fantastic. They've got themselves a really nice compound. They control one of the few crossing spots for anyone who stayed on that eastern island.
Exactly.
And they should be able to pick up a couple points. Ace-1 will have to leave Painan. They're all the way in the south of it as well. They didn't want to push through earlier on. They thought maybe someone else was going to be there, but Xiaomi now pushing through them as well. Tempo Storm left that one earlier. They control the hillside out to the west. We'll see if they're able to push in as well. They do have a little bit of a way to go, but
Why do you
Loops
not
have made
read
it
comments on YouTube?
Loops immediately make that crossing. It's
I don't
very,
know.
very fast, almost lightning. Tempo.
I don't know
on the other
how
hand,
I just
quickly talk about
responded to your
them
question
before
either,
X-Press
though,
Gaming
since
removes
you're
from the
asking
players,
on
'cause My
YouTube.
point is very much important and pertinent to that fact itself. Is that Tempo, the previous game we've seen them over the past couple of days.
I think that's
always
one.
losing a member early.
That's one thing that's
I think
kind of
the fight
annoying.
seemed to,
When
like,
chat
degrade
asks,
from
why don't you
there, and we
read
just haven't
this
seen them
chat
on
in
top form
particular?
with all 4 members playing together at the same time.
Because I have
So
like 4
tend to
different
get caught out
chats.
fairly often, and look, this is no credit away from them, because when they're playing with 2, still
I
they
might
do
have missed
fantastically.
your
What I want to
question.
see is how well
In
they
which
can
case,
do
if I missed
when
your
you have those
question,
4
just
members
ask me
towards that
again.
last zone.
They need to be
But
full force,
don't
it's tricky on
assume
setup.
that I
They'll
don't
try their
read an
best.
entire
However,
chat
they
because I
don't have
don't
to
read
move
your
too far from
question
their
or
drop spot.
don't read your
They're
comment.
guarding it as well. The exit from Painan is spotted out by Tempo Storm from Ace-1.
Also, a lot of the times I'm watching this
They
and
won't be able
just
to get that
talking
first
about
knock.
what's happening in the game and
Power
not
up
reading the
nearby
chat.
to try and get that res off, but if the ground is being controlled, it's going to be nigh on impossible to pick up their teammate, unfortunately. And they are actually going to be it's stolen away. Nunez gets felled there, and Capillau finds it onto Tensor. He gets the knock in response, so now they have to spend some time making sure that they are back to full force, like you were talking about, Blank.
And that's Queso going out in 12th, so really they only get the 3 points from that original fight that Marco took, so 4 points total. It kind of puts a dampener on the last game, but they're still averaging around about 12 points, about 15 points a game, so it's still very good. They just need to make sure the next Erangel game is still just as good, because like we keep saying, they're in a wobbly spot.
Why STS
There's
spent 3
potential
mana a
to
lot? I
fall
do not
off
know.
from that top 8 position. Loops though will have to do
You
what
should
Temp
be
collected
reading
for the
every
Carl as they
message in
come
every
into
chat,
the
or
zone
else you're a
very,
horrible
very
streamer that doesn't
shortly.
care about
And
us.
Wildcard,
And you are
they're
racist
also
to youth
still
chat,
in
and
the
that's a
game.
fact.
Enigma
I have
starting
proof.
things off strong
Okay,
versus the
survival.
Pittsburgh Knights.
Next circle will be coming in very, very shortly. Pittsburgh Knights take a knock over towards... Oh, that's a real hard shift, Blank. Right onto Loops as well. Tempo Storm have to move a long way, so do Ace.
Wow,
and
what a
Elite have to push
zone.
in a little bit closer. Everyone on that southwestern side is going to really struggle to get around Ruins as well.
Oh yeah, that's nasty. And I mean, it's the swamp area on the ruin side. So again, circle made even smaller by these little obstacles that have been keep throwing in. And there's a big road that cuts directly through this circle. Currently, we only have 3 teams towards the north. And then if I do the maths, 8 teams off to the south side. So these 3 teams on the north feeling very, very comfortable, but they want to really control their areas a little bit better. Trem has a perfect opportunity to backstab Loops.
Team Solid playing spoiler here to Crimreal Betis' position at the back, and with the M249 in hand, does get shut down. The Micro Uzi there, they'll be able to confirm it as well. Only 1 player left standing now for Team Solid, as Pepe has the M4 looking for the flush out, but that's so much damage done to Crimreal Betis. I don't think they're going to be able to get Unico.
Is it true that you beat Loops on a 1v4?
That's really
No.
unfortunate for them.
I don't think I've ever been in a situation to 1v4 Loops.
All the way back is causing mayhem as well. He's destined to die out in the zone, but he's looking to ladder up. It's now Loops, Chowski. Throw out some names.
Oh!
Some fantastic ones earlier. And why did I ever doubt them? He's got another fantastic
Loops
one
OP.
there.
Oh dear. Tempo getting knocked as well on the fight on the south. So everyone's going to have to crunch a little bit together there. Trem Carreta for a cow being guarded out by Loops. They are fighting in every direction and winning them all right now. They're doing a lot of work. Ace-1 do get eliminated. That was from the southeast blank.
Yeah, and Shami, they go out in 9th. Tempo and Express Game both have a compound similar, but they will have to leave at some point. But Chowski still continues to lay down bombardment. Enigma trying to throw some bullets backwards towards this guy, but he's got such a good overwatch inside this tower. The rest of his team is just controlling the angles, and now Omen, they're trying to make an anti-clockwise rotation towards the north side of the map to try and insert themselves. But they'll have to deal with Loops as well as Trem Carreta, who are trying to make their way inside.
We messed up our
trying to land this nade.
we messed up our rotation
Does
here.
go there, he's guaranteed to get knocked, right? And that's the weakness of the tower, is you're absolutely exposed to these grenades.
Where did Wildcard find all these
Wildcard's struggling
nades?
to thread the needle right now on it.
That's another one. It was just a bit too high, and Chowski, like all cool guys, doesn't look at the explosion. He's going to throw back a Molotov of his own. See how successful that is. Just force them out behind from their cover. Looks like they're running low on grenades. Enigma starting to cook a new one. Finds a bit of a better spot to
That's a
make
better
handle to.
nade.
Oh,
Oh,
that one did a lot more damage. Not quite able to get the knock just yet onto Chowski. As Loops now taking fights on multiple fronts. And there's the knock finally coming through. Wildcard need a little bit to close the range. Darden has fallen as well, and this could be where they do get dethroned. We'll see if they're able to hold it down. Omen Elite pushing onto their location right now. Blank. Carrillo takes first face. Juicy does fall. And if there's a player in the lobby that can take on the world, Carrillo is it. He is absolutely on fire into this tournament.
Oh yeah, he's blazing. He's to the top.
We
of
messed up
pretty much
here.
everything we were talking earlier today. Before the tournament started,
We should have
this guy
just
was on a 2K
gate-capped
lead. He
our
was
south
getting 2 kills per game on
and
average,
just let the
which is
team on the hill
nutty.
be, because
Takes
they're
down the rest of Omen.
caught fighting one
Sute
another.
going down. There's just Juicy and Nico, but a beautiful nade over the top from Enigma will finish them out. So although Wildcard had a lot of problems with Chowski, Loops have methodically and quickly removed Loops from the game, and now it's Tempo, Omen, Wildcard, Rain and H still alive.
Do you think
but Rain
Loops
with
is the best
absolutely
team in
no
North and
medics-
South
medics,
in both regions?
utility on
I think
board
so, man.
whatsoever. So it's really just H to lead the charge here.
Their playstyle allows them to
Just with
do
Nico, Wildcard with 3.
anything in every
Tempo
situation.
Storm with 2. 8 kills found by Wildcard. We saw that it was
And
9
their
for Tempo
teamwork,
Storm earlier
not
on.
even teamwork,
This
just
is a
their
high kill
individual
finish here,
capability
They
of each
really
player
need this game as
to
well.
do whatever it
Talking
is
about
they
it.
need to do
That's the first
is
knock
really
onto
high.
H, and he was really the healthy player for the team. Now it's just Rain with pretty much no HP remaining and Nico in the zone. So this might just be a confirmed win here for Wildcard, which will be really damn good for them going forward.
Does feel that way. Tempo getting pushed on towards Rain. Out in the blue does go down. As H is going to fall as well. Nico ticking away. Will go down to the play zone. Wildcard
Deny
again,
Wildcard the
free win,
points.
the free chicken dinner. But they did have some hard fought places there. We said 8 kills, I think, at the end of that. And they'll be able to get a chunk of
What's
change
up?
from
Oh, thank you for the follow, Recoil
29
Gaming.
points total.
What's up,
Very nice.
Wasim
Omen managed to make it
Ibrahimi?
all the way into second with
Hey,
some smart
how's it
rotation.
going?
Lovely rotation at the beginning of the game there to make sure that they were in position for the rest of the match, predicting the circle very nicely. Loops, on the other hand, I think maybe held down a bit of a
Follows
two-split
just hey if you want a free
scenario.
plastic
They
fork
were
going on
kinda
Trovo,
caught
of
by
course.
A lot of teams and things just became quite
A nice second place for Omen, though.
for quite
Yeah,
a while.
we got zone.
Yeah, it's pretty
We
tricky to,
could have won that game,
to
though.
break out of those areas.
We were 4 alive.
You know, when it happens, it happens.
If
When it
we
works, it
just-
works. What can I say?
What can you say? What can you say?
Pressure the
You
top,
said a little bit more,
but not
that's
push
all
all the
right.
way to the top.
Here,
Just pressure
I'm
the
still
top
here.
so they don't peek over and shoot
Wildcard,
at us.
That's
And then
big
just
game.
focus
They
on the
said they- they
south. I
needed
think
to.
we
They really
might have
did
had a
need that
way
game.
in.
It was important to them.
I don't know. It's
and if
really
they continue to kind of get those
anything
games
could have
on board,
happened if we
that'd
did
be
something
pretty
else,
handy.
though.
Team Queso, sadly, on the other hand, weren't having the best of games, but
They
as I
missed
said
my
before,
loop
towards the
snake.
beginning of the
They
rest there,
got
got
you
caught out
guys
with
throwing
two
a lot of
points,
nades
they
at the
got
watchtower
caught
and
with
missing all of
and
them.
then they have a
So do you have an
15
OnlyFans?
point
No, I
average
do
over the
not
game.
have an
Next game,
OnlyFans.
that's what I'm looking for. Team Queso once again.
Okay, since you did read my comment, do you think Starlink is going to remove the difference
unfortunate.
of
And
location or
Tempo Storm,
ping?
you know, I
Then
keep
both
on
East
talking
West team
about
would be able to
they,
fight online
They had
together?
a hard-fought travel. There was a hard shift away from them, and they were the people who
It's
were
not-
able to win out that fight from the southern shift.
I don't think they're going to
from the
do
northwestern
a
hard
Eastern
shift there.
and Western
Very
championship
impressive though by
online.
Wild Card, and I gotta say,
I
looking
know
at it, imagine
they're
if
doing
they
an
got an even
online
better start in
championship for the
first
East,
game.
for all the teams in the East, and they're doing one for all the teams in the West.
So they get solidified in that.
But I think the top finals from those, by that time, might play out of land still. But if it is all online, it's going to be like nearly impossible. Not in the tower. I threw one from the tower towards the last loose player. Yeah, they didn't catch that one. Did I watch TSM Entity's performance in the scrims? No, I didn't. Tute reads comments everywhere. Just chill, guys. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Which was actually probably the can opener that allowed them to get that win.
Can opener, I like it. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Time to head over to 7.
Damn, so many players watch Zoo's stream. Yeah, I'm blessed to have not only just, you know, regular viewers, but like pro players that I also have looked up to watch me, watch the games. Bro, why are you not playing? We played these games 6 hours ago, and I played today. Caffeine, or Caffeine, thank you for the follow. Where did Loops go wrong last game? Loops were fighting 2 teams at the same time, but I mean that happens on Sandhawk. What Loops could have done was just focus on what team was it? Whichever team pushed them from the north. They could have just played on that side and focused on that team, but then that allows Wildcard to control all the spacing in the zone. That also allows us as Omen to pincer Loops in, and then Loops will be squished by 2 teams again. So I mean, it's difficult in in-game Sandhawk.
Team Queso there with 4 points. I feel like
he never reads Mixer chat. That is true. That is one chat I never read.
Of, you know, Queso, XQG, Wildcard, going back and forth. I mean, if you
oh, here comes the Richo. What's up, BRK? How's it going, man? Thank you for the elixirs. Wait, Zoo streams on Mixer? That was a joke.
And to go back actually to Team Queso, I felt like this game they were maybe trying something completely different, as we're seeing right there at the stats.
Train, okay, Train pushed them from the north.
They took this spot
yeah.
Where Tribe has been landing, and seeing them land there, I think it was just something different. Maybe they were just.
So for the person that asked,
that was absolutely different. Then it ended up working out by them getting 3 kills.
What did I think it was Yugi, right?
And getting knocked
let's do a little post-game analysis.
G could be doing.
I want it.
That's another one.
It's blank.
Yeah, and Shami, they go.
I haven't done this in a while. So, I mean, Loops in this situation, there's really nothing much they could do. So Loops, you know, this is Loops. And they have 3 teams around them. They have Wildcard, they have Train, and Omen, right? So let's run the different scenarios. Let's say Loops plays back here and kills Train out in the blue, and they cover their flank. Well, while they're doing this, Wildcard, you know, this is a nice little hillside. Wildcard might fill up to here, and then they might gatekeep Loops. And then us as Omen, we saw one of the Loops player up here, so it stalled our push. So that actually was good for Loops to not all be back there. But if Loops was all focusing one side, we would have ran up the hill, and then Loops is like really dead, right? Another scenario is, you know, Loops, they give up this side and they just, you know, focus on wildcard and fight wildcard. But during that fight, Train is going to come up from behind them and third party that. Unless if somehow Loops wipes out wildcard really quickly, really fast, you know, Train's going to come up and third party that. So, like, stuff like this is just like, there is nothing wrong per se. There's only something that you maybe could have adjusted and it might have been a little bit better, but that's even hard to say. So I was saying, us as Omen, we push up to here, pressure out this area so nobody peeks over and shoots at us, and then we don't go up here at all. We just cut in to here and let Loops and Train fight each other out while we try and sneak in. That's something we could have done better in hindsight. But there's also the potential, right? We cut in here, and one of these Loops guys sees an angle from here, and he just blasts us, and then Tempo from here, you know, could shoot at us. But, like, you know, there's a lot of what-ifs. This is just how Battle Royale works, man. It's a lot of, we could have done this, but then if you did do that, you know, things still could have gone wrong in some sort of way. But I do think in situations like this, the correct play is to just cut in rather than taking the high ground up here. Because late game, especially on Sandhawk, high ground doesn't do that much. Because once you get high ground, it doesn't even mean you control everything around you, because there could be a guy prone next to a rock down here, behind the rock, and the second you move off high ground just a little bit, or maybe you're shooting at someone else, the guy from the rock peeks out and shoots you. So even when you control high ground, you don't really control high ground on Sandhawk. So high ground, especially late game, is kind of overrated. I think habitually, you know, we make the mistake of trying to get high ground because that's just what we've been trained and learned to do. But come into this situation, hey, Loops can't control high ground for themselves because they have Train behind them. Loops can't stand up here and shoot everybody either because, you know, people could shoot up to high ground. So high ground essentially is not a big threat. So if we ignore the high ground, or at least just keep eyes on it, we could just cut in together as a four-man rather than having to, you know, take the fight. But, you know, that's a lot of stuff. Just like, we could have done this, we could have done that. But you never know until you do it in the next game. So say next game we go straight in, ignore high ground late game on Sandhawk, just pressure it. There might be a chance to have Loops right here, has a clear line of sight as we're crossing, and then we get killed, right? Then it's like, oh, we should have, you know, pushed high ground. But it's like, you never know.
Everything
That's
else now,
just
it's
how
like, hey,
PUBG
how far
is.
away
There's
is
no way to
getting
play
from everyone
PUBG
else, and
perfectly.
How far is everyone else getting away from the tribe for that 9th spot?
Yep, got to be keeping an eye on it. Got to keep an eye on it. And next up, of course, is going to be.
How do you draw on your screen? Yeah, what BRK said. It's a web extension.
And see who's been able to win so far, and it will be wins from the teams that need it.
Okay, boys. Basically, if you take high ground on Sandhawk, you're bad.
And Wildcard have already put themselves W's on the board, and then we've got 3 more games remaining in the penultimate day here for the PMPL Americas. Don't forget, tomorrow it is 5 games.
Oh, this game, boys. This game.
4 matches each for a total of
This
64
game.
games.
I think
P7, talk to me about
I'm gonna
good old Erangel.
have Sakamai cast
I'm
this
just
one.
looking at the leaderboard here, and I'm trying to see which team. That's
Will I
gonna
be
in
viewer
bottom
partying
place can actually even try to
World
contest
League
to,
East?
from
Yeah,
East
I'll try
with the
to.
maps
I
that
need
we
to
have
get
coming,
permission
right?
first.
One that definitely comes to mind, it's Omen Elite. We've seen them win before in Erangel.
Huh?
I think with Pittsburgh Knights.
What?
Just
You want-
having the
This
results
is
that
your
they're
favorite
having.
game?
If for
Okay.
some
This is
reason
like...
Omen Elite went to have an amazing
Yeah.
day today.
Alright.
Especially with just.
How about you sit
we
next
have
to me
2
for
more.
this one?
And then on top of that, tomorrow we're going to be playing all games on Erangel, I think maybe they could try to make.
We
a
did
push
good
back,
and we
hoping
did
that
bad
Pittsburgh
in this
Knights
game,
has
if that makes
back-to-back
sense.
Bad
We
days.
did good and
Yeah,
we did
interesting.
bad.
I'm just excited, man. The leaderboard's
Personally,
so
for me,
close. Anything can happen here in regards to the top 8.
I
where, what kind of amount of money they're going to be taking home.
feel
I'm
like
pretty
I
sure
did very
in the back of
bad.
their head, that's still there.
Anything jumping out
But,
from you, Digon, when you look
yeah.
at the leaderboard and those teams kind of coming into Erangel?
But we also did good.
Find themselves extra points.
So,
Yeah,
no
they're
spoilers.
gonna put
You
down.
guys are
We got
probably
to see them
more
take on a
confused
couple of engagements
than before.
earlier in both of these first 2 games, but I just haven't seen.
No,
the
I
same
didn't die
Swag-
quick.
Swagween that I'm used to
This
seeing.
was the- oh,
He
man.
had, I
Yeah,
think
you got
yesterday
run
he had
over
an
by
insane
Acer
cross
in the very
map,
beginning.
Got
and
run
Don't
two
you remember?
sniper. He
Bring the cat
definitely had
over.
ace snipe across the map, but since then.
And
that
then
team's
Spring
been quiet,
used
and
all
I
chat
think
and
it
was like,
they were up
Zute, what
against
are you
Loops,
doing?
I think,
Don't you
on,
remember?
Sandhawk,
I heard you talking
in
to
that
him.
last map, but they need to turn it on. They're the only team that I think that has a real possibility of having a big day and jumping on up. Omen Elite, I think that ship has sailed. They've tried multiple times to have aggressive games, and they keep getting stunted. And rather than sending it with all 4 members against the team, they go like 2-2. They're doing the 2-2, which works out okay if you can win the fight, but they're not winning the fight with their 2. They got to just send it and wipe out teams, and if they lose a member or 2 in the process, at least you got yourself 4 points.
Interesting. I'm sensing a little bit of disagreement here. We can talk about that in a moment. We have Trem Furcal and Cremrail Batiste. Cremrail Batiste being the masters of the boat. And actually, whilst we're looking at this, you know what? I don't mind too much. I want to talk about this further. Seven, do you have a rebuttal to anything Dion's saying here regarding if the ship has kind of sailed here for Omen Elite? Do you think that the ship hasn't sailed? Do you think that they can jump up? Or it's going to have to be a big performance, though, right?
Okay, you can put on.
Yeah, it would have to be a huge performance, not only today to finish off the day and tomorrow as well. They haven't been consistent, so in a way, I'm kind of being hopeful here, right? Me being such a NA fan and being, and just in a way, kind of having history with not only that team and just the players as well.
No,
when they were in different organizations, I was able to kind of live with them for a week and just seeing the amount of work they put in. I think that's mostly where I'm coming from. I'm hoping that they'll be able to go and have a great day.
We literally have to attach a camera.
You know what?
And
At least
then
try to
even
challenge
then,
some
you'd
other
be
teams.
like,
Try to
all
add
the
something
time.
to that highlight that you can maybe go ahead and show on your streams with Sute or Juicy or whoever it is that's streaming from that team.
I feel there was the turnaround, though, as
Maybe
well,
we can buy more
when
cameras,
Zute
have them
started
set up in the
playing
different,
in for them here and getting some things on the board.
Around the house.
Right, and
somehow
that's the point.
trigger it
Like,
instead of
they tried to make a bold move, and they stuck with it. You know, props to them for some consistency, but now they have to reap the rewards of starting super slow and not having the right amount of kick left in the tank by putting in Zute. One man can't fix the whole roster like that. And it's not that, so it's just a multitude
This is
of
where the
issues
cool kid.
there.
Yo, what's
I
up,
think,
Blank?
You know, as
Hey,
much as we
Blank.
praise the teams that have found success, you got to criticize the teams
Say hi to-
that haven't
say hi to
found
Blank
success.
Zuki.
And as much
Or-
as I love
yeah.
seeing Omen Elite succeed, they're not doing that right now. So saying
do
that
a
they can
FaceTime
have a
right
big
then, real
game
quick.
is asking for a miracle. If they make it, it's a miracle.
Gentlemen, this was one of my favorite discussions of all of PMPL Americas.
Oh, he's
And some of my
so
favorite things as
sleepy.
well are getting rewards in-game if you're watching the PMPL Americas on your phone, on your
Yo, that cat
tablet,
is dope.
In-game specifically, so make sure you
Oh,
get
let
yourself
me-
Follow
You
him
can
on
also tune in
Instagram,
on
guys,
Twitch and
Zuki
YouTube
Boo.
as well.
Yeah,
to
until this
join
game
us in
starts,
the
let me
chat.
show you
Gentlemen,
guys
7 Degon, I'm
some of
gonna
my
let you
favorite
fly
Zuki
into the nether
clips.
once again.
Also follow
Get
me
back
on
to the next
Instagram.
game.
Zute
After
with
this
3
game
O's.
even, I should say. As we
But we
welcome
have-
commentators
Zuki
now
has
to
his
bring us
own
our next game
Instagram.
of Erangel.
Look at this
So
picture
let's see what they have to
that
think about
Sakamai
some of our
took
upcoming teams once
of
again. It's John,
Zuki.
it's Xander. You know what? In fact,
Zuki,
the game
guys.
is already ready. I'll disappear. I'll let you do your magic.
I like
See you
this
in a
one the
few.
most.
Fair enough. We're going to send you to the Nether as well. We've lit up the Obsidian Gateway. We're going to be popping you down there.
And
We're going to be going
then
over to Erangel
this
yet
bag one's
again.
really cute.
Blank, where do you fall on this Omen debate?
On the Omen debate, look, so really there was an issue where we had Telly in, and then we had Zute, and then we had Telly, and then we had Zute in again. And I think that for Omen themselves, look, I think playing in the PMPL, playing as a pro team here, is a gargantuan amount of pressure. There is so much expectation, and not to mention the fact that the Omen is a team with a massive pedigree. They've come from there's a lot of lines from them. There's a lot of support from them.
You missed Toxic ESL Decon.
Juicy, you've got Angry, who
Man,
are
these
massive
photos are
players.
pro.
Right
That's all
now,
Saku
Zute,
right
they're
there.
one of the most known.
You have Zuki's Instagram page in a bookmark?
There's a huge
Aw,
pressure.
thank you,
that's
Draw.
so cute.
In a way,
He a model,
yes, it
just
does
like his dad.
excuse them
Thank
from
you,
the fact
True
that
Jello.
they're not in the top eight,
I shared his
but
Insta link in our
you
server.
can
Yo,
feel
Karma,
for them
thank
in
you,
the same
man.
way that, look, it's more than just these games. There is a huge amount of
Does
things
Zuki
going
run
on
away when you let
outside
him
the games
outside?
as
We
well
do
that
not let
might
him
affect
outside.
the performance
We are
inside.
too scared
But right
of him
now,
running
what
away.
matters
When we
is
have
getting
him
to that
outside,
top
so we
eight,
actually bought a
and also
backpack
for Loops is
that
to
has like a
maintain that
leash
number
so
one
he
spot
doesn't jump
and make
out,
sure they
but
do
he
get
can
that
like
50,000
bob his head
because it would
out
be a
and
real
like
shame
look
to
around.
lose it now.
Or we'll like put
I
a
mean,
leash
they've crossed that
and like a
700
harness on
point
him
barrier
and then
after that
we'll
last
just walk
game.
him around.
Yo, Captain
You know,
Mask,
their first
thank
game
you
a
for the
little bit
follow on
lackluster, so
Trovo.
hopefully their second entry on Erangel today will be stronger for them. They'll have
Okay, building my Trovo up, it reminds me of when I
They
started
will have a greater
streaming
presence. They did manage to
in
get
the very
their normal
beginning,
drop
when I was
spot as
averaging
well,
1 to 2
so they'll be
viewers
back,
for like a
in a
month
little bit
on
more of a
Twitch.
comfortable spot.
And that whole month, that
Comfortable
1
spot
to 2
in the
viewers
sense
was
of,
probably
drop spot.
me.
Yeah.
It was probably just me on multiple devices.
Not
Not even gonna lie. On my phone, on my laptop.
But yeah, we're building up our... Oh, Grunto. This is not a hot drop because Tribe is not here. So Grunto is just trying to find an alt drop.
in the thick
and
of it.
Ace is
They
doing the
like to
same
get in
thing.
on the fights. But this is a game, again, because of that Sandhawk
Oh
game,
no, not
they
Kevin.
need to do well. in.
TQ is hunting TS though. We are pretty sure of that. Because TS is a 3-man.
To find any medication, just
Why
about
are they
to find
3-man?
one first aid kit.
I don't know.
Has the
They've been a
Bison
3-man
inside.
for a while. But we've seen TQ fight TS
Really decent
quite a few
weapon, certainly
times
early on.
on
if you're
Erangel,
against,
off drop.
someone without that armor, you could just lay down the lead, but it's been spotted out. Axel has changed floors as well. The question is Pros aware of that? I think he is. And this is something on watching back the games from the other day, Blank, I was trying to say, but wasn't quite able to get it out. Pros is wearing the bucket hat right now. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody looks good at a bucket hat. And, you know, it's a personal preference, but I just don't see it.
TQ is just...
Hard to say.
Might be true, but it's still...
Bucket hat
Nah,
is
they've done this
essential
like every
piece of
game
equipment.
or something. Yeah, they've
And
been
it should
doing
be
this for a
brought out
while.
on certain occasions.
But it's
certain
been
times.
like more and more
Conversation with Jackie
aggressive and
a while
apparent
back. See Jackie Esports. And we've agreed that
towards
we're gonna get
the
some
last
His
few
official title.
days.
That's his official
Mr. Jackie
title,
Esports.
Mr. Jackie Esports, the one and only. And we're going to get some
Grunto
some
currently the
bucket
lobby
hats in there.
paladins.
We're going to get some cool ones. But dude,
What does that
we're going to
mean?
get you one
They're the
anyway.
lobby
You're going to wear it.
paladins.
You're going to wear it on the next broadcast, and it's going to be hella cool. You don't have to wear
When
it
is
the
the
whole
ESL
time, you can
finals?
take it off.
I'll wear it for the
Next
squad.
month or something.
I'll wear it for the squad. If it's uniform, I'll wear it for the squad. But
July
I won't be
12th.
happy about it.
July
I won't be happy
12th.
about it at all. Team Solid still have one player alive, despite the other two of them getting finished off.
Good boy, Chaos, my
Will be
team
able to pick up
studying.
that loot there.
Studying you.
As Pepe
I'm
does
back who
sink for
died.
the hills, he'll be able to
Oh,
escape with it.
we
Ace
have
one,
2
though,
of
they're
TS
looking to come
dead,
back with
1 of
Grunto.
Grunto
This is,
dead.
Didn't you die?
This is a
Remember?
new drop spot for
To
both of
Aether?
these squads. Normally in Roshok you see Tribe.
Just kidding.
Grunto normally looting around Ferry Pier and,
Buy a car.
and Ace
It's-
1. They
it's
are,
not even
they are
supposed to
really
be
checking things up as
funny.
well.
They
This
are.
is making you like second guess, like, wait.
Sign here drops in. Capjao goes down. Kinobala doing his best to support his teammates, but just
You'd be like, wait, I did?
Wait, I did? Oh my gosh, you're right. I totally died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Slightly less of an
You'd be
issue
like,
for
wait,
Ace
no, I
1.
didn't.
We doubt that they're going to
You'd
make
be
it
like,
towards
wait,
the top
you're
8
like
at this point.
Debating.
But I mean, they have improved
You're
significantly.
fine. Why are you so... Why do you guys spoil everything?
I'm not spoiling anything.
Running around trying to
You're
spot them out.
spoiling my joke.
That I'm
Kills.
dead right
Started off
now?
well for them.
Yeah,
God.
it's a joke.
Okay.
That's me. They're taking another fight.
I'm actually
Wow.
dead, chat.
Hang on a minute, Crim Real Betis as well. They're starting to enter.
This
on
is
fight. You see
some
they've moved
third
up to
party
the hill on the
shenanigan
south of
here.
Roshok. This is such a good spot to watch these fights. Nunez could get completely laid bare here if he's not careful. Has to duck back inside.
This is some
There's
shenanigans.
5 teams within this vicinity. You've got Tempo, Loops are just traveling past, Lazarus are coming down from the northwest side. Pepe falls out of the vehicle, goes out in 16th, as is custom.
As is
I mean,
custom.
fair enough. Sometimes
Wow.
it happens. Sometimes it happens. Ace 1
That's-
down very, very
that's
low
toxic.
as well. Not having the best of luck yet again.
Most failed
One
plan
player
joke I've ever
remaining.
seen.
Kinobala will be
Saku
standing.
wants Zoo dead.
He's been having a pretty
Hello
good impact
Zute,
on
can you
this
follow my
tournament. I mean, at the
Instagram,
start of
Wolves?
the
I'm
day, I
13
think he
years
was
old
one
from
of the
Malaysia.
higher
Please
fraggers
follow
in
me,
this
Zute.
tournament. So
Sorry, I don't
certainly
do follows
yesterday,
on
sorry, he
request.
was one of the higher fraggers,
Because if
of
you
the
ask and I
day.
follow,
So
And that means anyone else that asks, I need to follow also.
Players already staring them down.
Plus, I do all the
You've got
following on
Betters who
Instagram,
occupy
so.
this hill.
Towards Grunto. It's a really strong spot, very easily engaged upon.
Man, Zute, yo got a damn good attitude. I miss these chill vibes, dude. I'm chill all the time, bro.
All the area around Mansion.
Even when Carnage was on the team, bro, I'm somehow able to be somewhat chill.
Just outside of the eastern bridge.
Follow for follow. Your girlfriend play PUBG? Yes, she does. He's dead and she's using his corpse like a ventriloquist dummy. I am impressed you know how to spell ventriloquist.
I don't even know what that means.
That spelling, ventriloquist is the people that play with the puppets.
Ah.
That's what their official, like, title
Now they're
is,
able to
a
rotate into this
ventriloquist.
next circle. Nobody now on
Yo, if you compare
Sosnovka military
Zeus
base.
rage to
Pittsburgh Knights trying to
Carnage to like other people's
I
rage
remember
to
when you
Carnage.
raged on Carnage on stream.
control over the
Yeah.
eastern bridge
Yeah,
area
Zeus rage to
in
Carnage
Milter
isn't
as
even
well.
as bad.
See
as
if
other people's
they're able
rages.
to wrestle that.
I'm not trying to be toxic to Carnage though. Like it's like a common knowledge fact right now that you know Carnage gets pretty heated sometimes, but yeah. And every time I bring up Carnage being, you know, hard to work with or he rages, I'm always gonna still bring up he's actually a really good player and he works really hard.
Question here, seeing some of these teams go into World League. Who do you think is the most aggressive out of these lot?
And I'm also gonna mention that he's actually a really nice guy in person,
I mean, Loops
and
have
he's
the highest
actually
kills of
a
pretty
really
much
cool guy to
anyone
hang
they
out with.
have.
He has a lot of manners too.
I think so. I mean, what we saw of them last time
It's
as
just
well.
when the
they
competition
were
gets
just
going, man,
not-
Carnage is
not
just a
stopping, really.
really
I don't see it
competitive
happening
person,
now.
man, like
The
super
amount of
competitive,
lead they had
and
in
he
the
does
kills at the
not
start of
like,
this game. 263 on B4,
you know,
was the
things
second
going
highest.
badly when
Sorry,
they
no,
shouldn't
I lied.
in a competitive
It is
setting.
Tempo Storm, who have
You're
282,
hot,
and they are
says.
pretty
Oh, what's
close
up,
to that,
Sixes?
316, so a
Did
solid
you eat your
margin.
Doritos?
Yeah, huge margin indeed. I mean,
I wouldn't even say like Carnage is a great player, but his attitude's not good. I'm not even gonna say it's his attitude. He has like a his attitude is like he wants to get better and he wants the team to get better. So it's not even his
I think
attitude.
it's his like team communication skills.
Yeah, it's
The way
just
he portrays
it's just
words
how
to the team
yeah.
just is not right sometimes. For
Yeah, it's the way he word things and the way he goes about conversations that makes it really like
But all is fair in love and
that
war,
makes
as
it
they
really
say.
whatchamacallit
Certainly is.
rage-inducing
Going on right now between
for
all of these
for
squads.
people.
At the moment, though, we're in that sort of rotational phase, and teams will be looking to claim that ground
All right.
to make their stand and to make their
We
case
are
for
chilling in
victory
the
coming
south.
down the line. Circle comes
Circle
in.
goes up
It
north.
is a really hard shift on the circle, but quite frankly, it's not really going to hit too many people, just given the nature of it.
You know that
Oh, there's PK
all is
on
fair
our
in
south.
love and war. I'd argue that that person who first said
I don't
that has
even
never
think
been in
we.
love and or at war.
I don't
Sounds
remember
reasonable.
a team
Yeah,
rotating by us from the south.
I do.
Bring that.
You do?
Pretty sure it was Bill
You do,
Gates.
you do,
it,
gang.
Okay.
I read it on the internet somewhere. So.
Nice. Well, look at that. You know.
This was a
You
lot
know
more.
you know I'm talking the truth.
All
Yeah,
these
I think it
guest
was
accounts,
good to
y'all
have, like,
sign up and
somebody
follow
said
them,
there
man.
with
Thank you,
trust and
Karma.
on the internet.
Yeah, I would
I think it was as
appreciate.
well, you know,
I
he came out and
appreciate
said that
any
almost
any
immediately
views and
as,
follows
like, one of his
on
first
Trovo.
founding comments as the
I'm trying to-
More
Constitution.
views support us
It
than
is
most guys.
small print on the back.
I have to yell at you, Carnage, in quotes memories.
So true. That
Alpha
is
7
so
across
true.
the way, guarding out the warehouse. The team Queso
That was
currently
kind of funny,
occupied.
Sakumai.
The circle is pretty full
Someone
of
gets me.
compounds at the moment here, Blank, and this is probably one of the most densely populated areas when it comes to these sparse.
No, I didn't get to see the
sparse
East League
little
scrims.
copses of buildings.
I didn't watch East League scrims. They start too early / too late
Oh dear, Rain gets spotted out on the hillside.
because I still have to
A little
wake
bit of
up
cover, but
for
wait a minute, they are gonna
games,
save it.
for the
reload had to come
PMPL
through.
games.
That might have just saved his
I
back.
might watch them if, you know, depending on the PMPL schedule.
For the time being, Tensa goes down too. This is horrendous.
Oh goodness me, 3 players down.
Oh, this is where you.
It's a lock
Oh.
the rest of the ridgeline. 2 players are up now for Tempo Storm. It's a locks.
Let's see how Cream does this.
Well. Tempo picking up the pieces. That was heavy punishment for them. It's a locks.
Oh.
He's going to try and push up Crim Rail.
I don't know if this pays off or not for
Tempo.
Tempo.
Really down, but not quite
It does not pay off for Tempo, no.
Shaky by the moment. Just Spec now standing for Tempo Storm, and they're wiped out. Crim Rail Betis.
Yikes. So what Tempo did there? They lost one here, right here on rotation. And they quickly reacted to the fact that there was only one guy there, and they all pulled up to try and help. And they almost stabilized, but Cream responded very well to capitalize off that. So what Tempo did, that sometimes works out to their benefit against teams that don't react correctly. Because they only had one person there, and that one person held it down and played it very well. He stalled out for his team really well. If Tempo pulled up and got that guy instantly, the solo that was there, Tempo get the revive and they get a kill. But that one player played that really well to stall it out, to allow for his teammates to pressure and pull up.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I see that, I'm like, I've won pretty much.
I have won.
It's game over for every.
Tempo shouldn't have stopped. The thing is, like, if Tempo kills that one guy there or gets the opening knock quickly, they get the revive and they get a kill. And Cream does not push up once their teammate is knocked. But that one guy played that spot very well. And the exact opposite happened.
As they head straight into the middle there. Towards Mansion's side.
64 games total.
Alpha 7 currently hold that really strong compound, which a lot of teams do like to hold on to.
Okay, QST isn't in this. If you're asking about XQG, XQG is still alive.
Actually looking to maybe gatekeep once again. It's what they do best as they close the door. Mufasa going out wide.
Try and swing on it. Omen Elite taking a fight.
And here we need kills, and we know Cole is a 2-man, and we know another team on the east side is like a 2-man. So this being a team on the far northeast, we know it's not like a full team.
They're going to go for the crash. Nico dropped out early.
So we're like trying to hunt them down.
Around the back. They've got them fully surrounded, but they've managed to slip out through the garage. Oh, that's unfortunate, but Omen Elite not to be denied here. One not found, one able to just about crest that ridge line, but down to one for Coulter.
Good shots. That vehicle is very close to going. More bullets into that one, and the engine might just give it now, but it passed by anybody else. This thing is going to explode. Looks like Omen are very ready to roll out.
I just never changed it.
Wildcard. They found their way just to the north.
I did it for the Mad Myanmar.
Trem also moved further down south, so they're in a close.
Is tomorrow the last day? Yes.
Team Queso, but it's Crim Rail Betis rocking up onto Grunto.
Change my outfits to something that's more like camouflage, and set up my closet too.
Mitsu does go down
For like
early,
2 different
out
colors of outfits.
With that barrel at close range.
Oh yeah, I saw you looking through.
And the rest of Crim Rail Betis do not want to keep pushing through. Maybe too emboldened there by their fight with Tempo Storm. They are going to lose a player and have to send back up to the hillside.
But look, this is the exact opposite of what Tempo usually does. They lost a player and they were like, look, we're gone. We lost a player, we take the L, we will live to fight another day. Tremketa for Kyle, obviously Swagwin just took a nasty shot from Axel. Team Queso in a pretty decent
actually just
position
sitting
here.
in your lap.
Omen
Like
making their
sitting.
way past prison, so a bit of an awkward place to rotate through, but it should be okay. But most of these teams split fairly sparsely across the map. No one really having to approach.
No one's flown out. The only people that have flown out is to North Carolina to get better ping. I'm still at home because my ping is okay from my location.
They can sort of fall back to most
So
teams.
Saka and I are
found
just
one of
staying
them are
home
just hunkering
where
down.
we have been.
These buildings around Mansion, they're a little bit out to the east of the current circle, Blank, but you know they do still extend a little.
Was one
bit
kill
into
point
this
worth
zone. There's
stalling
little
your
hills as well to
rotation?
keep playing around, so
The thing
it's
with
a
all
nice
these
cover.
hardships is
We're not
like
going to be seeing that headshot valley finish.
we're
the
not
Cloud Nine
going to be
dominated
able
or
to get into the
over on
center.
the-
Like, okay, look, the
over
center of
towards
this
the river
circle,
as well with the open.
the only
open
teams are
ground
able to
outside
get
Craig. We're not
central
gonna be
in
seeing
this
that
dip
time.
area is whoever got favored on the hardship side. Gruntle can get in. XQG, PK, if they go fast enough, they could get in. But anybody else, the hardship was away, they can't get center. If we got hardship, even if we're on the edge, because we stalled our rotation, we could get center still.
Two do get eliminated in the meantime.
And the teams that were center on the previous circle, like, they had to be there like a circle earlier before that, and that's them getting the shifts. So like getting center in these hard shift games is like, it doesn't really help you to get in a good position, because these circle shifts are so hard and random.
Xiaomi Gaming though, once again, are on the edge side, John. They love to play this edge. They love to cause mayhem. They love to cause panic. XQuest Gaming know they're going to have to make the approach soon, so they send out the scout in Az.
Is TSM Entity underrated or overrated?
But in doing so,
I don't know how like hyped they are by other regions, but my own opinion on the team itself is that they're a really strong team, and I would put them as like a top 5 like world contending team.
Unico though gets spotted out, 2 bullets found. XQuest Gaming immediately sent towards it as well, trying to distract from the side and actually get a little bit more than distraction. They get some damage. It is going to be healed up, but the nade is cooked. It's being sent over towards behind the tree.
Oh dang, this is where XQG was?
Is a little bit stronger. Another nade sent in by Cream Real Betis towards HCL. Quite going to find that damage, and they do double send yet again, leapfrogging up towards the positions Cream Real Betis are holding. Unico Edu does get taken down. Shifan wants the rundown. Oh, he's going to get it as well.
XQG playing like boots.
No chance there. They were in the sights, and Cream Real Betis, only 1 player left standing.
I got a double nade.
You know, it made sense. He saw Escanova and he was like, look, man,
here comes another one.
He is fast, Mazute.
Oh,
damn, that's a massive grenade from that boy. And you know what? It's kind of a.
I got 3 of wildcard with my nades.
Throws himself onto the floor, but I mean the grenade did the job.
And Spring had a really nice nade there. Spring cooked the nade behind the rock and threw it at the car and then blew me out.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, you
this is the
missed
team
it.
that 7 said had to have
I was choosing your
a really
outfit.
strong game. Degon said it would be a
I
miracle
can
if they were
post
able to
on
make these top
Instagram
8. And
now.
they're doing pretty well so far, but I don't know if it's miracle just yet. I wouldn't call it that for the moment. 6 kills found, however.
Yeah, I mean, you don't believe in the miracle just yet at all. I mean, it's not looking hugely likely, but there is a chance. There is at least a chance. Vitu does nade his own teammate, but Raven at least gets hit by Swagwin there.
That is really unfortunate for Tremcareta for a cow. Garanto as well, taking a fight with XQuest Gaming. So Nox do go back and forth. AZ has been felled, and another as well. Q staying alive, but can't quite finish it out. Only 1 more player to deal with, and he might have had a chance with it there, but HZL able to shut them down. Grunto are going to go down, and XQuest put themselves up to 5 kills.
Sifan actually stayed alive there as well, so not too bad at all. And they have 4 members. Like you say, they've cleared all the angles. If we split the circle in half vertically, XQuest Gaming, they're the only team on the western side. So depending where the next circle goes, if it hits on the west, they have an absolute stonker of a game ahead of them. They also have a nice bit of high ground to play with going forward. We still have Omen on screen who have that.
Did you guys fight PK?
As well as 6 kills and whopping 1,000 damage just 19 minutes into the game.
With loops in the lobby.
Did not fight PK this game.
You can have all the advantage in the world, and they'll still make mincemeat of you. Hopefully, Omen will be a little bit more resistant, though. They'll be able to get those points on board. Loops really is almost like a point sink, right? As the points that they take just go into that already
Why did I do that to wildcard? Because bro, we need points.
So taking them away from them can be
why?
could be
You see him,
pretty
you
decent
shoot
in
him.
terms of leveling that playing field.
I already told you that if you played with Omen from the start, Omen will be fine, but no regrets.
There.
Well, I mean, we will never know, right? Maybe I play in the beginning with Omen and we do just as bad in the first half. Who knows, right? It is what it is.
Trying to find an off angle. There's Angry in. Nico towards the top side will be brought back up, and that's team Carreta Furcada.
What's that saying called?
Eliminated
No use over
in
crying.
the firefight. Team
over
Queso taking a fight
spilled
as
milk.
well with Alpha 7. They're clashing.
But the
Knocks
thing is,
going
like, you
either
can't
way,
even
the
look at
nades
it that
come
way.
through.
Because
And a
if
long
I was
range
playing in the
spray from
beginning,
Juicy on towards
right,
Loops, looking
like,
for a little
I
bit
might have
more.
played
Pulls out
really
the
bad.
DP this time around. Trying to
Yeah,
nail
we
a
might have
few
been
more
doing
bullets,
even
but
worse.
not quite going to be able to find too much more than that. Alpha 7.
So I can't.
Team Queso still
It could have
going
been
along
better
ahead
too,
flank.
yeah.
That
But
was the most casual, probably 300
But I don't
meters
want
shot
people to
I've ever
think
seen in
like
my life.
if
I mean,
Zute was
Juicy.
playing in the
Now he's
beginning,
just
you know,
spraying in,
Omen would be
still finding
fine.
shots.
It's a team
Marco from
Yeah,
Team
it's
Queso
a-
still
it is a
making
team
things
game.
happen, but Queso finally eliminated. I wonder how many kills they had.
The only way I would be comfortable saying that is if I played the second half and literally got like 5 to 6 kills every game, and we still didn't make it, then I'd be like, yeah, you should have put me in the beginning, coach.
Yeah, we're just going to push down the hillside.
But it's a
Not
team
to be
game.
phased by the knocks from Omen, but Omen, you know, proving they've got teeth, they've got some bite behind their bark.
Express Gaming, which is looking off to the western side, they're controlling in a line formation. They will have to regroup at some point, but by doing this, they know that pretty much all the ground ahead of them is free to take. So the next circle goes. We've got Loop still taking shots over towards Omen, who currently hold a hillside, but it's a nice little tricky terrain to play
Dang,
around.
look at all
Circle
of it.
heads towards the east,
Loop's
lands
OP,
on top
man.
of J7 from the Pittsburgh Knights. Lazarus, though, equally in a good spot to take advantage of this in a big road ahead of Loops and Omen. They will have to cross this one to find out what happens in the next circle.
Oops ain't scared
Not
of
only
shit.
that, but Cream Real Betis still in it. The solo player from earlier managing to survive longer and longer. With 6 teams remaining, you imagine that
Just
Loops
like
and
that,
Omen
off of
Elite
that
are
one
gonna,
knock.
well, go one way or the other. They have to, really, as they will get
Loops.
pushed together here.
Loops control it.
The nades are flying either way, and that's just going to be more points for Cream, who are in a really tricky spot blank in terms of those overall tables. You saw it on the right-hand side of the screens a little bit earlier, just a couple of seconds ago. And they really want to push up. They're currently sat in 10th.
There's
Omen
a
looking
bit of miscommunication here.
onto Loops right
So
now.
if
They
you guys
have a
are
couple
wondering
of
why
off
Juicy
angles.
went
They know
all the
they
way
have
over
to
there.
Clear this team because otherwise they'll be rotating in
Yeah,
together.
that was not the
alongside one
plan.
another.
Really good
Currently,
nade by
Omen is
Angry, holy
suffering in
shit.
terms of medical supplies, but they do find one knock. Now 3v4. We know that Loops can have the strength to win a fight like this, but currently they're at the disadvantage. And now Becca gets confirmed.
Juicy is on the flank as well for Omen Elite, and they have to be worried
Keep
about
saying
that
Pittsburgh
backstab.
Knights.
Express Gaming
Pittsburgh
dragging
Knights.
out on to Lazarus, who are taking heavy knocks there. 6 teams still standing, but don't know how long that's going to last.
All right.
Lazarus will go down.
Towards
so
the end of the
5
game,
teams
I'm gonna have
remain.
Sakamai take over,
And
and
it's
I'm
still
gonna go
going to be
get some
Cream
water.
Real Betis who are able to hold on to the solo player.
It looks just at the crest of the road at the moment, probably hiding inside a small little ditch, and Loop's just looking.
Okay, a
every
man
which
that got
way, and
16
that
kills
was
in
a
the previous
beautiful position from
PMPL
Juicy
and
at
A
the moment
finals and
to
such
actually make this one
experience.
happen. Express
I know it
Gaming, though,
depends,
now they've heard
but if
this
it was a
point,
mistake,
they're
even if
also
Telly was
moving
better,
down, but
experience
J7
matters.
Still in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the... There were
If
multiple
the fire
things going
doesn't
on
do it,
behind the
smoke
scenes that you guys
certainly
don't know about
Spraying
as
down through
to
it, and he's just gonna
why
try and
that
survive for as
decision
long as
was
possible.
made.
Every step up
Yeah.
here is a massive benefit to them.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh Knights with 1 player, if he can survive that long.
Oh, what did you
Great
do,
for
Zute?
him. Omen Elite take yet another
you
knock, and
guys
it's
will
finally
see.
Cream Real Betis to go down in 5th.
I
but
needed Angry
they get
and
a
Nico
chunk of
here, and
points
then
for
I
that, and they'll
volleyed
be
myself.
pretty
That's what
happy
happened.
to be going on with 9 kills so far for
guys
Omen,
think
but
he was
Juicy
joking?
is gone.
Remember though, John, this is a really
I
important
can't
game
watch
for
this,
J7.
bro.
Even though he's a solo player, if he can
I
make it
can't
towards
watch this.
second or third, it'll be really good for his team. We know that Pittsburgh Knights have
Oh my
to
gosh,
maintain their position
XQG
towards the
is
bottom
so
of the top eight,
good.
while they risk a team in 9th or 10th
I
leapfrogging
just play with no fear, man.
Express Gaming, 12 kills on the round, and actually
Like, look
they've
at
got
this.
11
What
of
if
those
J7
knockdowns.
killed both
J7
of them
always
here?
gets spotted. Oh, can he hold down the tree? The trunk being darted around, but no, he will not make it further. Blank gets wiped out. X-Quest Gaming get yet another wipe. 13 kills on the board now.
Oh yeah, now this is a wonderful position for X-West Gaming because there has been a gridlock put in place by Omen Elite as well as Loops Gaming, like 2 beetles just stuck in war between
I
one
legit
another. Now
proned
X-West
across
Gaming have
the
been
road
able
here.
to control
They didn't catch
the
it on
road side.
camera, but
It's gonna
I
be
like...
so difficult for
Well,
either
actually,
team to
I
cross.
kind of ran,
You know, X-West Gaming,
crouch
even though they've
prone
got free plays,
across the
they've
road,
secured
but that's
the
how I
victory
got to
here
the
with
other side.
really smart clearing
I
of
was
the area
like,
on the western
there's
side
no
of the
point
map.
in having 3 of
Zute
us on
is
this side
already
of the
across
road.
the road, so if it comes down to into it.
I'm gonna sneak
My
over.
money's on Omen Elite to
And that was before the zone pop.
have the second place as nades start to fly. Zute might be able to give them a little bit of a wedge in as nades do roll over the top there. A lot of damage sent on towards Angry. As Nico finds some as well, but the heals can come through. Angry spotted out with the bullets as well. Tries to spray it back as two players have oversight on this from XQuest Gaming, but it's the nade from Dardin who gets the knock onto Angry.
Yeah, Loops have always been fantastic with these nades, and they seem to
That
just
nade
have an
almost killed me.
unending supply of them.
They got me
Throws
down
one
to, like,
quite much
yeah.
across the road. In fact, hits
And nade by
Zute.
freaking Dadden.
I wonder if they've predicted the fact that that's the only where the tree is, so he must be close to that. I mean, the nade was directly on top of the tree, so if Zute was any closer to it, hiding behind, he would have gone down. Carrillo finds another. Zute over the top side. Loops might just find that second place.
I eat my words, Blank. Apparently that's not even going to matter that they have a position on the other side of
All
the
right.
road.
I can't watch
They're
this,
gonna
bro.
close in with the circle, but they have to cross the road. Carrillo leads the charge. Zute still trying to hunker down, get as many points on board for Omen Elite as possible. Loops, though, now challenging out with XQuest. Carrillo gets knocked, Dardin gets knocked as well. They will be finished off. He might be shot on towards, but HCL does go down
That's
as
two
well.
in a
Shifan holding
row.
behind the crate as EZ taking the fight on the flank as well. Crests the ridge. Oh, he gets knocked as well.
I can post this now, right?
1v1 right now, Blank. Shifan has the hard cover. And Zute wants to try and push to confirm these kills. 10 kills found so far for Omen Elite. Shifan now down into the 1 versus 1. Zute might have done enough, but it's Shifan to push out wide. Nade going in, smokes abound as well. Zute hits the deck, but he gets spotted out. No, the miracle run
The
is there.
Gillies, dude! We still got a 3-piece. I posted it.
XQuest Gaming dominating the battlefield.
I was
for
so
another
excited to
chicken
post
dinner.
on Insta.
Beautifully done. I mean, it was that western side dominance that we saw, and dominance is the exact correct word. I mean, what they do so well is able to clear huge parts of
Boom.
the map. It's
on
so
Insta now.
fantastically done. But Zute,
But yeah.
come on, my guy.
He knows he
were
should have
champion
pushed.
half to make it all the way
So
through.
close.
That risky business of asking a team to
But
stay
it's okay.
behind and, you know, keep
It's
Loops
okay.
in
It's
contention,
okay.
keep them locked down while she made that run across the
We
road.
told
That
you.
that
It was good, but it was like-
out from you there, and really allows them to get that second place with a total of 10 kills.
Yeah,
So
he should have got the
a
thirst.
Really good game for them coming through, but XQuest
But
Gaming
it's
starting to light
okay.
it up now. I think
It
that
is
was
what it
obviously
is.
they got
They're
the
too
third
good.
place on Erangel. Sandhawk wasn't a too bad score either, and now here on Erangel finding the chicken dinner. They're having a really good day.
Absolutely, they having a real strong entry into it. They are striking out to keep on to their hopes of getting towards the World League, and what a time to do it. It's really impressive what they've been able to do today.
Yeah, perfect, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, when you look at
Man,
the teams
chat
that
is
have been
wild.
able to
Zute doesn't even
win
want to
and,
see it.
put themselves
That's-
on the board,
That's how
XQuest
he
are the
feels.
ones
He doesn't
really
even want to watch it with you all.
That's what I said. I feel
Because I
like all these teams are going to
threw.
blast out
Yeah.
today. They know the severity of the situation, and they certainly have so far.
You're doing so well.
mean,
But I think it was
it's
everyone
do
like
or die
screaming in
time,
your
right?
ear what
Tomorrow
to
is the
do, and
dawn
you were
of
like,
the
what?
final day, right? Today you want to get
You
ahead
knew
as
what
much
to
as
do.
possible because things get a little bit freaky tomorrow. We're having all the groups playing. We're only
Freaky.
having 4 games.
Freaky.
It feels a lot less like, you know, we can have that standout day. So today,
But
for
yeah,
some
dude,
teams, it is just
XQG,
that
they're too
pure,
good.
time to just pop off, and that's
Except
exactly
when
what
Zoo got 2
XQuest
of them.
Gaming is doing, and I'm loving to see it.
JK, you sneaking.
Look, has to be done.
Alright, well, you know, I'll leave them. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day. We are gone. We're going to be heading over to 7 as well as Mr. Degon to break
If y'all have
down
a problem
what's
with
going on here.
Omen
Guys, I thought it
subbing
was gonna
out
happen. We
Telly
get
for
XQuest
Zoo,
win.
just think
We've
about
had
why
a
they even
quick
subbed
game,
Telly
so
out.
we've had
And
wild
then why
card
did they
seven. It's
sub
gonna be
Zoo out for
so
Telly in the
close between
beginning?
some of these teams jostling around.
There's no point in changing
XQG.
like decisions that you can't change. We can't change it either. It's based on the coach, based on the org, based on that team. There's so many decisions. Like, there's no point in saying you should have done this, you should have done that. You will never know.
That's what we're gonna call him.
You will never know what could have been better.
And almost getting that win there for Omen. It was good. It was the performance that I wanted to see out
But
of
yeah,
them.
anyways,
But
I already
the
posted
thing
it on
is
Insta.
That Pittsburgh Knights did
Watch
stay
it.
alive for a very long time, so they were able to go ahead and gain points as well. Good to see for a moment, but it might be
Okay, I'm gonna go get some
too
water too.
late.
Let's take a look at the overall points coming in for that game. 36.
Are you gonna have this
Up
outfit?
towards the top. We have Omen Elite with 24 points.
The
Lutz,
yellow
another 15
one.
points
No.
in the bag.
Can you just stay
Team
like
Queso with the 9 points as well, though. Even Criminal Batiste with 11. And even in those final moments, Digon, I feel like there was the potential Zute could have made that happen. I think that XQ having a ghillie in some of those final moments, as well as, you know, the extra little oomph to be able to just kind of peek over because you have that kind of ghillie in those situations, actually really helps them out.
Yeah, XQG.
It actually felt
So-
nostalgic. Like, hey, here is the Omen Elite that we've been waiting to see them for years. Yes, the players might be different, but Zute's been there for such a long time, and it feels like, damn,
So,
like, if we got this team, it would be a completely different story. And in that final fight, it almost felt
Hold on,
like
I'm trying to
it was
listen to what Digon's saying.
a transfer of the guard. I know Z-Fan's been around for a while, and he's one of the top fraggers in North America. I've always said that. But to see Z-Fan against Zute to decide that chicken dinner and like the you know possible push for second place for XQG and the survival for Omen Elite, it was just like that moment felt so crazy to watch these two guys go back and forth.
Yeah, very cool indeed. A very nice ending, very flat ending, and I think personally, even as much as Loops was in a bit of a rough spot there, 7 towards the end, they could have potentially done even more with it as well. So they could have been even another win for Loops. They did get caught, of course. There's the hardcover of the crate was something that was useful here for XQ, and XQ
anyways,
almost
so
3K
XQF,
damage
which
coming in
is the the main org in
16
China,
kills overall, and just
is
talking about what you were mentioning, I think Loops
they
would've had a perfect
picked
chance
up a
to
North
win,
American team
especially
called
once Omen Elite
XQG,
readjusted their
right?
rotation.
And
just, I don't know
XQF
what
replaced
happened
the
with that
XQF
rotation
coach
process. I know
a
he was
while
trying to get an
ago,
angle, but usually you
meaning
wanna get an angle and put yourself in a better
XQG
position.
also has a
But
new
then he also
coach
made himself
because
outside the
they
circle
use the
quite
same
a
coach, I'm
lot.
pretty sure.
Now, if Korea would have won that engagement with C-Fan, oh, that would have been interesting because on top of that, even though
Why is everyone
Loops was
spamming
moving into
comms?
the zone, I think they would have had the angles as well.
I don't
on
know.
XQG and Sute more than likely.
I'm not
would have been able
muted,
to third
though.
party some of that fight. So
Oh, you want comms? Oh, you want?
Pretty cool to watch.
Oh.
The knocks from Zute coming in were just
Oh.
brilliant stuff. It's a
I
little bit
think
of a
it was
shame that he
recorded
didn't get
on
the
an
last one
Instagram
for
clip.
himself against in kind of a 3v1 situation, Digon. But you know, you're not
What?
supposed to win those. It's not like it's a given here. in
Yeah,
this
I'm
spot.
gonna show
Right,
the
and
whatever
also
clip he
props over to
posted.
Nico as well.
He posted
Nico
on
had some
Instagram?
fantastic knocks and days
no
that
more
they weren't
making new
able to finish
channels.
off.
I'm
And
over
Angry
it.
also had
No more
5
new
kills
channels.
for Omen Elite. But the
Okay,
top
you'll
5
hear. You guys will
players
hear
in
whatever
that lobby
comms
in terms of
are
kills and
in
damage.
the
XQG,
Instagram
Omen Elite,
post.
XQG, Omen Elite, XQG. Like it was a very North American.
I kind of want to
classic
hear the
fragger
rest of this
performance.
though.
Let's take a look at the Mountain Dew Game Fuel moments here for our third game of the day. Just 2 more remaining.
Actually, it's just some of
We already
the.
started things off with a
highlights.
few fights here, and once again, wild card. Little points on the board, not huge amounts here. Would like to have seen a little bit more from them, but here's some moments too.
Yeah, one of the players that actually haven't seen much of this tournament that I wish we would have
That
seen more, as we
was-
see in C-Fan right
that
there,
should
just
be
running that
illegal.
man over. He didn't even try to jump over the buggy. He probably could have been able to if he would have jumped. But nonetheless, as I was saying, Angry, I think Angry has been just so quiet this whole tournament. I wonder what must have happened there, because I'm just so used to seeing him in the top players, being a top fragger, and overall, it seems like their fraggers for Omen Elite just weren't on their best for this whole tournament. So hopefully in the future, we'll see what happens with that team. And Loops, overall, C-Fan, once again, being able to get that knock. I think that knock right there that you just saw on your screen was absolutely huge. And it sucks that Sute was not able to go in and get those extra kills, confirm those extra kills. It would have been 2 extra points, but I know him. He wanted that win. Nonetheless, what a match.
Feels
What
bad,
a
man.
match.
Oh yeah, and we can
Feels
see that
bad.
reflected here in the damage done by some of those top teams, as well as Omen Elite with 2,400 damage. It's rare, to be honest, that we get teams pumping out that amount of damage, but then not getting themselves the chicken dinner.
You
but
did great
here's
on
one
that
of
last
those,
match.
moments right now.
I
Digon,
did.
Anything else jumping out?
Just good enough
We touched on
to
a little bit,
almost
the
win it
PK
for us,
survival right there,
and then
right?
not win it for
to
us.
get 4th place
So-
and only have 1 kill and do 252 damage.
that's finding a way to get it done and make sure you score the points
Ugh.
to try to keep pace with all the other teams that have had pop-off days. Because as we scroll down, where's Wildcard? That's a team that's been pushing them all the way to the right. They didn't score that many points today. In this specific game, Tempo Storm
I feel
also
bad with
0
you.
kills, 1 point. Thank you for logging in. And then Team Queso, who didn't get
I did
placement points,
good.
had 6
I got
kills.
the
If you're
I got
PK,
the
you gotta
3
find a way
nade
to score the
on
points. They did a good job
Wildcard,
doing that in this map.
It's
which
sort of a shame, I
was
feel,
good
for
for
PK
us.
given this game,
And
because
then-
Seven, traditionally in some of the Erangels that we've seen them on, they've done pretty well. In
I
these
got
kind
a
of
second
occasions.
place there.
But let's
though,
take a look
for
at the
sure.
analysis
Because
highlights
I
and see what
outlived
we've
Luke,
got.
so I got
Who's got
second
this
place
one
for
me?
us.
Mr. Deep.
Yeah, that one's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Could have gotten 2
I
more
wanted
points
to highlight
and then bring
one
that
of the
down
few
to
times that
1v1
we
and
got
maybe
to see
win.
Tempo Storm fumble away at close quarters, numbers advantage fight. This was a huge play by Etalox.
Yeah, so look,
one of the
Etalox,
experienced members of Creme Real Betis,
the
who are
only
still
person
trying to
here,
make
if
their push into
Etalox-
the top 8, and look at him take on 1, 2, 3, all 4 members of
Dude.
Tempo Storm with shots coming down from school, from the rest of his teammates, and as
If
soon as he
Etalox
gets the one, he realizes
didn't-
Spec is reviving
I think he
somebody.
just, like,
I
glitched
gotta
on the
get out of
screen
here,
there, by the
buy
way.
time for the rest of the team to come on in. And it's
But if
plays like
Etalox
this that has kept
didn't
Creme Real
go
Betis
down,
in the upper
if
echelon
Etalox
and
went
in
down
the
like he
conversation
should have,
possibly,
Tempo's play
qualifying.
is
It did take them
100%
a little
like
bit of time to realize, oh
right.
wow, Etalox
Because
did
they get the
give us an
revive,
opportunity
and
to get in and
the
save them.
cream can't
But
really push.
What a huge super
So when
hero
Tempo
moment
made
for
that play,
Etalox
I
to
think
take
that
on
was the
all
right
the
play.
members and allow the team
Etalox just
to get as many points as they did in that last
played
one. And you
that
can see now it
so
pushed them all
well
the
that
way
it
up to
caused
number 10
Tempo
here
to
in the
all die.
standings.
Yeah, going for the striking distance towards that 8th
So-
place. I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
highlight
sometimes when you
because
see a
there was
team
that
get
whole
wiped,
moment
you
as
can't
well,
just be
taking the
like,
fights,
Tempo
and the other
shouldn't
guys
have
were,
done that,
"Run
Tempo
away,
should,
run away."
whatever.
You just see them in
Like,
the background,
it's not that
yeah, I've got this,
simple.
boys, don't worry.
Especially if you don't hear their comms, right?
Anyway, here's our
But from what
overall
I could
rankings.
tell, the
Luke's
person that
up
got
towards
knocked
the
was
top
like,
with
there's
2
only
more
one here,
games
so
in
Tempo
hand
reacted
against
very
their
quickly,
rivals,
sent
is
everyone there to take
widening
care of
the
him.
gap going in
But
to
Etalox
tomorrow. It might be difficult
just
for the
played
rest. XQ
that
actually moved up one
perfectly
place.
for
Not
the
too
position
bad. Not
he
many
was
moves
in
down here towards our 11th through 20.
to
Unfortunately, Tremcaretta
make it so
Falcao,
his
they
team
moved
could,
down
yeah,
to that
Etalox
11th
was
spot
like
thanks to
the MVP
Creme
right
Real
there
Betis
of
doing
that little
off
engagement.
the back of all of this. 7
He was
in
lagging
goals.
bad. HH24 showed the clip
Yeah,
on
for me, it's the
Twitter.
gap
Oh
that now
shit.
Pittsburgh
Okay,
Knights is
well,
starting to create between 8th
Etalox
place
had
and
a
9th place.
really
That
good
was
ping
something we were
spike
talking
then,
about when we
too.
were watching the game, is that now that gap between Pittsburgh Knights and Creme Real Betis, is Creme Real Betis, Tremcaretta.
Okay, here's the Instagram clip. Here are the comms.
That's your best bet. Don't worry about XQG. Nice. Nice. One more. Take your time. You don't need to move on the song. Yeah, crouch. Go left. Nice. One more. That's your best bet. Don't worry about XQG. Nice. Nice. One more. Take your time. You don't need to move on the song. Yeah, crouch. Go left. Nice. One more.
That's so effing loud. Oh my. Zuki! What's wrong, Zuki? And then the nades on wildcard. Oh, Saku didn't. Saku! Can you post the nades on wildcard? Like my... It's on the story? Oh, okay.
He's trying to pull up on a ridge. It doesn't pass him like a trike or something.
God, what a wildcard at the
You don't chew, we gotta go off that. Everybody hop in, you don't chew. Nice. Get in.
You gotta watch your back. You gotta watch your back.
No, our back is okay for now. We have this now.
Zute's gonna keep on
Nice, no, one up.
That was... Oh my gosh, my ear. My ear. Okay, alright, back to...
And Grunto already had a couple kills.
There's no volume
but
setting.
You expect to, if you're a higher team, to take down Grunto.
There's no
if
volume
XQG's
setting
taking that,
on Instagram.
Yeah, that's not points that Tempo Storm and Wildcard are getting. So I'm looking at those two teams. They've got to turn it on, and you know where these like lesser fighting teams are at. Go take those fights. Go get those points before XQG.
Post it on Twitter too.
At the same time as a cross comparison here, because this is technically our last
Twitter.
and that was actually our last Sandhawk.
Yeah,
here.
Twitter too
We can
judgmental.
actually
Twitter's
take,
just toxic.
Kind of a step back here and say, Seven, do these teams try and rotate earlier to the center.
Did you guys do bad the other two
to
games
try
or
and get themselves in
consistent?
a
You
good
will
spot, maybe
see
before going a little bit
in
of
the
blue.
next
But
two
we know that the
games.
circles are going to be centering up, just like
HH clips now? Yeah, okay, let's see HH clip. HH's clip on Twitter. That guy was lagging. I think that's what screwed tempo over then. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this post? Activate Windows got me like that too. Alright. Oh, I think H took it down. Oh yeah, H probably had to take it down because unless he posted it right after it showed on stream, but if he posted it any earlier than that fight happening on stream, he would have had to take it down because it's a spoiler pretty much. Is this what that is about though? Probably. Yeah, that's probably what this is. He posted it right after. It's on his Insta. Oh, okay. I don't know HH's. Do I follow H on Insta? I think I do. Oh, now I do. I don't think it's post. Is it on his story?
Oh, okay, I'm coming.
Oh, okay. It's on.
So where are you?
We're coming, bro. We're just coming. We're full sending here.
He's about to thirst me. He's lagging. Yo, someone hold res.
Yo, he's lagging so bad.
Bro.
Ooh.
Bro, you
okay,
like?
I'm coming.
So where are you?
We're coming, bro. We're just coming. We're full sending here.
Alright.
He's
Yeah,
about to thirst
here
me.
he like
He's lagging.
lags, teleports away a
Yo,
little bit.
someone hold res.
Yo, he's lagging so bad.
Bro.
Ooh.
H just got drop shot there though. I mean,
Okay,
that
I'm
just
coming.
looked like he
So where are you?
We're coming, bro.
missed
We're just coming. We're full sending here.
his
He's about to
bullets,
thirst me.
and then he had a
He's
reload. And
he's
that
lagging.
was just prone and running.
Yo, someone hold res.
Yo,
But
he's
yeah, that guy was
lagging so
definitely
bad.
Bro.
Ooh.
Oh no.
No, leave him
Bro.
be, res. What? What the hell is going on?
They're pulling up.
2 seconds. Bro, they're so lucky.
Man, that's just
They're
not
so
fair.
laggy, bro.
That,
What
I
is
literally
that?
can't even shoot him.
That's
3, practically.
all right.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
know,
missed
this is quite
anything.
strange. Actually,
TS
both
was 3,
players,
man.
both teams have
63
dropped here. It's
alive.
going to be a 4
All
on
right.
4, but
No one's died
as you
yet.
said, players are split. Lukatas and Nitsu are the closest in terms of proximity. Rolex gets caught off guard, but Mitek, oh no, if Unico and Italox go to help their teammate, look where Mitek
That
is
what we
here.
just watched was
on top
on
of the roof.
H's.
Yeah, it's going to be Nitsu who might be exposed first here, Dave. Oh my gosh, we might get the first kill. Ooh, it's actually going to be Escanor
What?
finishing off the
Could
kill
he
there.
not?
Immediately
the
here for
revive
Alpha
button
7,
broken?
and we've got to mention as well
Yo,
for
that
Cream. It was
sucks,
in that
bro.
last game where they wiped out Tempo Storm. It was an amazing performance from Italox. Actually, the breakdown there from Digon was perfect on that play too, and we're starting to see more of it here from Criminal Batiste, where the teamwork that they have is just stellar.
Oh, that Cream, they need this squad wipe. They need these 4 points because coming into this game, Cream, they're in 10th place on the overall leaderboard. They will be 47 points behind that 8th place squad, which is going to
Where
be
did you drop on
tonight.
Bikini,
So if they
Garoka?
get an early squad wipe here, that's going to set them up here. That's going to set them up.
Everyone's
for
dropping on A7?
possibly a
No,
chicken
what
dinner,
A7
hopefully.
is
I mean,
doing,
best case
A7 is
scenario,
dropping
obviously,
everywhere
but regardless, they need as
teams
many
aren't
as they
dropping,
can acquire
meaning
right now.
the teams that aren't playing, and another team is thinking of
Get a
doing
little
the same
risky with
thing.
a little bait and switch right there, opening the door.
So Tribe's not in the game, A7 goes Raza, but Grunto goes there thinking the same thing. C9's not in the game, so A7 goes Movatra, but Cream is thinking to do the same thing.
Sound cue with the door. Lukatas and his teammate Gazmi aren't going to be falling for that bait as of yet. And
now it's a bit of a standstill, although now that Escanor is on the roof, Midtech's going to be hearing these steps. You also have Wildcard Gaming as well on our screens here towards Volnova. Typically, this is where most of the action does happen.
Oh, wow, that's
so
new.
central typically, but instead, let's
Wildcard
go to the
and
action.
Volnova.
Oh, unable to avenge his teammates. He's going to be going down as well. And with
Wildcard.
that, 2 kills found here, straight away for the side of Cream. And for Lukatas and Gazmi, they have to try and get out of this compound here towards Vahar.
Yeah, Unico chunked down pretty low right there, but it was a solid push,
Yo,
a solid engagement.
OXVO, thank you for the follow on Trovo. And Crip, thank you for the follow on Trovo too.
They are going to be running away, trying to retreat.
Sorry I missed it earlier.
Grouping on up
Crip,
with
thank you for the follow, bro.
Lukatas, and looks like the plan is now set in full effect for Alpha 7. Get on out of harm's way, but Cream, they have something to say.
Yeah, Lukatas, he might just bait himself out here and allow for his teammate Gazmi to try and run away and see if he can pull off similar to the Pittsburgh Knights where they had that one player snake it to 4th. In the last game, so maybe they can try their best at that strategy. Yeah, I mean, Gazmi just punching the air there. Out of frustration. Ooh,
this is a big
and
fight.
the Knights, Dave, and the Knights. This is so important for the leaderboard here between these 2 squads. And if they do go out, it'd be in 16th. This is going to be detrimental
This is
for each side.
hectic.
Although, so far, J7 has taken damage from the side of the Knights. It seems like there's only 2 players here from Omen. It's Angry and Juicy. They're trying to square off the whole of the Knights here. Juicy with the first one, Angry with the second. Now we're into a 2 versus 2, I believe this is going to be. G3 now with the AKM trying to finish off Juicy, but Juicy catching him. The reload goes for the spray up close, runs out of bullets himself. Thankfully, there's a player behind him. It's going to be Nico to help him out here. Carnage trying to pick up the pieces here for the Knights. He's the only player left. Oh my god, this could be it here from Carnage, but he's run out of bullets too. The Micro Uzi CQB. Zute here now as well. Clutch Tay, we're going to be calling him as 7 mentioned. This, oh my gosh. What's going on here? I think the Pittsburgh Knights are out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is crazy, Dave.
Also, an extremely
Blank
important
did not
point
stop
for
talking
Omen
that
Elite.
whole
That's
time.
exactly what they needed. Coming into this game, they are 68 points behind, breaching on into that top 8 position. And you know who's in 8th place right now is the Pittsburgh Knights.
Exactly.
And on average, you know, teams who win chicken dinners, on average, they get around 30 to 35 total points. So Omen, they're looking for a chicken dinner. They're looking for that consistency. And last game alone, I want to say they're carrying over that momentum. Last game, Angry 5 kills. Last game, Zute 4 kills. You know, they've been having some pretty consistent games here today, and they're looking to get that dub to kind of, you know, put the bow on the present here to move on into tomorrow's matches. Because tomorrow, every single team in the lobby will have the chance to play 4 games only. And then that's that. That is that. So a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was so overhyped.
Did you guys do
as
it?
you mentioned before,
Zan, thank you for the sub.
This is the last weekend
For 6 months. Appreciate it, man.
To be in 8th place, to go out in 16th against Omen, a team that are hot on the press or hot on the tail, trying to catch up to your 8th place position. I mean, that's brilliant news for teams like Tribe who are sitting out today. And we mentioned it yesterday as well when we were casting, Dave, the fact that it's Tribe today who have to perform, and then it's Omen Elite tomorrow, today, who have to perform here on Saturday before going into tomorrow. It is the last day that we have here in PMPL.
I wonder why Wildcard decided to loot Volnovo.
Well, that was a 2 versus 4 initially before Nico.
Playing path-wise, Villa
managed to roll
was
up in the
flying
nick of time
distance.
to save the rest of the squad there for Omen Elite. Gosh, that was incredible. And and they survived with all 4 players, Dave. Amazing.
Yeah, pretty clutch plays right there. I mean, at the beginning of that engagement, you had Zute on the outskirts of the compound, just, you know, taking some shots, inflicting some damage, definitely helping with that 2v4 within the confines of the compounds. But I was looking at the Knights actually come up big here in...
That was HUD? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me... HUD with a tier 1 gifted sub. HUD with 30 gifted subs. Thank you, HUD. Thank you for letting me know, Zan.
Carilho, he's going to be fine and dandy. They can revive him back.
Sorry, HUD. My restream chat doesn't show it. I have to like pull up my OBS to see it. But HUD, thank you for so much freaking support over the past like... How long have I been streaming? Like a year and a half? Thank you, HUD.
We know rotations for Cream are paramount. Ooh, ace 1 here. Wildcard gaming towards Volnova. Enigma, he's been spotted out.
Wildcard need to win this. Wildcard cannot afford to continue getting low placements per game because they are slipping in. They are sliding on that overall leaderboards. They just need to maintain that top 8 position in order to make it on into World League. Ace 1 yesterday, pretty consistent games, but they are going to still be down there in that 15th position. Cap with that Bison slash
I don't remember this in the kill feed to be. Oh, what?
Oh, Parallax dropping down. Wild card again. We are bad luck for wild card, Alex.
Okay, I kind of
didn't
do
they go
remember
out
that
16th
now.
yesterday as well, Vikendi?
It was early. It was definitely early. Yeah, I think it was actually
But
Express
wow.
Gaming that may have been 16th or 15th. But either way, it was still an early finish. Yeah. Oh dear, it might be early as well for more players from Cream. Better yet, it's actually going to be Alpha 7. Going to be taken out in 14th. So back to your point, Dave. Apologies.
No. Hey,
That's what
it is what it is. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, we're seeing some important teams get taken out early here. When we're looking at the overall leaderboard.
The man shooting boxes? Yeah, Wildcard was getting the box shot.
Wildcard, they are in 6th place. So this is great. I mean, this is great for Cream, who already got a couple kills underneath their belt. This is great for Omen Elite.
What is the website for checking stats? esports.pubgmobile.com.
You know, make it to World League. I mean, that's pretty much the goal for all these teams. Of course, you got up there at the top leaderboards, B4, Cloud9, Loops, fighting for that $50,000. But the main objective here, at least in my opinion, is World League. And this game alone, the last Vikendi, like you said, the last Vikendi on the books, it is looking to be a nail-biter for those teams competing for that spot.
Speaking of competing for that spot, 2 Tribe in 9th. They're about 15 or so points behind the Knights in 8th. And now for the Knights getting 0 or 1 point for this finish that they've had so far in Vikendi. Going into Erangel, they're going to have a really strong finish because they're going to be feeling Tribe breathing down their back tomorrow on those games in Erangel if they don't have a strong finish. Next zone comes in, but once again, it's the second circle. So it's going to be very fair to these teams as it's centered around Goroka and especially Grunto, Team Queso, and Omen Elite.
Yep. And pretty crazy. Omen, you know, they were in this spot that they're at now, Goroka. They were near that general area, and then that's when we saw the Knights kind of make that push, make that pull up, and try to breach and overthrow them for that spot. Because, I mean, look at, if you get that spot early on, you can just pretty much chill, and you can just defend your compound and, you know, get those placement points, those much-needed placement points, especially if you're one of these teams on the cusp. And Loops,
Wildcard should qualify. I'm not too worried for
Wildcard.
Wildcard.
They're just riding around trying to get kills at this point.
Yeah, it seemed like Kevin was shooting at Loops and then just thought, nah, let's just leave him. And then Loops were like, no disrespect here. I mean, how funny is it to see Loops being the one shot at while rotating? Typically on Vikendi, it's always them at the top of a hill shooting at vehicles, just driving past them. But Team Solid, they're going to be taking a hit early as Kevin does hit the deck. And of course, same point whenever we talk about Team Solid having 3 players, which means now they're just down to Proza and Pepe moving forward. Ooh, although it's Grunto versus Trem Caretta here.
Yeah. Trem Caretta also looking for the come up here. They're in 11th place. They're about 55 points from breaching into that top 8 spot. So looking to make some plays here. 2 more games to go here today. And then tomorrow, every single group will have the opportunity to only play 4 out of the 5 games. And hey, I'm already feeling bad for that group that's going to be sitting out the last game, because you got to bet, like, if you don't have enough points, like, say it was right now, you know, the Knights, Tribe, they're right there, but Tribe, they're not playing today. So they're just watching their lead slowly dissipate. So it's going to be the same feeling tomorrow, game 5. It's going to be hectic. I'm looking forward to it. But we got these 2 games ahead of us here. And Loops.
Yo, HUD with another gifted sub to Blue. Thank you, HUD, for another gifted sub.
Solid in total, yeah.
And looking at Mezix all the way down there in 19th, they have 100.
If Wildcard doesn't qualify, I'm robbing a bank.
Almost
Wildcard should
many
qualify.
kills as an entire team is just mind-boggling.
Ooh, Loops, they're not finished yet with Team Solid. It's 2 players here from the side of Loops. The other 2 players going to be starting to pull up here from Loops, which is bad news bears for Pepe here. He's going to be jumping out the balconies thinking, oh gosh, who's this now? Trying to stop our fun. Proza has the flank towards the right side where Darden is, so maybe he can try and catch off Darden off guard. Grenade, though, going to be signifying exactly where he is here towards the right side of the compound. Federal's seeing that, relay the information over to Darden, and then you can see now Darden very aware precisely where Proza is. Molotov towards the right side, going to be forcing up the peak from Pepe.
Nice Molotov.
And from Proza too. Pepe's down, and now it's all down to the lonesome of Proza, who also going to be falling to the bullets there from Darden. So Team Solid out in 13th, and we are soon to get that next circle.
I mean, these teams, they're playing PUBG Mobile. Meanwhile, Loops, they're playing Snake. They're in here.
What is our ping? My ping on NA servers is like
and bigger
60-ish.
Until, you know, these other teams just can't compete
and then the
against
ping
them. I mean,
on South American server is like
They average
around 200.
4 points per game. They are dominating this lobby. And,
Thank you,
right
Carmel.
now,
We'll try our
as,
best tomorrow.
The games, wind down. You got 5 tomorrow. You got 2 more today. Loops, they could pretty much just come in here, have the time of their lives, and they don't need to worry. If they get taken out early, there's no risk. I mean, they have such a large point lead between them, second and third. They can afford it.
Quest Gaming, very strong performance on that last game. 16 kills, nearly getting to 17 that we saw from Cloud9 and Tribe. Cream down to 3 players, all 3 players now just outside the new zone as well. So they're going to have to be forced out into the open very shortly. And it seems like HZL has an inkling that there is a squad here. So that's going to be very tough terrain here for Cream to cross. Might actually just opt to go back around and just launch them completely as they have 40.
Yeah, there's some delay on leans at 200.
Yeah, XQ,
when you hit like 160, 170, your leans feel slightly delayed.
Oh, was Team Queso game 1? Yeah. I know they were top 3 though. XQ are definitely top 3, so they've been pretty consistent here today. Pretty consistent here so far.
Now the next zone going to be coming out in about 30 seconds, as we mentioned before, although it is Vikendi and of
How do they split it?
50-50.
Tomorrow's games is all on SA servers, so everybody plays the same amount on SA and NA servers.
So no one really playing towards the edge.
But right now there's more NA games played on NA server, so tomorrow I think is all SA server, if I have my information correct.
Like Tempo in a really strong position here if the circle especially moves towards the south.
Yeah, they have Charme near.
This is the second to last match. It's the one.
Pretty much right in between those 3 teams, and if you're Tempo, you're gonna want to make sure.
Good luck, Karma.
Keep tabs 360. Make sure your angles are good to go. Make sure you're not exposing yourself and giving away free information to those teams where you can get knocked earlier on in this kind of early game Vikendi. It's nice and slow, but teams definitely looking to inflict as much damage as possible. Take out enemies' utility, take out their helmets, their vests, just so when we get to that late game, it's an easier battle for them. So Loops out here on the west side. Looks like they're going to have Grunto in their sight lines, and I see Dadin driving around Grunto, doing a little scouting. Might want to make a U-turn. Okay, getting back out there. But information, that's information from Dadin. Now they know there's someone there.
That's how you get information, boys. It's the quick U-turn before the shots even come firing at you. And as you said, that is information.
Corello's too good, bro.
Loops, and of course, this
Acer trying to take that #1 stop. Bro, Acer.
The western side of
bow down to your master, Carrillo.
So they're not going to be taking any engagements for now. Next zone going to be coming in just a moment.
All right, so
course,
here
most of these teams are centered towards the western side, and it's going to be towards the east. Tempo Storm,
we thought the information here was that nobody's here because we don't see any cars and we haven't seen any people moving around in the buildings.
In the west,
so we thought this compound was clear.
They don't really have much terrain to really
and we only have 1 car, by the way.
Rotating. So
we did not find a single car in Kuroko. We have the 1 car PK pulled up on.
In the case of Loops, every single player has a vehicle. So we'll see what they end up deciding to do here. And it looks like Loops, they're going to send it north. Meanwhile,
so we pull up, and at that point, we got to take the fight.
Yeah, towards the south, as you said, it's Villa for Ace1, Wildcard Gaming.
Nico comes up huge, gets 2. I get naded.
Very early, which we saw. So now we see Ace1 in that position. Kultur finding a kill as well onto Omen Elite, so it'll be very interesting to see what's going on here. Ooh, this is very strange as we have Kultur. 2 players have been dropped, but Omen Elite are out. Dave, it all looks so good. They wiped out the Knights. They were on a roll. They had 4 kills early. We thought this could be it. This could be the miracle that Degon was talking about.
We had the wrong info.
Stunted immediately.
I mean, at least they got a couple kills, like you said. At least they got a couple kills.
We had the wrong info.
Pad.
But they need more.
The fact that they got taken out in 12th place. Oh, definitely. They need a chicken dinner at this point.
We thought the compound was clear.
But it's better to get at least a couple points compared to no points.
Am I going to continue Academy scrims? Yeah. If I have the time, I definitely want to keep doing it. You guys enjoy it, and I have fun with it.
On the final airing game of the day to have their promised potential victory.
Why would y'all even try to go middle? Because we thought it was open, and it's Vikendi. Vikendi getting middle is very important. And that compound is actually like really a really strong compound to hold in this zone.
They fall to a very, very awful fate as shrapnel and gas and everything else just blows them up.
But the main reason we went there is because we thought it was open. That's the only reason we went. We didn't like just go there because we wanted to take a fight and take that spot.
Especially as is Sixless, fellow North American.
Like if we held the hill up there and this zone shift, we still have a lot of spacing to work with. But Cole's building is dead center. They have the most options right now, probably. And one car, we only had one car.
It's going to be extremely challenging to make.
The one car we had was the one PK pulled up in. We did not find any vehicles in all of Garoka. And we also checked the roads close by and no cars.
Sixless would to vault out and try to go for some 360 surprise backstab play. So really like that from Tempo, and they're still in the circle, so they get some additional loot. About, what was that, like 3 members from Grunto got taken out right there, so that's going to be some nice.
How many points tomorrow to qualify? We need like an average of a chicken dinner each game. It's going to be really tough tomorrow. Today was really tough. Today we did okay, but with how far behind we are,
in that final zone to just add cover, add terrain, and just add something else to these final zones, whereas before you used to see players just proning in grass. Oh, Lazarus, they've got quite a feast here. That's 3-4 vehicles, which is quite frustrating for Lolo. He wishes all 4 members were in one, as instead they're going to be offered up here to Loops, it seems, as they're going to be coming in. Ooh, actually, that's a really nice shot there from Senab. Down onto Darden. So this is going to be the advantage currently for Trem Cadetta as they have 2 players off towards
Train, you need to just get to the compound or push.
As Loops are going to be all gathered up. 4 players in one compound. Not the best situation to be in. Ooh, maybe the same could be said for Cream as they're out in 10th as well.
Yeah, Cream getting taken out right there. That's also a hard rip considering, like I said, they're about 47 points behind getting that top 8 finish. So, Trem Caretta, they got
vehicle spawns of Akindi are very bad.
To regroup with the other.
Akindi has the worst vehicle spawn percentages. Erangel, Miramar. Well, actually, I guess Sandhawk is the worst for vehicle spawns. But Vikendi is definitely the vehicle spawns of Vikendi does not happen often. Dude, if we had Cole's spot,
suffered a loss onto Garcia. Dudu's been dropped as well. Paris Boy's
dude,
a low
we would be
HP.
chilling so hard right
Paris
now.
Boy does get the heal off, although maybe the inevitable is about to happen as we are going to be moving on to Loops instead versus Trem Cadetta. But we're back with the action now with Paris Boy. 1 versus 3 to try and get out of this one. Let's see where he is on the map. Oh gosh, look to the right of your screen. Look how far away Paris Boy is from the zone as well. So he has to cross Ace 1 and about 200 meters, but it's not going to happen. And Charme Gaming are out in 9th, and now we're back to this fight between Trem and Loops.
Yeah, and we're seeing great usage from utility, like you kind of alluded to. Utility is everything here. Tempo.
Home on Sunday.
They used about 600
what's up, Juicy?
total smokes.
You had Zone and Garoka also?
When it comes to most smokes used, first place is
like I said, the reason why we pushed over was because our information, we thought it was open. In which case, if it was open, that spot is so good. But it happens.
Right now against Loops.
They are indeed. Darden first here for the Southern Loops. They still have 4 players up. There's 2 currently inside the compound for Trem Cadetta. They did lose Senab though, so Senab got the kill onto Darden, but must have been traded out in the background of all the action we saw with Ace 1 and Encharme.
Loops getting aggressive here.
3. Loops, as you said,
they know they need to kill this team before they just leave.
So much respect from every team, and it's because of this reason exactly.
Oh, the Panlock did not
team off. That's another
try
kill
and be
now as
sneaky
well
there.
found for the side of Loops. 2 now remain for Trem Cadetta. Oh wow, Darden. Whew, dodging those bullets up close, wiping out Trem Cadetta in 8th place as Tempo.
Versus Tempo.
Yeah, they're the ones feeling the heat now, and if you can't take it, well, get out the compound as the Molotov is going to be pushing out AZ. Oh, he does live for a second. Easy comes charging forward on terrain. They have lost a player. AZ's dropped. That's 2. And now we're into a 1
Dude, XQG beating Tempo in a compound fight?
Gaming. Are we going to be seeing the revives come out? Yes, we are. That's 10 seconds now. Both teams going to be going for the revive.
Oh, they're getting no. They're not going to do the 1v1.
Here comes. I mean, you had to. You had to get the reset so you can at least get the 2v2. I wonder if Tempo will get HH up. HH is behind the tree in the cover, bleeding on out. Can they get him? Ray
Oh
able to
no,
get to
bro.
HH just in time. Spec healing on up, but here
XQG.
comes the push from Easy.
Through the smoke. Is it going to be Spec who gets
Oh,
smoked?
nice,
He's gonna be
nice.
dropped.
Nice, easy.
Now 16 bullets left in the mag. He's also got the help as well of his teammate AZ, who's really close to the door. This is only 2
Easy.
players
Oh
remaining
my
for
gosh.
Express Gaming. Remember that. But there's
Oh,
only
2v1.
It's HH24.
Good shit,
Oh,
XQG.
but he is no more. Tempo Stormer out in sixth. What an amazing play there from the side of Express Gaming.
Yo, Cole is
Now feel the
straight
pain of
chilling
Kultur.
here,
Wow,
man.
we're down to 4
This was our
teams.
game if
Actually nuts. Cole
they
2,
weren't there.
9 kills so far.
Fuck, dude.
Luke's got a bunch of kills. I think Tempo at like 6 or 7 before they got taken out. So all these teams getting taken out, they got a lot of kills underneath their belt over here. Cole 2, they should be able to get the revive.
we
and
like
have
could have
Cole
won the
around.
fight
They
with
will
Cole
have the
too,
zone
you
out
know.
there
Nico
to
got
the
2 of
east
them. I
side.
got
They need to watch
naded.
out from down south because
And
Ace are
it
near.
was
but
like
we
a
gotta say, Team
2v2.
Queso, they've been pretty quiet this game, but they still have the entirety of the team alive right now, so they are looking.
Can
to
you
make
use thumb
that
sleeves
comeback.
on land?
Yeah, and there's also
The last one I went to in Riyadh, they didn't
competitive
allow
with
it.
towards the western side of the circle. Both Kultur and Ace One are towards the
Some lands
eastern
might
side.
not
It's
allow
Express
it.
Gaming, who are 2 players, remember, towards the south.
Oh,
And as you said,
PMCL
4
Malaysia
players
didn't
from
allow it either.
Team Queso now at the western side of the
So-
new circle. Phase 7, wow.
It
Gosh,
depends.
well, circle 5
But
and 6 just went like that, didn't it? It just all
ESL does allow it.
matter of seconds as, yeah. Now we're down to
ESL
4
did
teams,
allow
we have
it.
12 players
It's
alive.
hard. It's hard to say.
Kultur
Some
for
tournaments will be
2 for
different
Express
where they
Gaming
allow
at
it, some
2 phase
won't.
1.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
might have
why
to
I
play
don't
fight,
use
you know,
thumb
it's
mittens
hard to
anymore.
break it down with so much happening. But I want to go back real quick before everything happens. Trem Coretta, there's a right place and then there's a wrong place for using the pan to sneak up on your opponent.
Spot them for no
Definitely
reason.
Not in the heat of a battle against
Yeah, if
Luke.
you're looking
That's
to
not when you
be
wanna take out the
a
pan,
high-level
because we
comp
saw
player,
there, they had no
I would
gun out. But here comes the
say
push from
practice
Cole
without
2,
them.
utilizing these smokes.
Because sometimes you
Axel in
can't,
the
you won't be
distance
able to
behind the
use
rock
them.
will be spotted by Easy. XQ are still putting up the numbers this game, and they only have 2 alive.
Oh dear, Kultur, they're all gathered up here behind a rock, and well, they might find a hard place if they go out in 4th, because 1 grenade on top of them could finish off the entire squad. Oh, the car does explode though. Well played there from Kultur. They push back just a few meters, so the shrapnel doesn't land on them. They are going to be okay for now. Luxy going to be revived as well, so he can be at full capacity soon. Team Queso know precisely where Kultur are. And this is really the battle of first here. You could argue, because of the fact that you have X-Quest Gaming down to
We
2
killed
players,
Cole,
1 player
bro.
with AEZ, and then you also
Oh
have the
my
situation as well
gosh.
for Ace 1 down to 2 players. So this is
Holy
really a fight for the
shit, dude. This guy got
control of the battlefield
melted.
here in our last Vikendi. As 4 kills currently
Carnage
to
uses
Queso.
triggers, so why can't
They
I
are
use
in
thumb
second zone.
sleeves?
Ace 1, X-Quest Gaming, they've got a long way to trek.
Yeah, but Easy, I don't think is going to be making it on into his new zone. Easy's just out there in the blue, healing on up, trying to out-survive Ace 1, who are now making the push. But the main battle right now, like you said, Call 2 versus
Vikendi
Team
sent
Queso.
you with
Team
cards. I'm
Queso
catching up on the
were
treble
able to
chat.
get the revive onto Axel. Mystic needs to heal on up.
Yeah, exactly, Karma. Your drop, you have 3 garages.
From Team Queso.
About 25% we actually have one.
Sending these players
Yep.
out to be separated. X-Quest Gaming get caught out in the wilderness. They're going to be eliminated in 4th. Kultur, oh, they suffer some casualties quite early here. As there's still 4 players up for the side of Team K, so they're denying the push. The wall of smokes means that players could be flanky, but also means that the teammates here, Ayala, for example, can't help their teammates, but the smokes are starting to fade, and now there's no cover here for Kultur. They're going to be just charging on forward into no man's land. And Mystic, oh, and Marco, both going to be dropped in from Team K, so Ayala, oh, and Axel managed to keep the dream alive here for Team K, so can they make it? 2 chicken dinners in one day. Kultur out
Oh,
in
Team
3rd.
Queso wins
And now
this.
we have it, a 2 versus 4.
The other guys already just
met
meting.
Team Queso. So really just a 2 versus 2 in terms of players that are standing. Cap's been dropped though. I didn't even realize this, Dave.
Yeah, Cap's
really,
bleeding
it's-
on out. Cap's
yeah,
trying
it's
to
just
get a little
paralyzed.
closer to get
Dang,
some
Team
information
Queso winning
and
one?
relay that back to
Ooh,
Paralyzed.
that's not
Paralyzed,
good.
6 first aids, 1 med kit. Paralyzed might just opt to heal this one out here.
Well, he's not even going to go for a kill. Maybe he doesn't want to get the kill away to Team Queso. I mean, there's lots of teams who could be very happy with Paralyzed doing this and not giving away a kill to a team that's in that top 8 position. He's just going to be crouching very slowly. Oh, very poetic here as he just ever so elegantly makes his way inside the zone. But of course, we know what is inevitable. It's death and taxes. And of course, you can't deny Team Case of their second chicken dinner. He's still prolonging my inner monologue right now. He's not giving up just yet. Paralyzed though, eventually going to be going down to the zone. Oh, that's really unfortunate there for Team Case. They couldn't manage that final
Ace
kill.
is like,
By the way, though, Dave,
are we maybe winning this? Nah, bro, you're med stratting. Guarantee that second place for
two
us.
chicken dinners today alone. I remember Team Queso week 1, they were super strong, you know, right out the gates, and that's when we had Miramar, a team that's really strong on Miramar. Week 2, we took out Miramar. Team Queso kind of slipping down the whole leaderboards, but with the 2 chicken dinners here today, I know they were in 7th place overall coming into this game. They're looking to solidify their spot, their role
He's taking
within
those heal
the
points.
Americas region.
and we have to mention it as well, James. Ace 1 coming in second. They were so close to having their first chicken dinner, so close to trying to make it happen. I thought it was a 2 versus 2 at the end, but somehow Kappa died and missed it. There was so much action missed. I don't know if you guys all caught it there in the replay, but wow, what a game of Vikendi to end it.
We did. I wanted the ace win, but Team Queso, double chicken dinner in the day. Fantastic stuff by them. And Dave, it comes at a time where they're really, wanting to get themselves solidified in that top 8, and they're doing it in spades, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's their 5th chicken dinner overall. Coming into this game, they're averaging around 10.3 points per game. So they're looking to get a nice solid foothold within this lobby.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Soon, one day, maybe tomorrow or today, that ace win will happen. I swear, it's going to come. I'm hoping. 7, Degon joining me here once again. We were so close. I'd almost given up hope. Degon was like, wait, no, it might be happening. And then it was all over the place, Degon. But Queso, 2 chicken dinners today. Great stuff.
Replying to some messages. Sorry, I'm not reading chat.
The way that they've been playing, the guns are finally online, and it's not just Ayala, it's not just Axel, everyone getting into that party. I think it was Mystic had some shots there behind the tree onto Cool 2, and Cool 2 was riding hot. They had taken out 2 different teams, and this is one of the highest kill totals in one single game we've seen from Cool 2. So good stuff there by Team Queso to hold that one off and then turn the attention onto Ace when they tried to crash on.
7, thoughts?
I think Ace paralyzed. He's just so used to the heal off strat that he started healing off and didn't even realize that there was just one player left alive from pretty much standing up from Team Queso. So, oh man, it was so heartbreaking, and I think somebody from this group might have jinxed it. Just not saying names, but somebody might have jinxed it.
Jibbity jabbity, whatever you want to talk about.
Is it a nice win?
This is a nice win.
And I normally talk to this accent? No, so it's not me. It's Ace
No,
win.
quite not. Get lost. Let's take a look at the points coming in. We have up towards the top. It's Team Queso up towards the top with those 29 points getting it. Ace 1 though, 23 points. Really big game for them. And as previously mentioned here by Mr. Degon, and we have Cool 2 with 10 kills on the back of the 10 placement points as well. And Loop 7, they keep making, they make up the numbers every single time. It might not
is
be
on
like
that low-key
a win
comeback
here,
too,
but
man.
they constantly have kills on the board, and every single time they get plus 10 points. It's nuts.
Yep, I think we've seen Loops maybe get just a couple times. I could count it with my hands how many times they have gotten less than 5 points or 5 kills in a match, and they're just so consistent with kills. It doesn't matter if they. I think at one point we even saw them getting 16 play with 5 kills. So very consistent there from them. And something a storyline that I actually want to mention is that ultimately they get into a fight with Pittsburgh Knights. Something I was saying, if they want to, those teams that are pushing for 8, if they want to go ahead and qualify, they kind of have to.
Okay, last game, guys.
Knock them off super early. They
And
did
then
that,
we play
but they didn't
4 more tomorrow, and then all the results will be final after tomorrow.
Still alive,
and we got a long way to go for tomorrow too.
Pittsburgh Knights is probably very happy after what happened there.
Let's take a look at the points, the numbers coming in, I should say, here for Team Queso. Plenty of damage coming in for them. Even a few kills stolen away from them during these moments here, Degon, but it's enough. It's enough.
Yeah, again, Ayala and Axel leading the way, but Mystic stepping up big here. And
IOBG fueling it. Yo, BRK, thank you for more elixirs.
There was just so much fighting throughout.
Do you think you're going to qualify? I will answer that question tomorrow.
Every circle rotation. This was one of the most aggressive Vikendi maps that we've seen in a long time. And even though it wasn't a bunch of like 3rd and 4th party fights, it was a lot of like 1v1 squad, one team versus.
Yo, BRK, thank you for all those elixirs.
Throughout. That's why you see heightened damage numbers for our winners.
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping for a Grocker ending, you know, guys, but it was not to be. Unfortunate. I'm not going to get it.
Current scoreboard, they're going to show it on stream in a little
Maybe
bit.
another time. Let's take a look at the Mountain Dew Game Fuel moments as well here, as we have this to start things off. And of course, I think we're going to be focusing on this a little bit more.
Jon Snow says, I watch him more on Trovo.
Really
Thank you, Jon Snow, for watching me on Trovo.
And 7. What else do you have for me?
And right here we had just Loops absolutely going up against.
Speaking of which, if you guys really want to support me, but you know you don't have
especially with PK being out so early,
the means to in terms of like money or funding. If you're
If
here just watching me, if you can, if Trovo works for you guys, if you just watch on Trovo, or if you just go AFK on Trovo even, when I have my streams going,
Team Kessler though, surprising.
It's a big help for me. So,
were the two teams that had the opportunity to move up with such a big egg from Pittsburgh Knights. And although they did score more points than PK, it wasn't by much. I think it was only 4 for Trem Carreta and like 6 for Krem.
Hey,
so,
Carson.
But that's what this map was. Like, that's
Starlight,
why
thank you,
Cool
bro.
2's popping off and Ace 1 are popping off.
Clinker
Those are
always
points that
lurking.
teams that are in
Appreciate it,
contention
Clinker.
really need. But Cool 2 and Ace
I always
1
AFK on
showing
Trev and
like, hey,
watch on
this is why we're
Twitch.
still here.
Appreciate
Still
it.
have the ability to pop
Trash
off, get in
silent.
these gunfights and win these fights.
Yeah, that's something that is important, of course, is that whilst you're making your way through the game and trying to get yourself points on the board, you've got to remember
Lucky you, I got
there's
Trevo.
so many other things that could be going on in the game, being taken
By the way,
away
how does
from you
Trevo
as it
pay
happens,
their
like
stream
as you
except their
mentioned, these
sub?
teams towards the lower side,
So,
not making much impact for themselves.
the reason why I'm
you know,
pushing for
making an
Trevo is
impact on the
because they're
lobby.
going
Let's
to
take look at
do
the
a
overall
big,
impact on the lobby from all of these teams when it comes to the damage as
a big
well.
like partner type program thing for, and anyone could apply for this. But essentially, they're just like, if you can get people to watch you on Trovo, we will, you know, pay you to bring people over to Trovo and have people watch you on Trovo. Because Trovo is a newer platform, they're trying to get more people over.
With Paralyzed, the player that was actually alive there at the end, and I was like,
So that's why I'm like trying to grow my Trovo. Another big reason why I want to grow Trovo is because the Omen Pro League and potential future like tournaments that I can organize, right? On behalf of Omen or maybe even the Zoo Academy scrims.
But then you gotta go ahead and push up.
Trovo's down to support PUBG Mobile. They already, you know, provided the prize pool for the Omen Pro League. They provided the money for the Wicked Pro League, or the Wicked Gaming Pro League. And Monica's Tempo Storm tournament is also funded by Trovo. So the other reason why I want to grow Trovo is because, you know, a lot of my focus is on PUBG Mobile. A lot of you guys like watching PUBG Mobile. You guys like watching the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, so it was the big fight right at the jump here, Omen Elite and Pittsburgh Knights. And it starts off with the 4v2. Like, this is
so if Trovo is successful, we might get more PUBG Mobile.
And you had Raven, who's been one of the best fraggers on PK.
We might get more PUBG Mobile tournaments funded by Trovo and like bigger prize pools.
These jump shots, it's an angle that is so difficult. They spent a lot of time out there. It allowed the rest of the team, allowed Nico and Zute to hop on in. Zute knocking J7, Nico getting G3, and all of a sudden Carnage is put into a 1v3 situation against his former team. Gets Juicy, or gets Nico, and now all of a sudden you're thinking, it looked like PK was throwing it, then Omen is throwing it, and back and forth, because both teams know how important this
Could you
was
sub for a
them.
scrim at
And
10:30? No, I have to get enough sleep for tomorrow's games.
Next fight, and they end up with only 5 points, and PK's like, if you kill us, at least go win the game. And they didn't even get to do
Chino,
that.
thank you for following and saying hello. We went from 40-ish viewers up to 55, so thank you to everyone that went over onto Trovo, either to watch or go AFK on. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Almost 50 points clear with 1 game in hand.
Carson, thank you for the
It's
follow.
gonna have to be big performances from the likes of B4 tomorrow if they want to challenge that top spot from Loops. And there, in our top 8, we've seen that divide.
What am I eating?
Pittsburgh Knights and Tribe. It's not that big right now.
I'm eating ice cream.
So things could change.
Yeah, anything could change.
But you
there. We
guys
saw B4
will
before
never
being
be
super
able
slow, and then
to
they started
guess
picking it up as
what
well,
flavor.
And then Cloud9 just went
Never.
absolutely insane and had
Never in
maybe
a
some of
million
the best
years
performances that we'll see
will you
here in
guys be
PMPL.
able
And
to
just to know,
guess
I think
the
Luke
flavor of
Sports
ice
currently
cream
still
that I'm
has
eating.
less placing points than B4, so all of their
What is actually
them pretty much
my
being
favorite
first
ice
place
cream flavor
goes
too.
to show of their fragging skills. It's just pretty much their kill power and those kill points, and they're taking full
What
advantage
brand?
of this tournament. And we
Ooh,
continue to
if I
see
give
it
you a
over
hint
and
on a
over again.
brand,
It's pretty
you guys
awesome
are
to
going to
see.
be able to
Mate,
guess it.
I just want that ace.
Because you guys could just look up the brand and they have very select
If I give up,
flavors.
I don't know. Like, it's
Nah.
G Fuel flavor?
Stick
No,
with
it's
it,
not
stick
G
with
Fuel
it.
flavor.
All right, let's take a look at the schedule.
What them lips
We got
do.
one more game.
AFK
for
Trello
today. We'll
gang.
be Ariel here once again. I'm rooting for them so much. We have a double
Painful seeing
queso
Omen at 12
win.
every time they
Yeah,
show
a double
scoreboards.
helping of queso
Yeah,
7. I
man.
know you like
Is
that.
that
And we
point
have
gap
Wildcard getting
is
themselves the win
big.
as well as XQ.
Chunky Monkey,
From
non-existent
next
flavor.
Ariel
Pistachio?
game,
No.
Digon,
I had pistachio yesterday,
Seven's a
which is
queso
also one of my
connoisseur, is
favorite
that
flavors.
Queso connoisseur.
Shout out
All
to
right,
my
chat.
girlfriend.
I'll
She
give
just
you
got
guys a
queso
hint.
today,
I'll give you
and I
guys the
had some,
brand
so
of
it
the
was
ice
kinda
cream.
funny that queso won there as I was eating queso.
It's Lick's ice cream.
Fate,
So
what I'm
L-I-C-K.
hoping is that
Lick ice
these
cream.
teams on the cusp that still have games,
You
right?
can
Travis
look it
and
up,
they put in a
and
good shift
then
yesterday, but
out of those
obviously they
flavors
sat out
that you
today.
find,
4 games, they'll be sitting out this last one. But if you're Cream, if you're Trem, if
out of
you're
those flavors that you
go
find, you
for
guys
it,
will
man.
be able to guess
You've
it.
seen Alpha 7 hot drop on the loops. You've seen Alpha 7 go for it. You've seen Cool 2 BGBG go for it.
Yeah.
You've seen Ace 1 go for it over this whole week. You gotta go
But it's
for
not a
it
fruity
right now
flavor.
and get yourself a 30 to 40
Is it
point
matcha?
game.
No.
Like, and yes,
record, yeah.
a lot of games in PUBG,
Purple
PUBG
shampoo.
Mobile are, hey,
No.
some, you
Is
know,
that a
we
flavor
did well,
that
plus
Lick has?
The circle helped us.
It's
but
not purple
You
shampoo,
can't expect the circle to help you anymore.
Well,
You can't
Zuki's
expect
here.
the zone to help you
Zuki
anymore.
likes
You
ice
gotta
cream.
go and take
But we
those
can't feed him
gunfights
too much
and win
dairy,
those gunfights.
'cause he's
Like
gonna
the way
get, like,
PK tried
diarrhea.
to do it, but then kind of like did this weird 1-3 shoot through the window
Sure.
split. So
But I could give him
you
a
need to have a
little
little bit more
lick.
proactivity here.
Especially in the last game of the penultimate day, where tomorrow is going to be the Wild Wild West. That is going to be nuts tomorrow. But anyway, let's take a look at the rewards that you guys can earn inside the game here for the PMPL.
That's a
Americas
flavor,
as
apparently?
well.
Really?
Because if you're watching in the game, you can get yourself
Purple
a few
shampoo
goodies
is
here
one of
and
their
there,
flavors?
so
I gotta
make
try
sure to go
that.
and pick up some of those, and you can tune in as well.
Roasted
On Twitch
beets and
YouTube,
fresh mint. That's
shout out
actually
sometimes
like
when we're, you know,
a close
looking
favorite of
about
mine.
and seeing what's going on with you
That's
guys
actually a
in
really
the world
good
of
flavor.
viewing
Roasted beets and fresh
experiences
mint.
here for PUBG Mobile.
It sounds
And,
weird, I know,
yeah,
but it's
Seven,
actually
you kinda
really
echo
good.
those sentiments. I
No
feel
one's
like
guessed it yet,
tomorrow
though.
is going to be ridiculous because we're kind of, I mean, it's the
Oh,
it's the scrim
Kevin on
format,
Trello chat got it.
but in terms of like the team
Goat
taking
cheese.
turns and actually sitting out.
Goat
here, but
cheese,
at the same time,
thyme, and honey.
this is the one
That's the
last chance
flavor.
in a normal environment for the PMPL Americas where you can.
That's
go
actually
pick
the
up
one
a
I'm
PUBG.
eating right now. Chat, if you don't believe me, I
think Omen
I
has
will
to
show
take
you.
full advantage of this last game. Not only that, not only do I want them to go ahead and get the win, I seen them get engaged with have a fight with PK before.
How do I
it has
focus
happened in the
Whoever
tournament
is
here. We've seen
trashing
it
on this
early
flavor, you're
in the game
slacking.
as well.
This is
So
one of the
hopefully
best
they can go ahead
flavors
and
every
beat
team has
PK
been
up
ever
early and then get
created,
that win, which
okay?
they
It's
have
not
And it tastes,
focusing.
I think
it
it was
tastes
back-to-back at one point.
amazing
All
with
right, well, thank you
roasted
very much.
beets
I
and
just-
honey flavor.
I just
or
want someone to hot
mint
drop loops.
flavor. It's
That's all.
so
You want
freaking
that? That's
good.
fine.
If you go to Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
See you in a
or
few minutes.
somewhere else like
We are
San
gonna
Antonio
go
with
over
a
to our
store, oh my
commentators
gosh, you
here,
have to eat
Alex
it live with the
and
waffle bowl.
Dave.
Yeah,
It's
goat
so
cheese,
good.
goat
Of our
cheese,
penultimate day,
thyme and
Alex.
honey
You
mixed
really like
with
goat cheese, and you love this flavor.
goat cheese,
Yeah,
thyme,
of course.
and
I
honey.
mean, I'm really
Look,
looking at, of
Zuki
course,
loves
it's
it.
Pittsburgh Knights for me.
Zuki
you know,
wants
coming
some
there in
more. I'll
eighth
give you some
position,
more, Zuki.
Tribe are in ninth, and they're about
Yeah.
20 points behind with one game separating them. So that could be met with just a chicken dinner alone, forgetting about kills.
Yeah. All right, I'm gone. And,
Goat
I'll
cheese,
see
thyme,
you
and
in a few
honey,
minutes.
and you mix that with the roasted beets and
Thank
fresh
you very
mint.
much. Well, Dave, here it is. It's
It's
game
actually really good.
5, and of course, from now on, it's the final stretch. It's all Aaron Gale.
Yeah, I mean, after this game, every single team in this lobby would have played 60 total games this past month. So
You're from
it's
San
been
Antonio?
insane
Or shot of his life, bro. Dude, San Antonio's nice.
And we're getting into it, Alex. We are getting on into it. The plane. We see Team Queso. They're going to be dropping down there into their tried-and-true location of Primorsk. Looks like to the north of that will be Lazarus and so forth.
Yeah, what's interesting as well for Team Queso, really dropping out towards Primorsk.
Back to the game.
The first 2 weeks, they were there every single time in or out, and then week 3, they started to drop towards
Can you get the
Mansion,
camera to
and the
refocus
plane
on me?
pathing. Although now it seems like they're going to be just sticking back to what used to work for them in the past. And now
Jicky,
for
you
Team
want
Queso
another
as
lick?
well, Dave. I think
You
that
want
pressure
another
of qualifying
lick
for
of
Worlds
licks?
is going to be slightly off their shoulders, considering how far,
Jicky.
how well they've done so far today.
Yeah, and you know, the different drop spots. I think it's really smart for teams to have at least two. You know, at least two different spots that they are comfortable looting early game because, you know, you're thinking about the big picture. All right, yes, here in the PMPL Americas, you might have Primorsk, you might have Pachinki, and nobody contests that. But, you know, in the case of Tempo, that's all they got. All they are
Texas
used to
peeps
is
stick
dropping
together
Pachinki.
Zoom. My
So
mom
what
is
if
in
they're
H-Town. Oh,
contested
dope.
by other regions
Yeah,
moving
we're
forward?
like right next to the
are they gonna have
NRG
a
stadium
plan
in
to
H-Town.
react, you know, if they get bullied on out of their drop location. And that's why I like Team Queso. At least when it comes to Erangel, like you said, they got Mansion and they got Primorsk. They're comfortable in both areas.
Jicky, no more
So
ice cream.
if,
You're
for
gonna
example,
have
they do
diarrhea.
get hot dropped maybe one game in the World League, they got another location. They got options. You know, they got options.
Zuki, no. No. Babe, can you take the ice cream away?
For Wildcard Gaming, they're still going to be trying to make their way over to Severny, and it's quite frustrating for Wildcard, especially having to rotate all the way up north to get to
Zuki's
Severny
like-
when the plane path was towards the southern side, directly next to Primorsk, as we mentioned and touched upon with Team Queso. Not only that, Dave, the circle has military base inside it, which means it's going to be towards the central, southeastern side of the map. So for Wildcard Gaming, they have to spend 2-3 minutes getting to Severny, looting up, and then 2 or 3 minutes getting back inside the circle, which is obviously not what you want if you are a fan of Wildcard Gaming.
You're in the
especially
Baytown
first
area?
circle that we saw on
Activate
the first game of
Windows.
today, being directly on shooting
Never
range,
activating
everything was
Windows.
lining up for them.
Yeah, personally, you know,
He used to bartend at Brew Wings. I could have hooked it up. Yo, bro. Psycho and I both are massive foodies, man.
Vehicles, they send it to Severny, they loot up, and then they drive back to the zone. Like, that's a good.
If you're ever
maybe,
down in H-Town, hit us up.
2, 3, maybe even 4 minutes of just
I am.
wasted time
By
of
the way,
just
if any
driving
of you guys are close to
outside of the
Houston
zone when they
or
could
in
have
Austin,
focused on
let us
getting
know.
a good spot
Because
and
when
the
we
loot
go out to
in the
visit
zone.
Austin
And
or maybe
really,
even San
it just
Antonio,
comes down to being
Carmel.
aware of the lobby. in
We're
my
down to
opinion,
meet up with
you
some
know,
of our
being aware.
fans.
And when I say
You can
that,
get a
what I
Windows
mean
key for like
exactly
less than
is
$20.
who's playing, you know, who's
Or,
driving
you know
where.
what, Russell?
So if Wildcard, if they
I
were
could
aware of
leave
the
this
lobby,
on the
they would know,
screen
okay,
for all my
B4,
future
they're sitting out today.
streams.
Novo.
And have
It's
people
open. It's free and
constantly
clear.
mention
and guess
it.
what? Novo is
And
in
save
circle number one.
$20.
So I mean that right there, you know, there's a prime spot, prime real estate in the zone.
You want
It's
to move
got
back?
loot
We're
and
in
it's free and clear.
Louisiana
Like,
right
it's just
now.
about
Oh,
teams being aware
gotcha.
of the lobby at the end of the
Zoo,
day.
can you visit me? Where you
It's
at?
true. We saw Ace 1 drop Novo. I think it was one of the first weeks. When
Predict the
people
time you
out.
think
Instead,
Erangel
though,
2.0
for
is
Ace
going
1,
to come
they've
out?
actually opted to go towards
I
Roadhog and
think
take the position away from
Because
Trial.
Erangel
Yeah,
2.0?
exactly, because Trial are aware. So they realized that, and now they have the Roshawk.
I don't know. I think it's going to come
ribbons
out
themselves if they want to try and gatekeep
after World
Wildcard
League.
Gaming later on. Although with how the circle is
Zuki.
shaping up, Ace may want to rotate.
Zuki,
before
I don't
that
have
does
any more ice
actually
cream.
happen. Then, besides Wildcard Gaming, we've also got Lazarus, of course, towards South Georgia Pool this time. Now that Cloud9 are out, South Georgia Pool is going to be free
Zuki
for
looking
loot
for the
for
ice
Lazarus, so they're taking advantage of that opportunity, as you just mentioned.
He's like smelling my
Besides
face
that, it's just
because
Team
he
Queso
smells the
outside
ice
of the
cream
zone.
stuff.
But of course, by Primorsk, they're about to get inside it now.
Yeah, and you know,
Zuki's like, where the
tomorrow,
ice cream
the
go?
final day. And, you know, teams that are in 16th, 17th,
You're in
18th, 19th, 20th,
Bangladesh? I would love
they
to
need
visit
do
Bangladesh.
something just unorthodox. They need to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
When are you getting G Fuel again?
multiple
I have a
times,
lot
too.
of
I
G
mean, they
Fuel.
need, like,
I still have 2
chicken
cans left of the
dinners to
PewDiePie G
even
Fuel, which is
compete
actually pretty good
and, you know,
flavor.
have that dream still going for them to be top 8.
And
now, when it
I have
comes
like
to
a
teams
few
in
tubs of
9th,
G Fuel left.
10th, 11th, 12th, you know, kind of that mid-pack, I think just go along with the plan of doing what you always do, and hopefully it works out. Because, you know, you're so close to being top 8. I don't think it's fair to change up everything completely to pull a 360. I think, for example, like Omen. Like, I wouldn't recommend Omen to hot drop somebody for early points. Like, it's just too risky, especially with their performance, how it's been on an uphill incline. So they've been getting, you know, pretty better when it comes to the points. And talking about points,
TS just cannot catch a break. Oh my gosh, Loops though. Yo, what?
Wait, Loops are here as well?
The big
Yo.
from Team Solid.
Get here. I was about to say, poor Team Solid. Every single time they
Holy.
seem to just lose Kevin or a player
How does
early.
Loops manage to
This
pull
time-
shit off like this?
Wow, that just came out of nowhere. Federals dropped 3 players from Alpha 7 Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And
Like,
now
what is
with
Federal
this,
even
Alpha
doing?
7. Yeah, exactly. Alpha 7 have one
Yo,
player
what is
standing, but
going
they have
on?
to try and help him. And now the cavalry is arriving for loops. They can just get 3 confirmed kills. Proza! Oh, Proza! He gets a little bit back for himself here. And the same can be said as well. Oh, for Pepe, but no, it's not going to happen. I thought Pepe got the drop there onto Carilho, but no one's dropping on him, are they?
Imagine thinking you're in a drive-by, you're on the hunt, you drop out, and there's just a random dude in the grass just spraying you down.
Loops OP.
I mean, they didn't even have time to react. Alpha 7, they had no idea
that
where
drift
that was coming from. And look at this, Dadden able to get the revive, This is huge for Loops.
Proza knows that Carilho is to his left and also understands that Darden is going to be trying to revive Federal. Right now for Team Solid losing Pepe and now down to 2 players, Kevin and Proza. They can try and get some kill points versus Federal.
Suki, I don't have no more ice cream.
So Darden regrouping up with Carilho. Both going to be inside that buggy as they rotate over to Koski. But that leaves Federal alone and Proza knows this. So Federal, if he's not ready for it, he should not be expecting this. And the silencer as well onto the M4. That's exactly what he wanted. Federal's going to be dropped here. This should be the kill
Not
confirmed
again,
as well for
Federal.
Team Solid. Come on, let's give us something to be celebrated for Team Solid. Let's get that kill here versus Federal as Loops may not want to risk rotating over to try and save him because they don't know who else is there, but it's Kevin. Again, Carilho just wiping the floor with everyone. This is ridiculous, Dave. I even mentioned it as well when Pepe had the drop on Carilho. He was the first one to fire off the shots.
Now this guy's dead. Dude,
Loops
just...
the sim coming out here as now they're going to be on the hunt to try and get that final revenge kill onto Proza, who did drop Federal, and Federal is still alive. So here come Darden and the boys.
Challenging times right now for Proza. Proza's position 100% combo.
Oh, no. He got the thirst.
Is not even going to recognize the flank from Dadden as Proza is in the road just doing some 360 jumps.
Rip
Did
Federal.
Proza at least get Federal? Okay, Federal died. Okay, hey, round of applause. They got a point on the board.
Oh dear, Jack has been dropped as well. Team Queso.
Yeah, what is happening?
Oh dear, this
to
is
PK?
horrendous here for the Knights. This is perfect though if you're a Tribe fan. The reason being is there's 20 points that separate 9th and 8th. You need to be in 8th if you want to get World League.
PK.
And the Pittsburgh Knights are in the 8th spot right now, and to lose players this early, 2 as well.
Why does he say Carillo like that? I don't know how you're supposed to say his name, to be honest.
Yeah, Jagger's most likely going to die as we see the players pushing on out there to get that thirst. Meanwhile, Raven, we see on the map just sending it. Raven is going to be near Pachinki. Next circle does going up. Raven needs to bust a 360 and hope
Yo, we
that they don't
chillin'.
run across the convoy right now from Lazarus, also trying to make their way on in. But look at this zone. You see Grunto. They attempted to do a gatekeep, a bridge camp. Looks like they might be successful on that. We see Trim Coretta out there on the opposite side. But really, the hard shift out there to the east, I mean, it's going to be favoring Farm. Omen Elite, this is where they drop. Milta Power, really good circle for them.
Yeah, not really too good of a circle.
We
though.
got
For
circle,
Cream,
boys.
For Lazarus, or even the Pittsburgh Knights is still in towards Pachinki. So
What did
Raven
Sixless do to
has
TQ members to
fly
call him
inside
out?
that circle
TQ
somehow,
just think
as
Grunto
Jagger-
is like targeting
it's gonna
them,
be kill
but
confirmed as
it's
well for Queso. This is
not the
horrendous
case.
for the Knights. How many players have they got left? So J7 was confirmed. Jagger's just been confirmed. It's G3 and Raven. But we'll get back to that because it's Wildcard Gaming versus Tempo. Slicky gets off the buggy. He can see HH24, but it's also going to be Enigma as well. There to get
Dang,
the
I
kill
wish they
confirmed.
showed that full fight
Tempo
on
Storm
stream.
out in
That's a big
15th,
fight.
but Team
Oh, Team
Queso, they're
Queso.
so confident here, and they're going to be getting that kill confirmed onto Spring. So
Team
for
Queso.
Wildcard Gaming, they cannot go into the latter stages of this final game as a 4. And Ayala and the boys, well, they want to pull up now on Wildcard Gaming with the man advantage.
Yeah, look at this. Marco trying to get this off angles on the outskirts. Axel going to be popping on up. Enigma, lock and loaded, ready, spraying down Axel, getting that thirst. And here comes the push from Team Queso.
Mystic's been dropped as well. It's down to just 2 players. It's Ayala and Marco. Ayala is
What
the
is
player that you want, though,
TQ?
if you're a
Okay,
Team Queso
TQ
fan. Ooh, Ace,
do not know how to play
really close
aggressive.
range, pre-firing with the micro Uzi. He doesn't connect the shots as of yet. Ayala is still alive and kicking there for the
TQ
Southern Team
throwing,
Queso.
bro.
Here's the final
But that's
remaining
good.
member. There's 3 players here for Wildcard Game, and there's 3 versus 4. Hasn't gone as planned for Team Queso. They know precisely where Ayala is. Maybe he can try to hop out a window and catch Wildcard Gaming from the side. But Lazarus now, David, pulling up.
Yeah, Lazarus on the outskirts of this circling. this fight like sharks, just waiting to get a couple points, waiting to catch these seals, you know, off guard. And it does look like Wildcard, they are going to be pulling back. They're going to be grouping back up and, you know, forced to defend their two-story compound. Let's see if Acer can connect some much needed grenades over here on Ayala in the yellows.
Yeah, we've also got a fight between Omen Elite and Kultur. Live season rankings. You can see it there. It's, well, 21 points between the Pittsburgh Knights and Tribe Gaming. And we said it before, if the Knights can have a really strong game here, they can try and extend that lead by about 50 points, but it's not really gone in that favor. And for Q, oh dear. He does survive for a second inside the water, but I don't think his chances of survival are very high. And the same as well for Alpha 7, as they are taken out 14th. And G3's just hopped down the, whoa. Yeah. He's just hopped down off the bridge.
Hopped out in the sky over there. I mean, Trem Coretta there trying to fish out Q with some grenades, and next thing you know, someone just jumps off the bridge, and I see G3. They are on the run, but they're getting chunked down. They're getting shot, and it looks like Grunto is going to be taking some shots over there, but they're still going to be alive for the time being.
Yeah, we still have Omen Elite and Kultur fighting off in the distance. As Trem Coretta going to be rotating now from
How come it says Zute is playing? It's not live. This is pre-recorded. We played these games 6 hours earlier today.
From it, and Carnage is out in this game, Dave. It's G3.
Yep. Carnage sitting out here this game. Looks like G3 and both Raven are actually still alive, and unfortunate for them, next zone does not favor them, so their journey has only just begun. Oh no, though, over there on the north end of the bridge, could be setting up for some nice points to be had over here, because we got Grunto, we got the Knights, we got Trem Coretta on the military base island, and they don't have a lot of options. I mean, they could maybe take a boat if they can find one, they could maybe go for a swim, but best case scenario, maybe use their vehicles and send it on over that bridge.
Zuki's just sitting in front of my computer monitor right now.
To Omen Elite this game, and we already saw him against Coltu earlier on. 2 kills so far, looking pretty solid.
Yeah, really solid as well.
Zuki's like pawing at like the people running around on the screen right now.
And Fran and survive with 4 players up, so Omen Elite are trying to finish off today with a statement. Ace won as well. They're still chasing that first chicken dinner as they now have XQuest Gaming and then Charme Gaming in their iron sights.
Yeah, so quick update. We did see that map just a moment ago. The update between the Team Queso and Wildcard engagement. Looks like Wildcard, they got the better half of Team Queso. Team Queso still in the game. They have Ayala. Ayala right now is swimming in the water.
I know why you chuckled
there.
there.
To go for some type of points. Trying
when
to go
Zuki
maybe Ayala
licked my tongue.
Scuba tank. Might be
you should let
for
Zuki play PUBG. It's
spelled
Z-O-O-K-I-E.
So, man, this circle, I mean, just
why didn't you guys take the other side of the road for hardcover versus on the shoreline? Because we're very comfortable playing on that shoreline. There's a lot of ridges on the shoreline, and it lets you control
right now. No one's in farm.
a lot.
I mean, we got Ace just south of that, Lazarus to the north of it. But this is going to be one, you know, phenomenal ending to today, Alex. I'm guaranteeing it.
Seems like fate that we get a bridge ending potentially on the western side of Military Island. That would be something worth watching, as well, so is Ace 1, but instead it's going to be in the sight of the M4 from Russell here on his little tower towards farm, as of course
I think that was his teammate that shot at him.
That's where we're used to seeing Omen Elites, and well, here they are now just positioning themselves around loops who have now made their way onto this compound inside the center of the current circle. Dave, this next circle tells us everything. If it goes towards the bridge, Omen Elite are going to be in the best place possible.
I mean, there's so much potential for Omen this game. Personally, I would like to see Nico regroup up. I would like to see the squad kind of group up onto Zute's position because, you know, like you said, when the next zone pops, depending on where it goes, a lot of these squads, they're going to just straight up send it because they might not have an option. And we will see this next circle here in just a moment. Just a reminder, we had Ayala from Team Case.
I'm split on the other side of the road.
In the water. Here we go. And Grunto, there we go. Look
There's
at
his zone
this.
shift.
Look at this. I mean, oh, we still got, what, 14 teams alive?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Dave. There is not much real estate here in this zone, is there? I mean, in terms of cover, there's going to be some compounds to utilize, but it's the bridge. I mean, Grunto, Pittsburgh Knights, Trem Coretta, these are the teams that we needed to get
we're looking for as many kills as possible here, so we kind of spread out to control everything, like on both the shoreline sides and the bridge.
Just besides Novo, gosh, this is a tough ask here from the Knights. As well for Lazarus, because they're crashing on Ace-1, and they knew exactly where Ace-1 were. How were they not expecting players to be looking towards the windows? Oh, this is easy here for Ace-1. Both players going to be dropped, though, from the side of Lazarus.
Interesting push.
From the side of Ace-1, so 3 versus 2 for just a moment. That grenade is really good there from Minwoo, dropping Nunes down to low HP, as Russell and Lolo have now been kill confirmed. Oh, for Lazarus, they have to get out of here quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Lazarus, Russell sending it so hard right there, getting taken down and out. Minwoo trying to get a couple knocks, trying to continue to survive here. I mean, I know the desk, they got a lot of hype behind Ace. They're looking for that chicken dinner from Ace, and you know, Ace not in a bad spot here. I mean, they're going to be right there on the edge, on the cusp of this next zone, and they're trying to make sure to secure it for themselves.
Pros with 3 kills. I'm pretty sure the majority of those were stolen away from Federal and from Loops. Highest damage dealers. Yeah, Pros, they're 284 damage, just getting those kill confirms earlier on into the game. Acer from Wildcard Gaming, nearly 500 damage done. Where are Wildcard Gaming right now? So they've managed to actually pass Ace-1. So they've had some phenomenal rotations so far into this game, considering where they came from and the fact they still have 3 players alive. Ooh, the same can be said for XQuest Gaming, maybe, as HZL gets dropped, although they are still strong with 4, but maybe they can go for the kill confirmed.
Yeah, Wildcard got a lot of their damage from Team Queso early on, so pretty much.
Do you have any tips for FPP solo? Your opinion on grinding it? FPP solo? I would just play that for fun. If you're looking to play competitive, just play squads solo, because that'll help you.
They're kind of spread out still. I'd like to see them, you know, group on up, as you know, a lot of these teams will be gravitating towards that center position here. Like you said, there's not a lot of actual hard cover to be had here that isn't already occupied. So 13 teams remaining, coming down to the wire. Dudu with that DP trying to take some shots out there on the XQ, not successful.
Yeah, I'm not sure how 13 teams are going to be trying to fit inside this circle. It's going to be like a bull in a china shop in that phase 5 circle, because we're about to get another shift on our screens. Grenade going out, trying to land
that nade.
Blow up Nunes, but he's fine and dandy. Just 20% damage taken, so we can just use a painkiller. Get himself back up slowly. The smoke as well, going to be shrouding the lines of sight there from Acer, as he does stand up to lob that grenade real deep. Ooh, Nunes is trying to shift away from it. Wow, that slight shift away has
Still
actually
alive.
saved his life.
Yeah, still alive. And Ace-1, I do appreciate how they're not all on top of one another in this diff, because one good grenade, we've seen it in the past.
And we get zoned.
Take out a whole
And
team.
our
So
rotation
Ace-1
was
kind of
hella
spreading
slow
out right
here.
there. Looking over here, Trem Coretta.
And a team takes the buildings we were looking at.
They will be find themselves on the shorelines here, just south of this gas station, where we see Angry. And don't forget, we got Grunto, we got the Knights, we got Team Queso to the south of this as well. So this area is going to start to heat up, as Owen Elite are pushing, or at least forced to defend themselves against XQ.
Yeah, 2 players here from Omen Elite currently. We saw a 2 versus 4 from them versus the Knights earlier on, but there's a 3rd team here, Dave. It's Dudu from Enshame Gaming. He is alone, though.
Oh, wow.
This assault here onto 2 squads, and Nico and the teammates trying to gather up the resources and have all 4 players together here from the side of Omen Elite. Dudu going to be taken out with the grenade there from XQuest Gaming. He should be confirmed very shortly, as Gronto now going to be in exchange with Cream towards the eastern side of the coastal line. Somehow the Pittsburgh Knights are still surviving just behind Gronto. Ayala is still swimming as well in the open, and you can see it just off in the distance. Ayala,
Oh, so that's what happened.
These teams get wiped out in this phase 5 circle, because he can probably single the Trim Coretta right now.
Yeah. Ooh, Acer connecting over there onto one of the members from Ace, who are currently on that rotate. But we did see Omen. They were about to fight.
Tips on good grenade throws?
And then Dudu making that hard push.
Use
That
your
was
third
all
eye
the
button
chance,
when
like,
you're in
okay, we
TPP
are
throwing
out here,
grenades.
and
Be
they
comfortable
left, they
being
went
able
go
to
regroup
throw a
on up.
nade
So, Acer-
while moving your third eye
Acer,
button.
3 kills here so far. Looking to take
And also
over,
practice throwing
that
grenades in
top
training
pressure
room to get used to the distance that you could
but it's gonna
throw
be a
your
challenge,
grenades.
as, they have around 100, and Acer sitting on around 80, so they are going to have.
Have
to
I
drag
considered
on out of
pushing
here.
rank
Ace one,
to
still
become more
got
familiar with their
couple members
meta?
alive. Lazarus, right
I don't think classic matches really
And
give
that's
you a
the 2v2 over here
good
with,
idea
the Knights
on
and
a
Grunto.
competitive
Yeah, I saw it
meta
on the kill
that a
feed.
region
I think it was
has.
Raven that killed one of the players from the side of Grunto, and they were camping behind them for about 10 full minutes, and they managed to make their time of attack perfect. And now they actually are getting close towards a compound. Oh gosh, if you look down towards the beach, look at all these players here from Trem Connector caught in the open here for DP28. Gosh, Swagwin, that's the one gun you don't want to be hearing if you're in his boots right now. 40 bullets. Oh, are going to be extinguished as the Pittsburgh Knights
being
fall
shot
out
at by
13th.
everybody.
Dave, they did get a few kills, but this sets us up for a show match tomorrow between Tribe and, of course, the Knights.
Yeah, tomorrow, I mean, the pressure, I can't even imagine coming into the games. I mean, each team only has 4 games to solidify themselves at top 8. And you got the Knights, you got Tribe, you got Cream right there on the cusp. And Ayala still surviving, still in the game over here, trying to remain undetected on the shorelines as we see that next zone, we see that next circle. XQ are going to be on in it to the north. Loops have a nice little compound for themselves. Enigma from Wildcard trying to take out in Charmaine.
I'm on a new account, so I'm getting for ace tier again. Otherwise, I don't really care for rank. Gotcha.
Speaking of pressure tomorrow, we saw Trem Connector finish in 12th just now, so going into tomorrow, if they want a chance of making it to Worlds, they're going to have an outstanding finish. To tomorrow, Grunto, seems like they're the ones being finished off right now. It's just down to Ran from the side of Grunto. They still have to get inside the circle. They still have to cross the main road as well to get into the circle, which is currently being guarded by Loops and
Fox extremely upset with Wildcard, Enigma in particular, for popping their tires. But we got to pay attention to the kill feed. I believe Cream might be pushing on into Omen's position. Yep, we see there on the kill feed. And look at Loops in the kill feed, trying to third party this. Meanwhile,
Loops stole like 2 of our kills there.
Next zone, as they are currently not in it.
Yeah, there's so much open terrain now.
And I didn't hear that a person came inside our building.
Just above him, there was Juicy and Nico, and they're in a really strong
I thought the guy that crashed us is still outside at the wall. So I pushed down by myself, which is a big mistake.
Sute's been dropped. Oh no, Sute's been confirmed as well. And now that's 2 players remaining for Omen, and there's still 9 teams
I messed up there.
This is dire there from them. As Team Queso taking out in 9th position. Now we're down to just 8 and 17 alive. Wow, this has been a really hard-fought game for all these teams. I mean, there's only, what, 1 player remaining for Culture. Cream have been taken out in 8th for the start of wildcard game. There's only 2 players. It's Loops with 4 currently. It's XQuest Gaming as well with 4, who are really leading the charge. Forget Loops, sorry. Federal did die. It's actually just XQuest Gaming currently with 4 players alive. And after that is 3 for Loops.
And XQuest, they have a little house to work with. So they're enjoying their time right now as they see the kill feed just popping off. And right in their front yard, they hear the grenades being just, bombarded on top of Lazarus. Wildcard trying to connect over here onto Doc and Minwoo. 8 kills so far for Wildcard. Slicky has a nice little rock to work with. Enigma right on behind him. And look at this in the bottom right-hand corner. We got fights happening everywhere right now.
Yeah, and Charme Gaming are going to be our 7th team out today.
Oh, dude.
8 kills. I mean,
XQG pushed outside of their buildings.
Seems to get always 5 or more kills, so we got to say fair play. And they started with a deficit as Federal.
We thought XQG was just on the outside the whole time, and there's still a team inside the compound. That's interesting. We read that information incorrectly.
Terrain to be taken over ever so easily. And inside the zone right now, you have AZ. You've also got Loops as well. As Wildcard Gaming still have to get inside the zone, but they may have the drop on Lazarus.
So best case scenario, always from call to distract Loops, and that will allow Juicy and Nico to push a little closer and find themselves in this next zone. That crate right on the edge. I don't know if that crate will be able to provide cover, but we see Loops. I mean, Loops, they are just like honed in right now onto Omen Elite. I mean, they know 100% that they are there. Wildcard on the edge as well. Lazarus still in that little dip, still being favored in these circles. I mean, they're just catching a huge break right now. As I say that, grenades erupting. Oh no.
Not connecting though onto Lazarus. You can see as well the last player always from Kultura is right behind Loops.
He will be forced out into the open in a second because the zone is starting to constrict these players now. Always gets one kill. Ooh, can it be more of a thorn in the backside here for Loops? They know precisely where he is now, as that's the second kill confirmed for Loops. Karolski did die, and that was 2 players.
Oh
ready for
wow,
their
Slicky
wildcard
right through
gaming.
the grass.
Brilliant spray there from Slicky. Manages always ever so close to getting the second one as well onto Doc, as Enigma is going to be killed off by Doc. Doc does get killed, but I think it's been third party. Yes, it has. X-Quest Gaming found that one. As we see Lazarus taken out in 6th. Omen Elite, oh dear, this is the last 2 players remaining for the next Quest Gaming. Yeah, they're going to be eliminating Omen, and now we are going to be having that show match tomorrow between Tribe and, of course, the Pittsburgh Knights, but Omen are going to be there as well.
Straight gaming. Straight gaming.
Ugh.
Look at that. Always. Loops are done. Cold 2 are always managed to take
How
out
did
the
always
team over there with
what?
the DP. The snake in the grass. I don't know if always has any heals, though.
Yo.
I mean, look at that. 2 HP.
Wow, that's going to be quite the breakdown from Degon and 7. Not sure how Always was able to 1 versus 3 Loops there. I mean, I know he got the drop onto the first player, but even so, that is so impressive, as Always now gets spotted out by X-Quest Gaming. Easy makes that one, well, relatively easily. Slicky goes down as well to the play zone, and, well, all of a sudden, it's X-Quest Gaming who finish it off.
Wow, XQG.
Yeah, exactly. 2 chicken dinners, as you said before.
X-Quest
As well,
gods.
6 kills. It's, well, 10 kills as well for X-Quest Gaming, so that's 30 points.
And
for them.
always
Second
1v3
as well, 8
Loops
kills,
somehow.
9 kills for Wildcard Gaming, very strong performance from them. We have to say as well, Always 1 versus 3 versus Loops. He did die, he got 3 kills, but he got
XQG best in NA?
I mean, that is a highlight play alone. Hopefully, we can check out.
Yeah,
the
I
social
mean,
media
I don't
there,
know.
And we'll see Always, you know, just spamming that one. So we
I would give the best, quote unquote, best in NA to the more consistent team in terms of like over all the tournaments and scrim days. XQG might just be, you know, playing really well right now. They're up there though. XQG is really good. With their performance, with how they're playing, they're really good.
This one seems pretty free. they bopped it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Paraboy
there's
playing
one
on
player
someone's
left, I believe,
account.
as Wildcard, 1 player left as well from, you know, Kultor, and well, X-Quest Gaming, of course, James, they're not going to complain if 1 player just wipes out the whole of Loops.
Wildcard got.
Happy, and of course,
I don't know what Wildcard got there. They either got 2nd or 3rd. I don't know.
Yeah, not too bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Go and enjoy the rest of your day as we are heading over to 7 and Degon here to talk about this. Erringel. Finishing north of the eastern bridge as well can be rife with trouble. I'm joining 7 Degon. Hi guys. 7, do you agree? It kind of felt a little bit free here for XQ after everything was said and done towards the end there.
I feel like it was the exact same thing that happened earlier on the win from earlier. They were just had to wait it out. It was just a patient games, and it's something that Cfan has even told me himself. Their best strength is just being patient, and so far today it has been working out wonders for them. And whenever they don't need to worry about the patience, whenever they actually need to go ahead and flip that switch and be aggressive,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's one of our biggest flaws too. We're not patient enough as a
Omen,
team.
I feel like Omen threw a little bit there, especially when they switched the circle towards the east bridge. They were just too spread out. I don't know what was going on. Angry ended up dying by himself. I felt like they should have just been a little bit more together towards where Sute was, and then kind of carry on from there, because they would have been able to just grab easy kills, especially from having that 3rd story building.
Yeah.
Here's the overall map ranking. XQ
We're to
with
split
another
up.
30 points under their belt here. It's been a blast of a day here for XQ. Wildcard will get 2nd place with the points that they accrue.
We should have got
as well as
like
Loops getting more points under
15
their
to
belt.
16
it's
points
here.
here.
Assured now that they are going to be our champions here for the PMPL Americas.
Is there a
It's just
5
by
line
how
around Suki?
far. And
Is that what you're looking
when we
at?
look at this, one of the great things that I like about what 7 said is that yes, they can play patient, and that is one of their strengths, as he's heard from the team. But when they turn on the aggression, every single time at the end of these circles, it's always in a car. It's always running into people and trying to get the information and then just killing them off that way. It's great.
Yeah, the race for that one complex that Omen Elite and Njame Gaming both wanted to have. Well, XQG was like, yeah, we're here first. We got this first. And they're uniquely equipped, along with Loops, to be able to hit the switch. Like, so many people say, yeah, I got the switch. You know, we'll take it easy now. But then when it's time to go aggressive, we'll go. And they never get it right.
Yeah, our plan was to
XQG
take
after,
XQG's compound,
I think,
but we
seasons
weren't
of getting it
organized
wrong,
enough
now
to
have the right
get there
lineup to do
fast.
it. They've got rotations.
We should have got there before they did,
and I think
but
through a lot of mistakes.
Our
they've
pre-prep
learned from
to
it,
get
cleaned
to
it
the
up, and
building
looked like
was
a
very
dominant
bad.
force in North America.
Yeah, been very, very nice to witness, especially today. Really cool stuff. And looking at how the actual rankings did go down, of course, Loop's getting themselves plenty of points, means that they're going to be pushing themselves
Acid,
up
thank
in
you
a
for the
very
follow
firm
on
spot
Trovo.
here once again. I'm trying to think of teams to actually talk about in these final circles, but nobody really had much position to do anything. So let's continue with XQ again here for a moment as we look at the numbers that they were able to put out here throughout this game. And again,
But yeah, if we got there before XQG did, we could definitely put up a better defense.
Coming in for them, and a boatload of steals, to be perfectly honest there, Seven.
Yeah, and that's not the first time we actually see that from them. I think this might be the team that we saw the most steals in one win. And I believe it might have been at like 10 steals at some point, which that's just impressive on its own. And we've seen this team, I think the first time we actually saw the team pick it up here on the PMPL was them starting to third-party people in Erangel, just winning engagements, making sure they waited it out. They saw a team hurting, they saw that fight was over, and then they just pushed all in and executed perfectly those pushes. And I think it's showing that they're starting to improve just tiny little things on their plan. And it's man, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen here, because I wouldn't be surprised if that team is now currently in second place.
Egon.
Yeah, and the scary thing is it's no longer just Z Fan and Z Long leading Z Wave for XQG. AZ and EZ both leading XQG specifically in this game.
Is Egon being low-key racist, bro?
That's the evolution of this team. It's not Z Fan and 3 guys. It's everyone contributing.
Yeah, big contributions indeed. Here's Loops as well at the beginning of this game, and you know, as if anybody really needs them in the lobby. I think everybody tomorrow will be looking forward to the game that they will not be in the lobby of, because they always seem to be posting those double-digit numbers, Seven, in any lobby that they're put in now at this point.
No matter what happens, they almost always get more than 5 kills. 8 kills this time around, man. I think right now in the kill stat between all the teams, they're currently at 335 kills, and the second team, they're separated by 46 kills.
I think
that's 2 chicken dinners and some.
I think Seven, if you were to, you know, there's a lot of tier lists out there. You're a YouTuber, you know, people love tier lists, right? If you were to put PMPL Americas in a tier list, I think
what teams are sitting out tomorrow? Every team is playing tomorrow. Every team is playing tomorrow, but every team misses one out of the 5 games.
Or you're saying out of everything?
America.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Loops is going to be one of those teams that a lot of other teams are going to be talking about now, right? And this is good for them. This is going to bring up their confidence. I've always been saying that it's good for teams to have performances like this, because guess what? You're going to have people now in India talking about you. You're going to have people in Indonesia. You're going to have people in China talking about you, and that's good for you, especially as a team. Hey, maybe next time they see you in World League or whatever it is that we end up doing when they get a chance to fight each other, they're going to be like, oh, that's Loops. Let's go ahead and think about this twice. Let's not go ahead and rush in just full in, as you would on some other teams that are towards the bottom.
Or for fans out there, let's go ahead and cheer from them. There's nothing quite like other nations' fans when you've been like so kind of positioned as your nation's kind of heroes. There's nothing quite like other nations, Degon, then getting on board with that when you go to something like
we had so much damage, only 5 kills.
I think it's really cool when
we kind of dropped the ball on that last game.
Right now, Loops is the cream of the crop here. I think another team that thought their name would be in that category is Tempo Storm. We got to keep scrolling, keep going. Oh, there we go, Tempo Storm. 0 kills on Pachinki, and it's gonna cost him not only.
I don't know. Were you guys able to hear those bone cracks?
Fat Skrilla as well, because they go
those
from
were kind of
being
loud.
in position
Did you guys hear
to be in
that?
second place, dropping further down, as we'll see when we take a look at the leaderboards. But
did I get picked up on the
not a great
mic?
day for Tempo Storm overall. They had a couple moments, but
just, like,
they had a big
cracked
moment
my
to move
neck.
on up, and they did not seize it.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a bit of a bumpy road over the last couple of days.
Do you get upset after certain games? I feel like you're really calm. Yeah, I do get upset. But when I get upset, I don't get mad. I get like more so like upset at my own performance.
Everybody having played
I don't get upset
like
is
last chance saloon
really at the team ever.
Teams, not only to get themselves into the top 8, but get themselves into the top 10, but try and find
There's
spaces
overall
at the
scores
top.
right now.
And the
So
biggest shift
PK
I'm seeing right now from
571.
XQ has pushed B4 off that second spot.
XQ, and at the start of the day, I think I even might have touched this earlier.
So top 8 get in. The lowest place right now on 8th place, 571.
Teams like Cloud9 and Temple Storm fighting for that second place with D4, and they say, yeah, you know what? Hold on.
Tribe could do it. Cream Real Bettis could make it.
We have acquired throughout this tournament and everything that we have learned so far and put it into display. And my gosh, did they? What a
you heard of that net crack though?
I think from this day, the only one I can
move your head. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Something record day, I believe it was, which is it's really impressive and disappointment here seeing Trem Coretta for a cow, Omen Elite, those two teams when they actually needed
in 9th.
Tier list, I think
next game, you know, and
at the top, and the biggest shift I'm seeing right now from today's 7, XQ has pushed B4 off that second spot.
XQ,
so
and at the start of the day,
571
I think I even might have touched this
is 8th
earlier.
place right now.
XQ was one of those teams that would say, oh, they're probably going to be fighting for 5th or 4th place. We're probably going to end up seeing teams like Cloud9 and Temple Storm fighting for that second place with D4. And they say, yeah, you know what? Hold on to that thought, because we came here to play and we're going to put in all the knowledge that we have acquired throughout this tournament and everything that we have learned so far and put it into display. And my gosh, did they? What a day they had so far. I think from this day, the only one I can think of was when B4 had a 120 something.
We're at 516. We're like 30 points behind,
which is it's really impressive. And disappointment here seeing Trem Coretta for a cow, Omen Elite, those two teams when they actually needed to go ahead and pretty much start their engine. It was do or die. Nothing was
we
done.
still have a chance
Absolutely
tomorrow.
Nothing. Omen, they have a good performance there. I was waiting to see more out of them, but man, it's just disappointing currently seeing them here in 12th place. So hopefully tomorrow they can at least put some face up and end up in the top 10 at least.
Digon, bit of a hard question, I suppose, points. Here. 8th and 9th. You've got Pittsburgh Knights, 571 points, and then you've got Tribe, 547 points. Is there a world
50,
where Tribe tomorrow
50 something points behind, 55 points behind?
Absolutely. I can see them and Carmenal Betis doing that because PK did not look good today as well. You look at losers of the day, that would be PK and Tempo Storm. Both those teams had opportunities to create a ton of distance, especially because a lot of the teams they were up against,
top 8,
at B4 and Cloud9 and for Tempo Storm and Tribe for PK were idle. They didn't play today, and they did not create a lot of distance. So when you're trending downwards, it's hard to stop it and turn it around. Loops has been on an upward trend. XQG, that's why we've been harping on XQG on like how amazing this turnaround has been, because they were trending down in the last couple of days. And that's why we were
we need the teams above us to do bad, and we also need to do really
because
good.
They had such a slow
or
start
really well
and trended up and then maintained it for a long time. So I think there is a huge possibility where Tribe gets their ducks in order and they're able to bump out PK. And I don't think
how many games do you play tomorrow? Everybody plays 4 games tomorrow.
Created enough of a gap that they're safe.
7 final thoughts. I see you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think for me, Tribe has just been consistently inconsistent.
Yo, Survival, I appreciate it that you watched me on Trevo, bro.
Such a hit and miss here with them. And I think it would come down to just the first game tomorrow when they get a chance to play. What I'm going to be looking at for Tribe is, are they playing together as a team? Or is Seagat out there doing his own thing? Memo's over there doing his own thing. Pretty much King Ed telling them what to do. And they're just not working as a team. When they work as a team, and this is something you'll be able to go back and see on their wins, they are just a force to be reckoned with. Seagat being the leader on those kills, being able to go ahead and spray it down. We saw him use the tummy gun at one point and absolutely destroy. So I think if Tribe tomorrow, they want to make a push for it, they have to work together as a team, and they have to go ahead and hope that Pittsburgh Knights has a day like today. Nothing happened for them.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I will be seeing you tomorrow to break down everything that we have in our ultimate day. It is going to be our championship Sunday here for the PMPL Americas. I'll let you go off, enjoy the rest of your day as we focus on what is to come. Tomorrow, we will not only crown our PMPL Americas champion, but we'll also know those top 8 going to the World League. We'll see you then, same time, same place for more PMPL.
I was looking for open customs on Trevo and it said Zute. My face said, what? Alright, guys. It all comes down to 4 games tomorrow, and we have a big gap to catch up on. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, boys. Worst case scenario, we don't make it. But hopefully maybe I could viewer party still with you guys. We don't even have confirmation on if I could viewer party or not. Maybe I should start a petition. Maybe if I start a petition and get a bunch of you guys to sign it, Tencent will let me viewer party the next stage if we don't make it. And yeah. So let's go ahead and raid someone. Let's see who's streaming. King A streaming. Flip is streaming. Sass is streaming. Sass always comes in and supports the stream and then supports me. I think I'm definitely gonna go ahead and raid Sass. Thank you guys for watching and wish us luck tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys. I would raid Mr. Flip, but I raided Bella last time, who's Mr. Flip's girlfriend. So I'm going to go ahead and raid Sass. Yeah, Chica's also streaming. I'll send a raid over to Chica someday again. But thank you guys. Take care, everyone. And tune in for tomorrow. Take care. And I'm going to know the results when I'm viewer partying tomorrow, so don't ask me. But yeah. All right, guys. See you all later.